So I'm going to, what I want to do is I'm going to link this video in the description of the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube later, or also in the Twitch chat. If you guys just want to give this link a click, that'd be cool. I don't know, just give the original content creator a bit of support. Just so, you know, we know exactly where the content came from. And of course, all this will be found on FunkyP's channel. Hopefully these videos don't go down. But they are there. And I don't think they're uploaded to YouTube, which is why I have to use the Twitch archive. I can turn the music up a bit if I want. Okay, well, yeah, I want to make sure it's audible. Yeah, we'll do that. That's good enough. But he's not even following them. You'll notice that I'm in a private browser. You think I'm not a first-time streamer here. I know to hide my cookies. So yeah, we're going to talk about this now. So I'm going to be fast forwarding, of course, through the commentary or through the breaks between matches. Hopefully, we can get through this decently fast.
Yeah, Miro, like if you're trying to Tiger Knee Air on Rios on or something, I feel like that's like a popular character to play hitbox on. Although I don't know.
All right, so yeah, Sajam and Tubaware are doing the commentary. Maybe I should have fast forwarded this a bit more. Somewhere around here. Back up a little bit. Is that too close?
Interesting characters. I like Gargos a lot in this version of the game. I think he's in a pretty cool place. This looks like a real match to me.
All right.
Yeah, they're in there.
We're in here.
Medium manual after and the heavy doubles.
So early guest break from, yeah, it is Ovis versus Jackal.
Command throw goes for the low afterwards.
I actually don't know much about this matchup. Whoops.
Flip out goes to the other side with the tail flip.
Yeah, okay.
There.
I actually don't know too much about this matchup. I know that Riptor must maul Gargos when he gets close, but I'm talking about like the specifics of how how Riptor would deal with minions and how Riptor would bait the Heavy Reckoning, the DP thing, which is, I think, a very important thing for all people to know in the Gargos matchup. How does your character deal with this reversal, which is going to come as soon as Gargos wants to pop Instinct, right? You know it's coming. You must have an answer on reaction to that thing. So I don't know too much about how Riptor handles that, but I imagine there must be something specific that isn't just one of the universal options like jumping away. So we'll see how that plays out, and also how Ovis deals with the minions. Right. And also that, right? How does Riptor handle this? The block thing. Like some characters get free punishes here, right? Riptor can probably do. I wonder what he could do there. Probably nothing too crazy. If he predicts jump back, he can go get him with a dash attack. But
you know, I can't say I'm super familiar with
this,
Ovis, but he's putting in work right
that's
now.
hard to block.
I do know about Jack.
No break on the heavy tail.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I'm pretty sure he
all right,
mains
unbreakable.
Gargos at this point.
Reset.
Yeah, I definitely think so. He's played a lot of characters over the years.
I wanted to say something about.
Hang
on one sec. I wanted to say something about this.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I really don't. Actually, no. That's the combo. I guess he's trying to reset.
I definitely think so.
If it comes up later, I'm going to talk about when Gargos players do that reset. I don't really like it that much.
Ooh, this should take the life bar.
He's going to spend the second bar and he's going to kill him. Yeah, this Shadow Clever Girl does a lot of damage. And two at the end of your combos stacks a lot of unbreakable damage on at the end. See that, right? This is what you need to be prepared for, right? Like obviously he's reversing, like, and if he's not reversing and you jump back and he doesn't reversal and you gave up your pressure, then okay, so be it, right? In a tournament situation, and especially a first game, 100% of the time this player is reversing here. Like it's not a question at all. So yeah, what you need to do is have an answer prepared. You know, first tournament match, you're also kind of nervous, right? You don't do everything perfectly, so that makes a lot of sense. But you know, if you're planning for a tournament match against a Gargos player, you might want to think about this. You can do a universal option like wait about 5 frames after he wakes up, and then do a reversal jump back, so that Gargos will track the position he reversaled from, which is like really point blank, and so he'll come straight down while you'll be jumping back, and then you can punish with whatever you want. That's a universal option that will work for every character. I bet you Riptor can dash under with like forward dash, and then turn around and do forward fierce, or the running fierce. Okay, but Ovis just blocked.
Baits the reversal, does not get out of the way of it. You can make that whip and then try to punish it.
No shadow counter. Oh, you didn't have meter, sorry.
Yeah, infinite armor can't
Okay,
block.
2, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. Burst is out,
The burst is alright. It gets both minions out, even though I think one of them took damage.
Alright, so Stabby's back there. Jackal's still kind of in trouble here. Backdash gets clipped, yeah. Big guy's got 1 health point left. Although
Yeah, and that's coming.
Yes, the homie.
Always there to hook it up.
So what could Ovis have done here, right? Like,
Jackal's still kind of in trouble.
also notice how this minion acts here. Some characters, when they throw, they actually can hit the minion for free while they're doing the throw. Like, it has an attack box that the minion runs into. I guess this one doesn't have it. And you can see that the minion attacks going left to right, right? So when he comes back, you know this minion will not attack you on the way back. He can't. It's not programmed in. He has to do a full rotation before he can do that. So he will not attack you. See, he walks back and then attacks as he turns around. So you know that you're free to do a meaty there. You don't have to worry about the minion.
The homie.
Always there to hook it up, steal some of that bar. Backdash the sandwich between the minions again. Yeah, take more. Runs out of there. You gotta hit the little guy.
There's the, okay, the minions are gone. Nice. Now, don't go in too hard. Get him. Okay, that must have been something. I'm sure he didn't want to do the tail there.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
Really soon as he touches.
All right, now he's in there. Now this is trouble. And I don't know why no shadow counter there. This is obviously an input mistake, or like he thought he hit confirmed or something. But there's no instinct to cancel, so free shadow counter is ignored for some reason. Okay, flip out. Okay, that's cool. I like that setup with the mortar. Gives him a free meaty. Alright, guess breaks. That's okay. Now, does he burst right away?
It's doable for sure.
No, I guess he doesn't bother.
A lot of this instinct is gone, about 3/4 of it.
Yeah, it doesn't. Burst there would have been a bad choice.
And yeah, run back age. Yeah, it's such a great choice. Breaks the armor there and forces out the burst. Gargo's in a really strong position here.
All right, Jumpy.
And here's an unfortunate missed shadow counter. I would have liked this. This is sort of a nice situational thing, a trick to be aware of, right? As soon as this minion comes, like he sees this minion coming, right? He knows this attack is going to hit him, and Gargos is looking to pick up the combo here, right? And in case he drops it, I think you should be extra ready to shadow counter this Psycho Crusher, because he's doing nothing. He is obviously going to do light Psycho Crusher here.
All right, Jumpy.
But okay, this isn't going to cost Ovis, yeah. That was an unbreakable combo because it killed him on the second hit.
Reconnect the controller?
Nice, alright, Ovis takes the first game.
There's a serious conversation happening.
There were a couple, like, you know, tournament nerves, you know, first match on the big stage type things happening there, but it was overall pretty solid. Oh, hey, Duel, how's it going? Glad to see you around. Alright. Just gonna fast forward here. Okay, here we go. So here's Ovis's answer to the medium Psycho Crusher, right? He tries to do run back tail flip because he expects the second one, but he delays it and, like, you know, doesn't do anything for a bit and then punishes. Oh, what? It was a crazy far manual. Oh, he tried a meaty, didn't work.
Picks up the combo anyways, tosses her in the corner. Another one.
Okay, there's a nice break. No heavy auto double break from Jackal. Nice, that's a plus.
Great break on the meaty.
Wow, and he just, okay. So this is one answer to deal with, you know, after you get broken. Riptor just does Talon Rake to get back in because he predicts the puddle. It's good. Drops the combo though. That was a tournament nerves drop. I like this from Ovis. I like this mortar here, and I like that he sees that he has a lot of space. This mortar is like a wall, right? You can think about it like a wall. You can draw a line here, and Gargos is not allowed to pass this part of the screen. So he has this entire space to walk in, right? So this is a nice fireball interaction. He's ready to go, but he doesn't just walk in and take his space. He does something that probably can never really work, this running attack, which is bad for multiple reasons. First of all, he doesn't hit Gargos when he might have had a chance to. But secondly, he puts himself in the corner and gives up all the screen space, right? He avoids the punish, but now he either has to chase Gargos, or if he gets hit, right? If he gets hit, he is in the corner too, right? All right, he gets out.
There it is.
Yeah, no break on the medium doubles, but break on the heavy linker out there. Looks for the shadow portal punch for some.
You'll take that if you're a Riptor, I think.
Yeah, that's actually. You're
much happier that he got rid of the meter.
Oh, and Gargos as well.
Nice.
Which big guy were you
no lockout confirm, unfortunately. Lots of lockouts though. I think if you see your opponent locking out, you should be a little bit more ready for a confirm.
Well worth it.
It's harder to confirm if someone just locks, or if they break a lot of stuff and then locks up once out of like every 5, right? That's a lot harder to confirm. But if there's a lot of lockouts happening, you should probably be a bit more concerned.
Jump back, medium kick.
Oh, the uppercut.
This is big.
Yeah.
Doesn't bait it
Nice
down.
punish though. Well, not quite the nicest punish.
Oh, the uppercut.
This is big.
Heavy, much more preferred than the light attack. Now he survives because of it.
For mix-up, maybe. Oh, went for the tail flip.
And another missed punish from, yeah, so this is definitely tournament spaghetti going on here.
Yeah, nice work to go into Shadow Portal Punch there, actually. Gonna go in.
He does the close linker so we can get the, oh, I thought he might have done the meter ender, but okay. Chooses to put the minion out.
He has so much HP, right? 3 hits
Punish
is a lot
missed.
to take in the neutral for you. Just kind of slows down
Yeah,
the
see, I don't,
match. So much HP,
not sure if I
right?
agree with
3 hits
this.
is a lot to take in the neutral
Like, he wants to run in, right? Because he wants to avoid, running in will dodge the portal, because it, you know, it's a little slow and it pops up where you first were. But what you really should do here is run, and I think you should like try to jump so you can slow yourself down, right? You shouldn't be running into like that when Gargos has 2 or 3 mid-air jumps left. It's just too hard to track him, right? He can get out for free on reaction pretty easily.
Right? Like, he's not the smartest minion.
He is definitely not smart. But he makes up
Alright.
for that brains with brawn, you know? That's sort of how it goes.
Fair, yeah.
And Obus woke up with
Yeah, a lot of people
fierce
have.
mortar.
Resort to what you gotta resort to. Whatever your strength is.
That's not gonna work, unfortunately. And no punish though.
Look at him run. He is the
He could have just done. He tried to hit him with a normal, but it was obviously not going to work, right? In that case, you just wait until he finishes and then clock him with the portal punch.
There goes Jumpy.
Yeah, he I think he has 1 HP.
Oh, there's
left.
one more.
Yeah, one or two
I
hits.
miscounted. I'm sorry.
He's got a lot of HP. Lands on him. The
Fierce.
is
All right, I would.
counterbreak.
I think I would have broken too.
Shackle's coach is nodding.
Shadow?
He counterbreak.
No, that was a mistake.
Oh, he went for
Oh,
another
and he
one.
really
So
choked.
greedy.
This must have been a mistake, right? Did he like forget what his input was for Shadow Ender?
Counterbreak.
Right?
Oh, we went for
And then he
another
like
one.
doubled down on his error, which I don't blame him for.
Oh, I missed the link there. Gets the
That was a good
command
punish,
throw
actually.
after big damage. Could have been so huge though with the lockout earlier. That counterbreaker was massive. Activates.
Run back fierce for sure, right?
No, so far.
I think he tried it.
Counterbreaker
Did he
was
try it
massive,
here?
activates.
I would have tried run back fierce with him. No, he looks like he ran in.
So far away. Command throw.
Another
one. Not quite dead. Very close.
Yeah, any touch should do it. Ooh! Unless it's that wing swipe.
Yeah, the crouching heavy kick. Gotta watch the burst. Goes for it again. About to be out
Oh.
of space. Wow,
Mistimed it.
That's a bummer. You know exactly what Obus is trying to do here, right?
Unless it's that wing swipe.
This sweep is... He looks like he stuffed a shadow move too. But yeah, Obus is trying to obviously bait the burst here.
Yeah, the crouching heavy kick. Gotta watch
And
the burst.
he's not really having it. He's just saying, okay, well, if you want to do heavies, you can just keep doing heavies on me. I'm not about to lose the rest of my life bar over it, so go ahead. And then
Goes for
he thinks a little bit too hard about it and mistimes the meaty.
it again.
That's a
About to
bummer.
be out of stone skin. Wow,
Mistimed it. He had him in the infinite. Just
Woke
gonna
up with
force the
crouching
break.
media punch. He's like, what's good? Wake up with the Gargos best.
I think if you have that little time left on your instinct, like he only had about 10% of it left, right? You just take the sweeps there. Because getting your base or your burst baited is way too risky. If you have, 60% of your second life bar, you can take a sweep or two, right? So smart decision making there, I think, from Jackal. Ovis had the right idea too, which was to take the heavies. I think what you really should do there instead, if you're mad or you're like upset that if he's just gonna take the sweeps, what can I do? What you should do is do a standing heavy combo starter, right? And then try and bait the burst by stopping your combo, because there he has to really play the dangerous game of, okay, how long is he going to continue this combo, right? That might be your best bet if you're looking to maximize the damage in that situation, but it's obviously really hard to think about on the fly in the middle of a tournament match.
It doesn't work in all situations, but when it does work, it's a really good move.
There you go, there's the jump I wanted to see, right? So he's looking to get out of this pressure, so he just runs and then jumps, because he wants to slow himself down, he doesn't want to go full screen. And he's rewarded with pressure.
Yeah, Riptor has to be careful.
That's
using
-2, I think.
Coming down, it can be countered.
Yeah.
Nice anti-air.
Watch out for that.
Flips out.
A little early on the crouching medium punch after the check punish. Not a big one, but got something that's back throw.
Okay, instinct. Okay, meaties with fierce, which is the correct choice.
Gargos because you're always scared of the wake of instinct.
Yeah, Gargos does get away because of the
Another one.
threat of
Tag
instinct
a little
there.
bit of damage.
Now it's coming. And yes, he wasn't quite ready. It's hard though, right?
I'd like to see Riptor run back and try to do something about it. Alright, the mortar. Maybe running fierce? Yeah, gets clipped by the shadow portal punch.
Medium double's not broken. Okay, guess breaks the light linker.
Heavy linker or medium doubles, but guess on the
And I think again, you're gonna guess break here.
It's
No.
gonna add up pretty quick. Level.
Oh,
he tried
wow.
to counter break, but yeah, the burst anyway.
So this burst that stops the counter breaker with Punisher, this thing, I think it's really hard. But if you can really think about throw there, like you obviously don't really want to punish with throw most counter breaker stuff, but I think for this one you do want to punish with throw.
Counter break, but yeah, the burst anyway. He could have just ended the combo, maybe short combo.
Yeah,
Nice,
I
nice.
feel like it would have done enough.
Is he gonna get him?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
would like
is.
to
Nice.
see, Jackal just
So he has, you know, this isn't a whole lot of life to work with, but he has a chance to get a couple licks in here. Ah, okay, maybe not.
medium crusher as the answer. Damn, the laugh out.
Like, taunts? That's how he feels?
It's cold world we live in, dude. Running all the way back, made it with, yeah, corner position.
Punish.
Wall splat ender.
Okay, I like taking the damage there. Or taking the knockdown that lets them set up the minion. Now, remember when they changed that so that the minion could be, so that when you do a command grab with the drop ender, that you really couldn't easily summon a minion? I still think Gargos could summon a minion pretty easily against a lot of characters. Not many characters can get over and punish them. I think actually Riptor might be one of them with Shadow Headbutt. But most characters have to just kind of take it.
Quarter clip the big guy. He's going to come in from behind, yeah. So
Alright, you tagged a minion, that's good. With that mix-up.
I think that there's some good stuff here from Omis to try to avoid a lot of these scenarios.
Alright, he tried to swing a bit too much there while also hitting the minion. He picked a normal that wasn't advantaged.
Fishing with that crouching medium punch. Ooh, barely got over that run back heavy kick.
Yo, look at the use of the flight.
Nice.
Going around
Oh
with
man, there was a chance to confirm. You could see that this was going to hit him, right? He sees that this is going to hit him, like here for sure, it's guaranteed, right?
the use of the flight.
So he should be ready with something that isn't slow, like a heavy,
Ooh, look for the throw.
far
He
heavy
actually got hit by
kick
the
or something like that.
Man, such short
Man
combos
grab.
from Jackal. Oh, he's
Ooh,
trying to break
no,
mediums.
sir.
Yeah, got it on accident.
Unfortunate.
Punish on the counter breaker, not great, but it's
Yeah, and he's not ready again.
for sure. Yeah, you want to get out of here, tick, throw again. Gargoyles and Stone Skin with nowhere to sneak in a heavy in the corner. This is such a bad position.
Both minions.
He's gonna
Yeah.
bring it jumpy and stabby.
This is pretty much lost, I think. Well, maybe not. He got out.
Oh, tried to set out the
Ah.
carpet, but the
He had a chance there if he picked a non. He had to pick a non-medium button there to meaty with.
He's got a real life
But okay.
minion, too, on the stage. That
Rules. Still your coach.
Yeah.
You're allowed to switch coaches between games. Those are the rules.
All right, next game.
Only 30 seconds.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this clock here. Make sure that I'll go up on stage. Hey guys, don't know how to break it to you, but it's been more than 30 seconds. Get smoked! Oh, look at the standing line kick throw again.
I'm actually not a huge fan. I'm trying to figure out the right place to talk about this. I'm not a huge fan of these command grab resets because I don't know. I feel like you're foregoing damage for +4, and you had way better than +4 off the wall splat, right? So why are you giving up your wall splat, which is a better mix-up, and putting yourself in +4, but also doing no damage? Like, +4 is good if you can turn in situations that weren't going to be much damage into advantage. But if you're turning down damage, and you already had more than +4 frame advantage, why are you doing this?
Make sure that I'll go up on stage.
Like, yeah, you're going to hit the guy, but you could hit the guy with stronger mix-ups otherwise, right? I don't know.
Look at the standing line kick.
Every time I see Gargos do that in the corner, I always question whether it's the right idea, because I don't really see the benefit.
Predator dash 8 and 4.
Wow, he managed to get through that
Actually wins.
portal punch
Worked
there.
out in Gargos' favor. Really awkward in the situation.
Sort of snuck past it.
Right.
Medium crouch, medium punch, catches his counter hit.
Heavy,
and
that's gonna be
double
broken.
break. Alright. Short combo there after the portal punch landed.
Okay, dash up minion, definitely no good, and I'm surprised Opus wasn't ready. He did this, and he sees that this is going to hit him, so he should just do auto double here, right? Or linker or whatever. He should continue the combo.
Dash up, summon the minion.
Looks like he tried a manual, but I think
See if Stabby can do anything.
because of the screen freeze kind of throws your timing off, I wouldn't have tried it there.
Picked
Okay,
him up, you gotta
headbutt.
pick up your boy. Oh, and he tried to absorb him?
I would have headbutt here. Shadow headbutt, the right choice, because this minion, you don't know what's going to happen to him. If he gets dropped or thrown at you, you want projectile invincibility here, right? Shadow headbutt is the right choice, but also Shadow headbutt's a really high damage opener, so you really kind of want to do that anyway.
Pick them up, you gotta pick up your boy. Oh, and he tried
Yeah,
to
so you can
absorb
see that
him?
he got
Yeah,
he got clipped by the minion.
awkward choice. I understand maybe absorbing jumpy, but not stabby. It's too valuable.
Stabby adding.
Oh, that was probably breakable,
And
eh?
maybe absorbing jumpy, but not stabby.
As soon as the minion stabs him here in the middle, I bet you the rest of this was breakable.
Valuable.
I would have tried,
Stabby adding on a little bit of damage there.
because combo breaker would have hit the minion
Yeah,
too.
it's actually enough to kill. Usually those portal punch combos don't add up. Wow.
He holds the minion.
Just rude.
That's fine. Punish him? Okay, he tried it. Oh, and he tried again. That sucks.
This is a no
Those are 2 missed punishes. Those are like mind breakers. Yeah, and obviously a break is coming there, I think. I wonder if Obus can recover from that, because I think those are sort of heartbreaking. There, oh, okay. I like that he was ready for it. He had to trade. This is a high damage DP. You don't really want to trade with it. Take a look at the damage. I'm going to put my mouse on where Obus's life is. Right, check this out. You don't want to be trading with that if you can afford it. In fact, I would think something that doesn't, or a technique that trades with that DP is not what I would consider an answer. Nice punish. That's not a good punish, unfortunately. Was he trying to do stand fierce, but he had the wrong direction? You always want to do fierce into shadow, right? No shadow counter. Okay, both minions are out, and this is tough. I would guess. So people always ask me, or they talk about, like, I say that there's a really good shadow move for a certain character, right? For example, Shin Hisako's Shadow Shureka is +10 on block, in case you didn't know that, right? So people are like, well, yeah, but my opponent always has meter. When can I attack? When can I find the spot where they don't have meter to shadow counter me to get this shadow move off? And the real answer is there are key moments in the match where your opponent has just spent meter where you have a chance to do it. For example, Gargos, in situations like this, is a great spot for that, right? So what happened here again? So he does command grab, right? He does command grab ender, or he does the hard knockdown ender. 1, 2. So he has a chance to do shadow headbutt here. He's not going to get clipped, I think, almost ever, and Gargos is guaranteed to not have shadow meter to cancel. So you can kind of just do this. You'll put yourself in a plus on block situation and take it with hit off both minions on the way. I think it's a super good idea here. Because right now, this is exactly where you don't want to be. But now is another great chance. You should be, running back is not the idea here, right? You should pick your spot and just do shadow thing. Right, he can't jump out of it. He might be able to do like upwards thing, but I think it's going to whiff and you'll clip the minions on the way by. Like, you're looking for a situation to put the minions on their back and maybe put Gargos on block stun. In tournament, he's probably not thinking about the answer to that, and he's probably just going to block.
He goes back to full screen, but yeah, I mean,
but running away with that is not the best option.
You gotta try to find a way to hit him both. Ripple doesn't have choices like, you know, a shadow fireball from Jaguar or something to clear the field. This is bad news.
Yeah, so both Tobo and Sage, I'm thinking, wow, he runs through the minions. But the minions now, he just, right? He made it even worse on himself because he put this minion behind Gargos and he ran past the slow minion who's going to walk up behind him. So he basically put himself in a sandwich here. So it was like a cool looking strategy, but in the end, I think this is like maybe the worst possible outcome for Riptor.
This is big. Heavy kick, hit him on the
Let's stabby from behind.
Yeah, and you have to break.
Close to do ultra anyway. Oh, he's dead. The Azumga drop, that'll do it.
So yeah, I think there was maybe a couple. Again, it's hard to criticize because when you're up on stage, your first match of the day is a tournament match on the big stage on stream. You know, you're not really thinking straight. So it's totally understandable. But if he's looking back at this later, he might want to think to himself, there are spots where you can use Shadow Shoulder to get through the minions. Projectile invincible the whole way, right? So you're good. And Gargos almost certainly will be blocking.
You know, I'm gonna blame every time I have a moment where I misspeak.
All right, let's move on to the next match.
That game, the greatest game of all time.
Marvel 3, yeah, that was pretty good. I don't know.
Street Fighter.
Oh, here we have Finch playing Aganos versus who is this?
Beautiful, beautiful combo breaker theme sticks.
Yeah,
should I feel bad for not recognizing this guy?
Check it out. I mean,
I apologize in advance if I should know your name. We'll get there eventually.
Can sort of play like a frustrating keep away game against this character.
She can kind of do whatever she wants. Really.
Yeah, she's one of those characters.
I mean,
sure.
she is very top tier.
Can go quickly wrong with this character. That's just sort of the way she goes.
All right, here we go.
That's what 40 years of smoking will do to you, if you want to know.
Illspark. Yeah, so I've never heard of this guy, so I don't feel so bad about not recognizing him now.
He hasn't lost a chunk yet, actually. This guy hit airborne, so no big deal. Checking with the shotgun knee. Calling that assist. And yeah, that's the thing about Aganos. Great poke.
Punish? Oh, no punish. Okay, there's a good confirm. I like that.
What a confirm.
Heavy auto double not broken, and I don't understand the reset, but we'll call it a tournament drop.
Yeah, you just gotta remember that each body is only
Alright.
1/3 of her life.
Yep. Oh man, this is
They
such a
share
bad
that life
position to be.
That's a good tech, but he's still not out. He's like about as far away from out as possible. No, that's a bad choice, unfortunately. He's going to lose both chunks.
Of those are gone already, so he's lost.
And now he's in the corner. I don't know why you're backing away. This is the time. You cannot... This character is too strong on the neutral when he has chunks. If you get him cornered without chunks, you never back away. Especially he doesn't have instinct. He doesn't have, you know, doesn't even have meter. You can't do the shadow thing. Like, just go in and get him.
Get this body out, right? Call an assist, go to the other body.
But don't come in with your assist when it's way too late, right?
You know, Illspark, I don't know if I love that choice. I think he should have maybe got out of there. He's on blade body now. Takes that standing heavy kick.
Yeah, so Seijan was talking about how he didn't switch bodies. He ran away and then didn't switch bodies, right? So he gave himself up a lot of damage. But his earlier mistake was not pressuring, right? He should be pressuring. With 2 assists and no chunked Aghanos in the corner with no meter, you just can't give up that situation to take a lot of damage. Because you're not going to get another one. Well, buffer. Medium linker, hard knockdown, that's a lot of damage. You have to wake up with instinct here, right?
Yeah, tick throw again in the corner.
Instinct here. No.
Overhead didn't block it. Heavy linker and medium double. There's the break.
Alright, there was no confirm there, but that's hard to block.
Yeah, I wish I had shotguns on
Light linker not broken.
Nice, I think. It also means you're mechanical though.
That's okay.
Okay, he finally pops instinct, but it doesn't really help him.
Oh, shadow.
Oh, he got clocked.
That was a lot of life. Yeah, that was a lot of life to eat. You have your combined health right now, so yeah.
But yeah, see, because this health bar is down to... Remember, bodies cannot die while Arya has instinct active. So this health bar is just sitting here, and it's going to soak half the damage of everything that Aghanos does to her. So she's basically like a 50% damage reduction right now. So this is why popping instinct when you have low health on a body is really valuable. You should be doing it when you have 3 bodies, and one of them is almost dead. That way you can save your instinct. You basically effectively make Arya's health bar longer than the rest of the cast.
Still has the drones out here, walks up with a tick throw. Jumping heavy kick, alright, read a bolt hits of that. I'm surprised we didn't see an uppercut. Wow, standing light kick ended up flipping him out early in the jump.
Alright, this isn't over. Okay. Yeah, you can't chunk against Aghanos. That's not going to do anything. But see, you can't chunk. You can't chunk against Arya when she's in the projectile body. Just all your stuff is going to get eaten up.
Takes the throw. Yeah, man, such a bad spot to be. He's gonna
it's going to hit, but I mean, she'll super take that, right? Aghanos is totally fine.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Getting her to waste her 1 shadow bar on something that does 4% damage.
Got a plant of flower.
Alright. Let's continue on. I don't know why Twitch has such a hard time getting me to try to fast forward these matches. The window keeps losing focus or something.
I know better than that.
Don't do it. Don't fall for the devil's lettuce.
That's a good block. Okay, get him. I wouldn't chunk up yet. That's the right choice. I probably would have put something behind me. I think here I would have put a wall behind me because this is where Arya is just going to melt, right? She has no meter. You're going to take the rest of this life bar almost certainly. And you'll still have 1 chunk to absorb something. So yeah, I think I would have put a wall up here, but okay.
Level 2 takes the knockdown, walking on him.
Stop!
That was definitely a guess break. I think he might have been mashing and not knowing that you really could have broken that based on 3-move rule.
The shadow, yeah, he's gonna get the recapture on this.
He's dead, yeah.
That's so unfortunate. He's gonna build up such a...
I think I would take all 4 chunks here.
Which I expect we'll see.
Oh, okay, she chose not to. I think 4 chunks kind of sucks, but I think you will probably want to get 4 chunks and then put a wall up immediately most of the time. Please punish, okay. He tried to break 1 to 4, 5. Not a great use of Shadow Meter there, unfortunately. Most characters have pretty low damage Shadow Enders. There's actually only a couple characters where it's really only useful to use. Spinal is one of them. Someone else in the chat can probably remind me of, like, Kim Woo, for example, right? Most of the time, most characters are better off just doing regular damage ender, spending their shadow meter on linkers or shadow counters, because the damage buff, I bet you that combo would have been 1 or 2% less had you not spent the meter. So your meter is so much more valuable than 1 or 2% that I would have just taken the hard knockdown there rather than spend the shadow meter.
Pretty good place to be here. Another back throw. You can chunk up again. 2 chunks. Chunkaroonie jump, heavy kick, interrupted on the overhead, and yeah,
like for example, Jago should never spend a meter on Shadow Ender. Unless he's trying to juggle, right? Those,
Yeah,
I'm
beats
talking
the
about grounded
uppercut,
combos here.
crouching leg kick on the way go.
Yeah,
Shadow
he
Jago,
was
another
always
character.
too.
Especially with his
Yeah, he's
his
really expecting a counter break.
regular damage ender got buffed, right? So there's no reason to use a shadow one unless you're juggling.
Early jump heavy kick.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get
be
him.
a clean punish.
He always does medium linker there. That's like the
Oh,
third
no,
time.
this is the combo, yeah.
Fincho has done medium
Shadow
linker
can
there.
deactivate here if he wants to. I guess he decides not to.
Wow, he reversal with. Whoa. Okay, well that's what happens when the video ends. What was I? Let's watch that again. So Fincho always does medium linker here. At least that's the third time he's done it this set.
Medium linker.
Second or
Oh,
third.
No, this is the combo, yeah.
And then he dropped the combo, no shadow counter, and then this interaction he just reversals with shadow knee, or sorry, regular knee.
I guess he decides not to.
And then okay, I think we lost the rest of that match, right?
I feel like she was,
Yeah.
it was an unwinnable
So-
situation, basically.
We just lost the
Yeah,
rest of that
I
match,
mean,
unfortunately.
Four
That's okay.
chunks, pixel of life. There's so few opportunities to really do anything, so that's good work.
I have to
We got
lower
your
this,
boy Isaac
unfortunately.
coming up.
My internet isn't good enough to run.
Play against Rick. No way, it
This
can't
is
be
not
right.
Isaac.
All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post this in the chat again. If you guys want to
okay, there was
click the
an
link,
issue
just
with
give him a
the
click.
glitch with the console. I got you.
You know, give him an extra view on this
Makes sense
video.
to
That'd be
me. Alright,
helpful.
so Rick jump up on stage. I saw him
And
get on the
it will
stage,
also
so
be in
I
the
go,
description
Rick's
for the
fine. I know
YouTube
he's
if you're
right.
watching it on YouTube later.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was in this bracket.
No, probably. I don't know
Alright.
what he's. There's also more KI pools, I think, later today and tomorrow, right?
Yes. I'm supposed to play at 7, but I don't think I'm going to.
7 tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 tonight. I think there's more pools. So and on this stream after this, I think.
All right, we have Faroyami versus Delriach.
Isaac?
No, Pharaoh Yami.
Oh, maybe.
So I think Isaac is just playing to support the game, which is awesome. Right on. Glad to him, or glad to see him do that. And Faroyami, of course, we all know him in the community. Glad to see him out at
Here
the
we
tournament.
Classic Killer Instinct matchup, Orchid against Fusion combo.
Yeah, no
Probably
break
won't
early on that.
analyze this too much since I don't think Isaac is playing too much these days.
Yeah, light recap. He's gonna get the full thing. Boom. Huge damage on that. He's
pretty
making
good
all the way
damage.
around the world punish this.
Not the greatest punish, but
You know,
okay.
this is all due
Okay.
to Keith's coaching right now.
He's gonna get another one.
Pre-game
Oh no!
coaching.
He could have. Probably wouldn't have been enough to kill, but it would have been pretty close.
Also Keith's
But
fault.
also, I would not want Keats as my coach because he'd be like, "You're terrible. You're missing everything."
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what his coaching would be.
Wall splash. Heavy kick gets goes for another one. Grenade. Yeah, try to.
this isn't gonna work, right?
but
Yeah.
Grenade's gonna help him out there.
Oh, a
Shadow
bunch
Dog.
of-
Able to jump out.
Bunch of crazy stuff happening.
No bar to cash this out. So yeah, not gonna be death.
Faroyami dropping a lot of stuff here. Overhead blocked. Yeah, no shadow counter available.
Shadow
For the
chip
chip?
Can't do it
Oh,
there either.
Shadow counter.
Not quite the
Yeah, you have to
cat.
take the chip
Cat came and
and
saved
just
it.
save your meter.
You can do that. You know what you're doing.
Apparently
Oh,
not.
the take throw. No, all right, there it is.
Is the
Breaking
vibe okay in this new
the-
video? Sounds about right,
Yeah, I
right?
saw those 2 lines.
Yeah, you can see the lines on him to see what strength of tremor he's using. All right, down jab buffer again. Let's go to Isaac.
Man, I
Damn,
love
doing
that.
the dance on him.
That dance is
Oh,
great.
and then there's a counter teabag. Hits the wall. No break. That's so much damage.
That's a lot of damage. You have to break that, I
Power
think.
line is it's a quarter of your life.
You're gonna take the damage anyway, but you might as well get. Oh, that was a good shadow counter.
Oh, definitely not. Surprised he shadow countered instead of just taking the punish.
Heavy linker not broken. Fierce double not broken.
No break.
He's gonna get
27%
DP'd.
on that combo.
Okay,
Goes for
that's
the
even
reverse
better.
jump air throw, no break. Oh, he
Oh,
baited him
wow.
with the
But the
fire
cat
cat.
keeping him safe.
The cat's
Oh, no
there.
break
You
on
have to
fierce
punish
double.
quickly.
Oh,
Those shadow. Those are
yeah, it was actually
not.
a
They're not
bump.
safe counter
Not that bad.
breakers, but
Down
they're
flag.
kind of
Oh,
hard to
the
punish
shot
counter breakers.
Gets smoked. Double cat, triple cat.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
the
isn't gonna do
triple
anything.
Got him, and that'll do it.
And Isaac just laughs.
Look at this immediate coaching from Keats. The posture.
You know what he's saying right now, right?
What is
You
that?
suck. What are you doing? Why
Keats
did
is
you
giving
think that would
Isaac
work?
the link to my guide.
You're
Have you
fired
been to
from
ki.info.net
You're fired.
/tjcombo.html?
This game anymore, you're
And you're
fired.
fired.
Have you read every paragraph on that page?
Whatever. Yep.
It all adds up. Wow. Get
Full screen slide. Oh yeah, I remember this tournament. The full screen slides were in full effect.
It all adds up.
They're
Wow,
all
gets hit by the
unblockable.
max
Full
distance,
screen
full
slide.
screen
Okay, fierce
unblockable,
fierce linker
full
broken.
slide.
Oh, and all that damage is just equalized by getting hit by 2 power lines.
Medium linker, heavy double. Target combo, jump, medium punch, heavy.
See,
No anti.
I wanna make a point here. I'm not gonna pick on Faroyami about this
Medium linker, heavy.
because this isn't he's not the only person who does this. But I wanted to touch on sort of ender selection. If you pick, okay, so here's the thing, right? You want to do damage ender. You want to do damage ender as much as you could, right? If damage ender gave you the best setup, then you would use damage ender every time, like 100%, right? Because why not? More damage and more setup too. So the only reason you wouldn't use damage ender is if you wanted to build meter with battery, or if you had an amazing set play situation, right? That's the only reason why you shouldn't use damage ender, right? If you choose to use an ender that isn't damage ender, I really want to see that specific aspect of your game plan revealed, right? If you're going to do meter ender, that's great. If you're going to do damage ender, great. If you're going to do a launcher or setup ender that is less damage than damage ender and then not do a meaty, I'm not sure why you just gave up the damage, right? You're just basically throwing away 5 to 6% damage for no real reason. So you can see what Fariami does here. He does launcher ender into a juggle that doesn't allow for a meaty. Stupid Twitch player. Trying to rewind here. So he does a juggle, which does no damage because the scaling is really high. So this is effectively 0 damage, right? She throws a grenade. She probably could have even been punished here with Shadow Powerline or something. And, you know, he backs away. There's no threat, right? So Fariami gave up... He put his grenade down, and he gave up 5% damage for no benefit. So better off just doing the damage ender if you don't expect to get a real meaty, or if you don't have like a super setup. I think Orchid is still able to get a meaty after a damage ender, right? So, you know, if you do one chance into setup ender over and over again, that's the way to play. But at least do your setups. You know what I mean? Like at least make sure that your setups are airtight. Otherwise, you're just throwing damage away.
And no anti-air from TJ. He's put in the corner again with the
Man,
slide.
that was heavy slide too.
His DMs are open.
Every time.
Oh, the overhead.
Unbreakable.
I probably wouldn't have blocked that.
Absolutely small.
Isaac is getting worked. You were so excited for Isaac, and he's just getting worked.
All right, Isaac. I want to see you do something unsafe and pop instinct.
This guy, he helped make the
Punish?
game that you're playing
Yes.
the
Okay.
I think you're so cool.
I would do something. I would make sure you get your instinct off.
Yeah, goes for the plus frames. Oh, Shadow.
Oh, no punish again.
This is the right thing to do, though.
Finds the double down short. There's so much KB meter, though. He couldn't really do too much.
That was his chance to get a lot of damage. And he's still probably going to get another instinct.
That was
Oh, maybe not. Okay, no, he probably still will.
Grenade is out. Takes the throw. Another grenade.
Yeah, I feel like taking the throw there was a better option.
Heavy
because of the
heavy
saw,
linker not
the
broken.
neutral jump roundhouse.
Man, I guess he's not going to get it. It's pretty close.
Shadow.
No, he's going to get clipped again. One chance ultra. What happened there?
Shadow. He's going to get clipped by the grenade, though.
Yeah,
so he doesn't
It was a little earlier than last time.
Shadow's just going to low profile.
Yeah, I low profiled that.
The armor doesn't even matter against crouching heavy. Comes back to Lime. That's the first slide he's blocked. Boom. Oh, he
Yeah.
went for the counter breaker.
No
and
opener ultra for Miami is a little disappointing,
Yeah,
but
that amount of life left, you kind of have to.
you know, I don't think it was going to matter too
reach
much
for the
there.
stars, hope for the best.
Isaac is having the time of his life, and Yami's like, get this clown off the stage.
Yeah, basically. I'm
Get
done.
this clown out of here.
I'm done with this. I'm trying to move.
All right, jump.
All right, next match.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking though.
All right, jump back. Let's try air to air.
Oof.
Armor.
Man, did he punch that girl in the face or what? You see this?
Back. Let's try air to air.
Bonk. That was pretty satisfying to watch. Look at the damage. Counter hit. Power line.
Let's try air to air.
Boy. That's some damage right there.
Oof. Armor.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for power line, man. Still dangerous move. A lot of damage.
That's minus 8.
Oh, locked out.
Free punish.
Throws the grenade. All right. Another throw after.
All right, at least that launcher ender led to a real Loki situation, right? Like there was a mix-up there. So, you know, that's all right. It's just the other one where he did the juggle ender that led to nothing. Yeah, those types of situations are what I'm talking about.
Grenade. All right.
It's fine to do launcher ender into setup, as long as you have a real setup.
He's gonna be able to manual off that grenade.
Throw here.
Into the throw, of course.
grenades.
Here's some damage and the setup.
Yep, Buster.
But again, the grenade's gonna save
Yeah,
his
that's
butt.
not going to punish though.
He had no bar to
And
counter.
he's all of Orchid's shadows are minus, so
Throw my kill, yeah. So he tried to attack
you're
the
free
right
to
throw
attack
again.
after them.
Smoke. This is one of the issues in this matchup. When you get knocked down by Orchid,
Oh, and the taunt.
you just have to deal with the offense all day as TJ. Block low.
Shadow Firecat is -2, and Shadow Flickback is -4 actually, so you can actually
No.
punish it.
Block low, Isaac.
Pretty sure it's
Goddamn
-4.
Forsaken. Everything's fine. He got hit by it even when he
Know what we're
got
gonna do?
ultra. Oh.
I'm gonna check because I like having frame data. Killer Instinct frame data. This was hand done by 3 lovely, handsome people. What was I looking at? Orchid. Everything on this page is 100% correct, hand checked by us. Shadow Flick Flack, -4. Shadow Farrakhat, -2. So yeah. You're always free to jab check after you block these things. Alright. Oops.
Shadow Flip Flag. There's no cats available.
Bring it.
Alright,
Going all
Oh
in
yes.
here.
It was hand checked by 3 lovely people, but we also had help
it's
from
unblockable.
several other
Oh,
things
late
from
counter
many
break.
other wonderful people.
It'll be pretty close. He's dead.
No bad counter break
It's
combo.
a wrap.
Isaac
got
smoked.
word.
But okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was enough to kill him on the last hit.
Counterbreaker.
No, it'll be pretty close. He's dead.
Oh yeah, he's done.
But it was he made it about as close as possible there.
Isaac got word.
Worst coaching of all time from Keats.
It was the glasses,
Absolutely
he says.
useless.
Forward medium punch with eagle, it's +1 on block.
What a terrible coach.
Pretty sure it's +1.
I guarantee you, he gave him nothing of value. No great resources, no great knowledge. Adam didn't even
Forward
work
medium
on this
punch,
game. He just lied to
+1.
everyone.
Yeah, dude. See how this
By the way, you guys want a link to this thing?
Yeah,
Here you
man.
go.
Young man.
Bookmark this bad boy.
That was the most energy he had in him. That was it.
That was it, yeah. There's no good.
Again, this is not copied from the game.
So
We
I think
spent
you got
6
your
months
boy,
doing this.
420
We
Nova
hand checked
Blizzard
every
back.
single move in the game.
Chocolate flaw.
So
Chocolate
we talk about like
frogs.
projectile invincible,
Hey,
like the exact
If I told you
frames.
there was a product out
Right.
there.
Uh-huh.
Everything
called
is listed
Bags,
here.
Trusty tasting goods.
No, I wouldn't want any of
This
No,
is
why not?
much more than just the
What
in-game
about the
frame data.
chongo?
So definitely
Chongo's at the bottom of the bag.
bookmark it and
Very
keep it in
delicious.
your back pocket.
You don't want any humbug chef from Chongo.
Alright.
Bags, Rusty, what was
Tasting goods.
it? Tasticle product? Or
That. Well, I don't see the problem here,
I
man.
plan to live past combo
Oh,
breaker
see,
weekend.
you're
the
making
thing.
that's a mistake there.
Everything is.
Alright guys, next match. Maybe.
Pants if you fart. He was like, yeah, anytime I have to fart, I go sit on the toilet first.
Alright, you know Tupperware. This is a Killer Instinct stream, not a... Alright.
Sleep's coming up to play against Yami.
Does this sheet house show how negative Wolf is after Counter Breaker? Yes it does. -7. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of swole.
Charging up that fireball.
Oh, what a jump.
Medium, or jump fierce into the medium double.
Okay, Heavy Linker broken.
Alright,
Chocolate Flob is versus 420 Batman. This is the match of the century if I've ever seen.
Down, medium kick, dash cancel.
Nice, oh sick.
Oh,
And
okay.
the counter break.
Does he have good
That's
counter
how you
breaker
feel,
punish?
420
No.
Batman.
Okay, that was better than Yami's,
YOLO
but
blazes.
still not
Overhead
optimal.
right away. He could die here if he's got the right combo, but nice
did.
and short. Takes the take throw, not quite dead.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, I would have
Jake,
thrown
what do you
Fireball
think?
Instinct
Actually
Pop.
get this life back?
Ugh,
No.
of course that's DP is
That's
coming.
the exact same thing.
Yeah, 100% of the time.
Heavy kick buster. Killed him.
Kill
Hold
him.
forward again.
No.
Dash cancels out of the Rekka. I've seen that a few times already.
And the whip punish.
Maybe a reaction break. We'll give him credit for the reaction.
Oh,
The
Batman
slide.
with
Are
the
these-
slide.
are these
Yeah,
Heavy
slides
slide
unblockable?
unblockable.
I'm telling you, slide
1,
attack.
2, another shadow. Okay.
I don't understand
Close enough.
it. You just do
Save the
Batman,
shadow for the
slide,
next lockout.
it always works. Grenade forced him to block for a while. What a meeting. Shadow
Oh.
counter a little late.
I like the attempt.
And no punish on that either.
That's a punish. That's -6, right? You can tell that this is -6. It's pretty easy to tell when Jago does the medium version. He travels quite a bit farther.
Shadow counter a little late.
And no punish on that either.
You can see he travels quite a bit further and kind of has this extra reel back at the end.
These mix-ups are next level. Flick flag. Slides in there. Instincts available.
No, not quite.
Shadow counter overhead.
Yeah.
That should do
Oh
it well.
no.
Should've-
But I don't think there's
should've
any
won.
way he can do anything.
There it
Or
is.
just light auto doubles. Nice work too. 420 Batman.
420 Batman in the house
Sure,
with the
T-Bone's
solid
proud
orc.
right now.
420 Batman is quite the name.
It's a good name.
Why Batman?
Why not? Because
Is
I'm
the
Batman,
frame data
that's
you
why.
checked different from the game's
Right.
menu?
Just don't
Yes,
know
it's
the
quite a
lore
bit
stuff.
different. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's about 90% the same. So there were about 10% of moves that were not the same. But we list way more things than the in-game data, which is what the real benefit is. So we list exact projectile invincibility frames and exact low crush frames and that sort of stuff. You know, like exactly what frames Tusk can deflect you on with the different moves, that sort of stuff. But yeah, not only is the in-game frame data wrong in some spots, it's also not complete. Like some moves just have 0 listed for, like Jago's Shadow Fireball has 0 startup, 0 recovery, and it's like that's not obviously true. So some of them are kind of wrong numbers, but some of them are just incomplete, and we fixed all of that.
Alright, yeah, I guess so. Heavy linker. Oh, this is actually pretty. Oh, it could have been so much more. He locked him out and then he grew.
Oh,
Dash cancel.
Dash
Also
cancel
sick,
low.
using the grenade to kind of hide and mask it. He's gonna go low. It's really cool.
uh-oh.
Alright, counter break.
Optimal counterbreaker
No
combo.
bar to extend this further, but
No.
it's a big combo.
I think it might have been enough to kill him, actually, if he did the right combo.
Just
Ooh.
half your
He's
life
dead
bar.
and chip here. Yeah, punish. He got dash forward, uppercut on way.
Can you compile advantage after enders? Guess what? We've done all the enders too. Every character has all their enders listed. Here's enders for Jago or Saberwolf. He's this after wall splat. He's this after eclipse. 46, and you have 16 frames to juggle. So if you have a 16 frame move, you can juggle after Shadow Eclipse Ender. Every character has all this stuff listed. Running uppercut, the level 1 running uppercut ender, you only have 8 frames to juggle. But for the higher ones, you have more juggle potential. So there you go. Feel free to take a look at this. If you wanted to know why Jago can't juggle after certain fireball enders that he has, right? Endo Kuken, only 4. You only have 4 frames to juggle after level 1. That's kind of weird, right? But 10 for the level 2, so you have to be a far frame. You have to be close to juggle with this move. Level 3 and level 4 are a little bit easier. Did you know that level 4 is also a hard knockdown? This is the stuff we've all found out. So I would recommend just reading, just go through all the pages. There's a lot of really interesting stuff here. A lot of stuff we didn't know. There's a first launcher bug that we detail on the reference sheet. All the stuff we talk about, all the bugs in the game, like really, we did a lot of work on this. Definitely go check it out.
Happens in this game sometimes dashes and uppercuts. It's a little weird. Rekka again, medium linkers, puts him back in the corner. Grenade. Overhead caught the back dash. Manuals off of the grenade explosion.
What's the Oki?
Couple down
Again,
forward.
the short.
I'll over-ender.
Punish.
Oh, well, he got punished.
Oh, he tried the link off the grenade. I would have punished with the fierce though
the
too,
read.
right?
The read!
Buster.
Do
He
another
goes
one.
for
All
it.
right.
Just do it
No
again.
perfect here.
Oh, punish.
Yeah, there's no reason to counter break, or to try to break there.
He had so much life,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to read all of it, but at least know that it's there. Bookmark the page
Solid here.
so that you can, you know, if you're fighting someone, you just can quickly pull the page up and look at their character.
Adjusting the glasses. He's like the long-lost son of Arturo Sanchez. I sort of see it.
We also, like, I spent a long time computing the various recovery frames for Fulgor's pip cancels. So, like, Fulgor, for example, if he wants to cancel Blade Dash, he can do it as soon as the 3rd active frame, and he can do it all the way to the end of recovery. If he wants to pip cancel Light Fireball, there's a gap at the end. So Light Fireball acts differently than all the other fireballs. You know, you can only pip cancel Light Fireball for a small brief period during the recovery. Otherwise, the other fireballs can be pip canceled all the way to the end. If you wanted to know how much block stun, shadow, air, laser barrage puts you in, looks like it's about 35 frames. I mean, yeah.
I mean, Arturo.
We also did the same for Hisako,
That
so you can
might
take
be
a look
his
at
son.
how early
Yeah,
she
I
can
would
cancel,
The math
what
is
the
so
gaps
bad.
are on her Rekkas, that sort of stuff. We computed all that for
So
you guys.
far back and hit that crouching medium punch. That was sick. Slides in there. Heavy linker again. Catches the frame trap. Medium linker again after that opener. He's gonna do it a lot.
Oh, another heavy slide.
Unblockable slide. Light doubles after. You know it. Seen that a few times. Grenade.
I like the challenge there from Jago.
All right, Flavs. what do
Okay,
you
he's
got
trying to
here?
break.
I want to see some big
More damage there was possible.
51% on that.
More
Yeah,
slides,
that
not.
unblockable slide.
It's unbeatable. I'm telling you. Might be the best move in the game.
All right, a bit of a swag combo for no real reason
I
other than,
realized
you know,
actually that
swag.
backdash in the slide is unblocked. I'm not sure
It
what.
seems like the ultimate technique.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the properties of that move have become so strong. But immediately after the backdash, you can't block it.
Punish.
Yeah.
Gotta punish with a fierce, but okay.
Opener ender, no break. Grenade is there, goes low.
Man.
Slide
Yeah, no
again.
slide.
He's dead.
Yeah, that's GG.
All right, guys.
420
Next match.
Batman. Unblockable
He put on the
slides.
show
He's
we
got
wanted
that in
to
his
see.
utility belt, dude. Double after. The Mega
This is
Center is
mine.
actually
All right,
mine.
who's this? This is LCD, right? I think.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, LCD versus an Aria player,
Kicks
which
already.
I have not heard of
Finds
before.
the corner. the
All right.
overhead on Meaty there just to check to see if it's all
That was a
fine.
mistake, I think.
Yeah.
Probably an input mistake.
Switches bodies
I don't
there.
imagine he meant to do that.
Take the throw. Go low, combo with the grenade. Heavy kick, auto double after. Take the sweep for knockdown. He looks like
He's gonna get DP'd, right?
Low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he tried.
Yeah, for sure.
Shotgun knee. Didn't use any of his assists after. I'm surprised about that. Yeah, got the meaty. A lot of KV on that. So
Ah, come on, Larry.
All right, just jumping in with those shotgun knees. LCD not doing much about it, just blocking. Finds himself in the corner, but
Yeah,
throws
no
his way
anti-airs
out
from
of it.
LCD.
LCD's anti-airs are sus.
Okay, this is not shadow counterable.
Overhead.
That's heavy linker,
Heavy
not
linker
broken.
after. Yeah, this guy should be huge damage.
He's dead, right?
Didn't go for damage.
See, again, I don't like this from LCD, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Heavy linker after. Yeah, this guy should be huge damage.
Why don't you kill the body?
Body.
Because he wants a meaty? Like, what does he get here, right? He doesn't even throw the grenade. He just meaties with low short. What is damage ender on hit for Orchid? You're plus 17 to plus 21 or whatever, somewhere in this range, right? You're going to get your meaty if you do damage ender. So why do the launcher ender into nothing into the same meaty you would have gotten for just doing damage ender, right? And maybe you just kill the body outright. Now, LCD is probably not too worried about losing this match, but it's the same thing you need to be thinking about when you're fighting a real player. Or, I shouldn't say real player. When you're fighting a, like a top 8 match or something like that.
Not a good look.
LCD looking sharp here.
Yeah, you're right. It might not have killed, but if your only goal is to meaty, then you should just use damage ender because you're plus 17 and you can meaty with whatever you want.
Arya, right? Trying to stay above her head.
Right.
Comes in, grenade.
This is going to get TP'd, I'm sure.
Doesn't have an uppercut available or anything.
Oh, that's right. We lost the other body.
No break. Body should be dead here.
Yeah, and he's dead.
That'll do it. Nice work to LCD.
He killed the main body in instinct, so he's dead.
And she is one step closer to flushing out Ultra Cut.
Okay, move on to the next
He was like,
match.
he doesn't need me. Have it.
What you get. You only saw the first game. You didn't read the entire chapter. Shotgun knee again.
Just the cover of the book.
Oh, that was a good whip punish.
Actually, a pretty sick whip punish.
And again, okay, at least he throws the grenade this time, so there's more mix up there.
Plus frames after. Wow, crouching medium punch. Or crouching heavy punch.
Wow, and then the raw.
And there's a great punish from LCD. An actually good punish.
I would have to assume that these are not on purpose.
Yeah, probably not, right?
That's a lot of damage. 61 on Arya.
Didn't get a link after. You could have done an auto.
And a lot of that was just before any of the breakable
Yeah,
parts.
had
This
to
is
go with the shadow
breakable.
because the KB had already built up so much. Alright, meaty grenade for LCD goes for overhead. If you can uppercut this, put the grenades there.
That's fine. She goes right over it.
Yeah, I got over the grenade. That's cool.
All right, short. Checking the distance.
DP,
there.
no.
Making sure
LCD
that,
definitely
moves
not
out
looking
of
to
range.
anti-air too much here.
Alright, that's not bad damage. Level 1 enter. Grenade is there. Yeah, LCD catches
Alright,
the low.
and now it's rush down time. This character has no reversal anymore. Time to go in.
We got the reset on the short. And
Yeah.
the overhead now.
One chance damage under.
He's going to do it for the life bot, or yeah, the body, of course. Dunzo.
It takes him out of the corner for reasons I don't understand.
Extending this jungle here.
But, you know,
Instinct no
he's
longer.
not overly worried about
Body's
losing, so he's just doing whatever he needs to do.
left for Arya.
One chance.
One chance here to kill. Oh, well, alright. Gets it anyway.
And now he's down to
Kicks
down
the
to chip.
block.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Uppercut will do it.
Just to shot raw shadow here.
Shut up, look like. Just goes stand medium punch. That would have been chip anyway.
You can do raw special move there because you know that it's exactly 0% life
Yeah, 2-0.
because it's the life that was drained because of the instinct, right? So you know there's no chance that the chip won't kill. It always will kill there.
Hang out.
LCD is looking sharp. I don't know how much KI he's been playing at.
Do we have optimal damage? I have optimal damage listed on counter breaks, but that's it. We don't have optimal punishes listed for anything else.
Actually, I know he's been playing a lot of Street Fighter.
Played enough to win right now.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
But yeah, my guide has all the optimal counterbreaker
Well, I think
combos
a
for
lot
every
of people
character.
had sort of
And all
wandered
meter
off
counts,
towards other
so
games, and then we
feel
came
free to go look at that.
the KI Tour, I think at this event, and you know, sort of the importance of combo
For a lot of
breakers.
characters, it's what you would expect. It's like heavy linker, or sorry, heavy auto double light linker times 3.
Great.
But a lot of characters can squeeze more damage out of stuff if they
The deepest
do very specific things. So yeah, just it depends on the character.
You admit it? You love
And
it.
I've done all the work there, and
Already
also
got
had
the
a bit of
character
help.
switch
People
over
have
to
corrected
Maya.
me
Arya wasn't working out.
over the last year or so
I
with
respect the change.
better combos
yeah,
and stuff.
Maya's still a pretty good character, I think, in this.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's pretty underrated, actually.
She's been better, but
Yeah, Maya's definitely been better than
many characters
her current version.
They have
She was,
maybe stronger, but
you might say,
No,
a little too
I
strong
think that
at
has a lot
the
to
start
say
of
about
the
the balance
season
of the
2.
game overall.
All right, he's already throwing his light dagger.
Right now, I want to talk about how Narks is with that uppercut. It's getting punished.
yeah. There's a great
I would have done maybe one chance into exchange ender and just forced her to separate from her dagger for the rest of her life bar. But it looks like he's not too keen on going getting that dagger back, so, you know.
Yeah. He's a former Maya player himself, right? So he
LCD probably not too worried. Fierce, Shadow, yeah.
Just big damage. Not quite dead.
LCD is pretty good at this, actually.
I think LCD not allowing him to go pick up that other dagger.
LCD is good at good hit lockout
Maya
confirms.
player himself, right? So he understands how it works.
He's obviously doing Fierce into Shadow here, like,
Big
it's
damage. Not quite
it's,
dead. Very close.
consistent with him that he's going to punish that for max damage.
No anti-air, medium doubles. Yeah, goes to the break. Oh, try to cancel to get the anti-air. That was a good try.
Oof. Couldn't even do medium linker without the blowout there because of the 2 lights.
Get the other daggers low profile. Gonna make him come back slower with a sweep. You know that's what he was going for because he just wanted a low profile Shadow. If there's no break, he's dead.
The Shadow is the correct choice though from LCD because it's probably going to be unbreakable. He either has to break 1, 2, 3 or risk dying, and it might not have even been enough anyway.
Things are looking
So I like the choice. He spends the Shadow for the guaranteed
Dare I
kill,
say this is a walk?
and he's going to get the Shadow back pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's playing well actually.
That's opener ender.
That was opener ender. Yeah, you can break that. Throws the grenade. Meaty after. Grenade's gonna explode. Manuals the heavy kick after.
And gets the counter.
And there's what the optimal combo looks like for her.
Does not have another
Medium
bar.
linker is important there.
Although in danger. Instinct activate, try to get the flick flag. Oh, he's just got a little bit of health left.
And standing at the jump range and waiting for the jump is obviously what to do here. He's just standing here. He's like, okay, this is exactly the range for the jump, and it's just eventually going to come.
The anti-air. Nice work to LCD.
One step closer to flushing out old.
Goes up over Nars. Alright, I didn't realize this guy LCD was coming out here to this tournament.
Yeah.
All right, next match.
Everybody's getting a little sick out here or running into stuff. It happens, you know, it's not.
Somewhere around here, maybe. We have Sleep versus Yami. Is this part of the...
Yeah, Apple's trash.
Okay.
Fight me.
I thought the audio was muted.
All the stages here. Astro headphones provided a
Sleep did really well in this tournament, despite not really having played much in the last couple months.
Sleep before it's going with Arya. He has a bunch of characters. Oh, he went for the early break.
I like the early break try. It establishes, like, it doesn't work, right? But it establishes a lot more than 38% you lost. That's something that I think a lot of KI players don't think about too much, is what it means beyond the just immediate damage you take or lose. Like, what you're trying to do is win 3 games, right?
Bang, bang.
So winning 3 games,
Push her into the corner.
doing counter breakers like that can help you in later games. You're probably going to earn way more respect for stuff than the 38% you lost.
Go the right way and Sleep very convincing on that first life bar. Alright, air to air, gets the juggle afterwards.
Yes, he's going to want to get that body out of there if he can. Not going to get the chance.
Okay.
Yeah, with the heavy linker and he gets one.
Yami gets the body back.
One of those one chance scenarios, so it's kind of tough. Did he hit a button?
Did he hit a button?
Oh, they both did shadow uppercut.
Yeah, that's going to trade.
Punish.
No punish him. He tried to do some fancy instinct combo.
And he got the cancel off.
That was a good
He
break.
knew that it was going to be a manual overhead. Breaks it.
Sleep is taking all types of risks with these uppercuts right
That was a great shadow counter after blocking the assist.
Yami actually hanging in here pretty good.
Backdash in the corner. Sleep trying to make it out.
Right now, he doesn't have any reversal here. You can go nuts on him.
Pharaoh Yami's looking pretty solid here. Charge all the way up. That was a
And
late
that's going
shadow
to punish
counter.
it, but not kill the body. Okay, then.
Wow, it did kill the body. I was thinking that was a pretty bad punish, but it worked out.
Sleep's still in a bad position. He won't be with instinct for a little while, even with that extended combo after.
So you kill him before he gets instinct, right?
His body will die real fast.
Oh, yeah.
If he locks out, he's dead. You know,
Yeah, I mean, he's got the best
you want to make sure that
body,
you
very solid.
kind of try and kill him on the next combo.
Good mobility, rocks really
Whoa.
fast, raw shock on the shadow here. Yeah, he can get a lot of
gonna
damage.
hurt.
Puts him in danger. Instinct activated. Sleep got
Okay,
away to
go
that
get him.
medium kick.
No, that's not the
Punish.
way to get him, though. Full screen slide, not going to work.
Activated. Sleep got away to that
No, not
medium
covered by
kick.
assist. It wasn't even a punish. It was just a counter hit.
Man, things were looking up for Pharaoh Yami there, but just
Minus
that
10
one
after
combo,
that, so most characters' mediums will always work if you can reach.
Anybody slide into my DM?
Most shadows will work. I don't think Arya has fast enough shadows, but most characters can just shadow punish.
You're at a tournament.
I feel
You
like
might meet the love of your
he's
life.
actually checking Twitter. He's like, is there anything happening in the venue tonight? Am I chilling? What's going on?
Yeah, flip out advantage we didn't list because it was very. It doesn't. Unless there's a flip out like Rams flip out, which always happens at the same height, right? The stomps. We listed that, but otherwise it doesn't. I don't really know how we can list flip out. Because the number that we tell you is probably not the number that's going to be experienced next time you do the flip out move, right?
Yeah, actually. I feel like I always see him playing KI when I open up Twitch. Alright, yeah, nice manual off of it. Call the body.
Jumping in, Pharaoh Yami, putting on the pressure. And Sleep finally shows up.
No whiff punish on the throw, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but okay.
first time we've seen it, I think.
Yeah, and Sleep is a very active scrambly player. He really likes to backdash a lot.
That's a lot of damage, actually. Yeah, this body doesn't have a damage.
So I would sometimes take reversals with the intention of chasing backdash more. Oh,
Whoa, got hit
he
by
tried to counter poke that.
All right, empty
That's throw invincible.
I think that beat the throw.
Yeah, he did beat the throw. And there's a good counter breaker. Please kill him. Do the right combo. That's not the right combo. I mean, you're going to kill him, but you wasted the bar for no reason.
Sleep loses his body. We're pretty close to even though on life in terms of actual life.
Oh, don't jump back into the corner. Oh,
Alright, early break.
this is tough because now you got to really chase him, right? Okay, DP is good.
Yeah, he gets the flick flag.
Or that. That's good too.
No break for Sleep. Charge it all the way up. Shadow counter very late.
Oh, it didn't work.
Alright, we'll see what the juggle's gonna be. No, he just runs for it.
Ugh.
Yeah, the assist out
Lots
was
of
pretty
moves are
well.
being launched right here.
Buster whips. Caught the backdash for the
Nah.
counter breaker. Very patient.
I like idea actually kind of because that's very often heavy. Oh, why did Sleep not finish that? It's really common for Orchid players to hit the heavy button there because they're calling Firecat. So heavy breaker there is kind of obvious. So I like that he kind of went for the counter breaker. It didn't work, but that's not the bad idea.
Yeah, it makes her kind of like zoning game a little bit better too. Shadow counter.
Okay.
Yeah, just goes to the linker afterwards. Break on the light doubles.
I agree that Wolf's counter breaker shouldn't be -7.
Probably
It's
take the sides.
obviously not intentional, right? They didn't mean for it to be that way. They just didn't realize it was one of the things that they didn't fix enough.
Heavy doubles, no break.
The community had a chance. We had 2 years to tell them about it, but we never did tell them. So
Just work on getting rid of that body.
Yeah, Blade Assist gonna trade with the wake up DP. Blade Assist again, back to more zoning. Blade Assist actually took a lot of damage.
I remember James Goddard said he was looking into it, right? So there's still an opportunity for it to be changed. I don't think it's 0% chance it will be fixed.
Oh, got through the shadow. Fire cat is projectile invincible.
And that's going to do it. Wow.
That's a bummer for Yami. He came close to winning both those games.
That was so sick.
Did exactly what he had to do.
Crouching medium kick right into the shadow shotgun knee to go through it. That's really, really strong play.
And again, it's letting the Ultra rock.
Ooh. Letting those headphones rock too.
I mean, he wiped them out, man. There's
Yeah, it's not intentional for sure.
Sanitation, that's important.
I mean, why would they say we made all the counter breakers between -1 and +2, and then Wolf's is -7? It's not on purpose.
Not a bad idea. Or replaceable ones. I'm sure the Astro headsets have replaceable pads. Seem awfully nice.
I'm sure they tried to change it so that it was around that. They probably have to adjust things like, when the character flips out, they have to hold the character in this animation, and then you have to send them at the right angle, so probably just somebody's numbers got crossed and they didn't hold Wolf in the animation long enough or something like that. I don't know, it happens, I guess. But I'm sure if we told them about it while they were actively patching, they would have just patched it out.
Popcorn next to us.
Yeah, I know.
The
Man. I'm so
popcorn,
hungry.
man. They just opened up right next. Dude, they have buckets of popcorn. I can see them with my own eyes. Buckets.
That's a popcorn baron. This dude showed up at Frosty Fausty
Or no.
menu the options.
He's an upstart.
There's probably like
He's got
what,
an
like,
employee.
There's probably like 40 some popcorn flavors there. I want to work for the popcorn.
All right, game 3. Last chance for Yami here against Sleep. I wonder if he can take a game. And no confirmed there from Sleep. That's surprising.
Gets the blade assist though.
Sleep showing his rust, maybe?
Shotgun needs. Yeah, just goes for another one right after to catch the counterboat. Knockdown here. Bit of a juggle, floats afterwards. Probably trying to mess up the anti-air.
And that was not a confirm. He was going to die if that was blocked.
Light double gets broken immediately after.
I like the idea from Yami.
Shadow counter missing.
Uh,
Linker gets broken.
That's kind of tough to do on reaction. So maybe he tried to react and was just late. But it's doable on reaction, it's just hard. That's not going to work. Yeah, and there's the heavy break that comes from calling the Firecat. That happens all the time. I don't like that. Oh, he called, wow, what a scramble, actually. He does this and calls Firecat, right? So he like it's actually like a bait because Arya gets hit here, and then Arya just swings again anyway because he tries to. He doesn't really understand how much hit stun is on these Firecats there. You know, he just swings and she doesn't swing fast enough.
Couldn't get the clean whip punish because of the cap, but he gets it anyway afterwards. One chance, yeah.
Light auto double is a good guess, but you know he's still in trouble. There's a good shadow counter. Is his Sleep gonna guess right away? No, he's gonna wait for something to react. And there is this big chance. That was Yami's only chance, maybe. Oh, I thought it might have been his only chance, right? You don't get a whole lot of clean hits on Sleep because of his scrambly style. So when you get this punish like this, you gotta cancel into something. He missed it and then caught backdash here, which is good. Remember, Sleep likes backdash a lot. Sleep might be the most backdash heavy player in top level KI, I think.
Like the mini boss. He's fighting his way into the final boss.
Shadow counter, yeah.
3 hits on that. She's dead.
It's also unsafe, right? -5.
Alright,
So you kind of don't want to put yourself -5 with a 3-hit move for no discernible reason in neutral there. You can use pokes that are just as fast and do the same thing as catching counter pokes. Oh, what is with these slides hitting? That's minus, yeah. It said counter hit, but that's -12.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see it spent here. Oh, fierce, man. He didn't break the heavy doubles at the end. Those are definitely breakable. Flies in on the auto doubles after the assist body line.
Sleep tried to break it. There's no real reason to break it.
This shouldn't be too much damage.
Yeah, it's
All right.
Sleep.
Sleep is just kind of having some fun right now.
Yeah, it's a cash out. Very light damage on that, but
Yami woke up again with Flick Flack.
Ultra.
that'll do it.
Nice work to Sleep. Yeah, he saw the lockout, recognized it. Good work to him. Takes the fist bump. Man, Sleep is big chilling, isn't he? Yeah. Nice and relaxed.
All right, next match.
Babyface Grief. I can't remember the last. My pick,
How dare you?
With a soul.
Is this Leo Ferris match? Yeah.
Find a giant pile of rocks and track.
Leo Ferris playing Aghanos. He's been away from the game for a while. Last time I saw him was Evo 2016,
How dare you?
and I think he's been doing schoolwork. He's a grad student,
Gets hit by the armor. Yeah, nice anti-air. Crouching Pierce from Maya. Great
so I don't think he's been playing the game a whole lot, but he came out to support KI, which is
Do
cool.
not have Pharaoh Yami against Hollywood Sleep. We're getting those names updated for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Early knockdown here. Take a jab and a sweep. Cross up Fierce.
Heavy linker not broken.
It's a big body. He's
That's a good shadow counter.
Shadow counter.
On the drop combo. Certain characters you should always be careful about drops and being able to shadow counter them,
Nice work. Wall behind him. Now he's got to be
because
careful about
most of the time they'll be going into a move that's shadow counterable once they whiff their button or once they drop their combo and have to have their normal blocked. Aghanos is one of those characters that is pretty much always going to be doing something highly unsafe,
back Fierce. Good
either highly unsafe with roll or shadow
Good
counterable.
against armor in general, right? Fierce move. So you really want that in that position. Juggle him. Yeah, break the walls. Nice choice. Grief. So smart.
Once again, this is not Pharaoh Yami against Hollywood Sleep.
What
We're
he's trying to
totally
say
gonna
is,
get
hey,
the right.
Slash,
We're
update the
totally
damn
gonna get
names
the right
over there,
names
you
up there for you
rookie.
guys.
Alright, we got him. Don't worry. Back Fierce.
Man, Grief going to work with this 4-frame back Fierce. +4 on block, so it's a really good move. You have to shadow counter it. That's your only choice, really, right?
Shadow counter that button at Leo here because the more you
Alright, this is a tough spot for Maya. A wall behind her, but most importantly, 2 chunks. He swings with back Fierce after plus frames from Aghanos. Oh, he's gonna get punked, and I think that's a good trade for her.
okay for Grief because he got
Yeah,
rid of
Yeah,
the walls.
Sage Gem agrees.
He took that Pexel.
That's not so bad.
Not bad at all.
But I think also Leo had no choice.
Yeah, we gotta see the wall out too, for sure, right? Wall behind, wall.
2 walls. Picks one up. Got some club.
Yeah, recycles. Pulls back out. All right.
Yeah, this is scary. Oh, but that back Fierce, once you've spent your meter, you have no choice but to swallow that unless you try and counterpoke it really early. He's going to swing with it again, right? He's going to do it here. Yeah, and again.
Leo Ferris doesn't have any chunks right now. It's not that big of a deal.
And you don't want to eat this. Yeah, it's gonna get rid of the walls.
Oh, that sucks.
A factor. Going for that tumble kick juggle, I think is a really smart idea against Aghanos there.
No, unfortunately not going to work.
Right into the ultra.
Man, Leo reeled back in the chair. He was not happy about that.
I think Grief played this matchup basically to the T there at the end. As long as right back.
So yeah, I think Leo, I mean, he was obviously out of practice, and Grief is also a good player, so... Man, back fierce and the back fierce counter it. But +4, right? What are you going to do? You have to respect it. That's why you have to save meter.
That's the one thing he's got to watch out for. Jump back. Wow, he's
Whoa.
in such a small corner already.
I wouldn't put him through the wall there.
He ate the big jump, heavy kick, back. Wow,
It's actually not that much damage.
That's a lot of damage.
It's like, you know, it's a marginal amount of damage, but you're better off, I think, planting her in front of the wall. Nice punish. Wasn't fierce, but the shadow was a great call. It's like 17%, even though it was immediate break.
I can't believe he was able to combo with the auto doubles in time. That was jump, got him with a dagger.
And the reset was
manually mistimed it, so it's still a combo.
yeah. And Leo's a little out of sorts, I think. You can tell he's kind of dropping some things. He's making some good decisions when he's given a chance, but yeah, his KI muscle memory is not all there right now.
Sweep on the other side, jump fierce, it's a crossover. Maya, pretty strong Oki game, yeah, that time in the front.
Yeah, this is really tough. You kind of have to do something like guest break there.
And he gets the chunk off.
Yeah, and he's gonna get
Not gonna matter. It's
clipped.
gone now.
Too clean, man. He's really playing the matchup well. That time he goes.
And you can tell that Grief is ready to shadow counter, and Leo is not, and it kind of like here, right? The back fierce is tough. And Grief is doing the right thing by continuing to use it until he's proven that he's going to shadow counter it. Please punish. There's the best possible punish. I like it. I think I would take chunks there too, because you're going to put a wall, and then you're going to get this life bar more. Yeah, see? You're going to get this life bar more often than not, and you need a big comeback here, so you might as well set yourself up for the best possible chance of success.
Armor doesn't matter there.
It's not gonna matter much.
Oh,
period.
Yeah, he had no meter to shadow counter, so not much he can do about that.
These backhands.
DP'd.
He just waited for the jump. Nice.
He had the right idea, but the jump was probably a little unnecessary. He had 2 chunks, right? He had 2 chunks, and this position, he doesn't need to give up the ground here. It's probably a jump because he wants to try and do jump heavy to wall splat. Yeah, I still think he doesn't need to give up the jump there.
He just waited for the jump, nice and clean. Drew played that very well. Walk 3 stand medium punches in a row.
Man, that was not cool. You need to calm down with that, Agnos.
Not okay. Combo breaker does not support that. Standing medium is not really a really good choice.
But that's okay. When you're kind of, you know, you haven't played fighting games for a while, and your muscle memory's off, you kind of do weird stuff like that. Just kind of, it's an idea you know in your head is wrong, but you can't stop your hands from doing it. We've all been there, right?
You just abuse that every day.
Absolutely.
It's such a useful move. Multi-hitting, it beats armor.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again. Alright, he held up after it though. Scary.
Yeah, punish on the jump because he had armor.
Alright, big time, get him. Medium? Oh, he didn't even risk the medium.
Yeah, just takes the knockdown for the, I guess, medium, but he has no chunks to work
I don't
with.
know why he didn't chunk up there.
Yeah, they're saying he should have chunked up. I think maybe he should have, but also I think he's kind of feeling like he needs to get the damage while he can get it, because it hasn't worked out for him so far. Unfortunately, now he has to spend the rest of the time dealing with this. Ah, there's a shadow counter. Finally came out. Alright, here's 2 chunks. Put a wall down. Yeah, again, this wall is important because exactly this, right? This is a great situation to make a lot of damage happen. Wow, just dash up fierce.
Yeah, he's got a wall there, man. What are you doing? I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised too, actually. I think that's...
He's backing off because he wants to put another wall between her and him, right? That's why he's backing off.
Shadow Ruin would be big damage here. Rocks. Is there a punish? There's got to be, right?
Throw? No, you should be throwing there. If you throw... What happened?
Yeah, back fear's not enough to kill.
Oh, Brew. But he had to hit a button there to make it breakable. Otherwise it would have been opener under, I think. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been, right? Never mind. Yeah, he should have just done Ruin.
Yeah, the hit points go away every time Agnos hits the ground, right? Oh, maybe tag on another shadow? No, just takes the damage. Side switch to go out the other dagger.
I agree with the choice.
Empty low, good block.
Shadow counter.
But now Agnos has no meter. What are we gonna see?
Alright, 2 chunks.
A couple of chunks, but
With a wall here, it's good.
what price?
He can do damage. Yeah, he has to block.
About that sweep there. Jump back dagger.
He can lose a lot of damage here. He can lose the round.
Yeah.
No meter to reversal.
Bad news, good block.
You have to hold it all.
Throw again.
All right.
Now he can reversal, but he doesn't.
We see you, Leo.
And he's...
Oh, but he
Wow.
I can't believe he's alive. Shadow
And what a
counter.
shadow counter.
broke it. Wow, not like this.
Is he gonna
Leo.
lose? Oh, you
my God.
lost.
Right into the ultra. No, he didn't get the ultra.
What?
He went for dagger
No
instead
ultra?
for the mix-up.
I already reeled back in my chair.
I'm really surprised about that, but it worked out anyway. Grief's gonna take it over Leo.
Grief kinda choked there,
The
but
Maya pick against Aghanim.
He kind of gave up his chance to win
Yeah,
for
it
free,
didn't
but
have to be like that.
worked out for him.
Could have just went straight into Ultra. GG. On to the next game.
Man, oh man, that was such a messed up drop.
Grief
The Shadow
walked away
Ruin.
with the headphones. You're just going to steal those, huh? No, I
No,
think
those are his own headphones.
Those are his own.
He's got
I'm
his
just giving him a
headphones
hard
on.
time.
Yeah, that was well played. I think the Maya pick was a really good choice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's crazy.
And it's sounding awfully sad in the
apparently
background.
you do if your name is the Hado.
I mean, it's on all the overlay. Yeah. Sand spike on.
Alright, sorry, back to this. Conra versus Gargos. So LCD picks Gargos against Conra, huh? Interesting.
Pretty good now.
He just played a little differently.
Yeah. With sand spike on drone. This is pretty okay. Yeah, I had the reset.
That was an interesting reset.
Not too much damage actually.
Gets to keep the white life on, so next hit is still a lot of damage.
It's not that big. Or the portal punch.
Oh. Oh, you gotta punish with that, yeah. Why wait, right?
Or the portal punch.
He's thinking to himself, can I Psycho Crusher? No. But really, you should just be doing Portal Puncher. Wait, way too late.
Sand explosion
But okay,
there.
it works out.
LCD just waiting, yeah, jump over it. Gargos has really high mobility in the air, so things like that usually cause other characters issues. Not too bad for him.
Yeah, still needs to be careful about his approach, though.
Yeah, gets recaptured there. One thing about being above the sand puddle. Jumping heavy.
Is that gonna
bump on
work?
the
No, I
side,
didn't think
not in
so.
time. Didn't counter shadow counter.
Didn't want a Shadow Counter because he thought the Instinct was coming.
Oh.
I like that mix-up a lot, actually. I think more people should be doing that.
Finding the spots,
Chip,
opening
yeah.
LCD up,
Not much you could do there.
I'm surprised he didn't do
finding the spots,
Chip,
opening.
yeah.
thing would have worked, right? The reversal.
Oh, he's taking his time.
You should reversal here, why not, right? If you're gonna die, you might as well reversal. And he jumps, so he would have been hit. The correct choice is to jump backwards, right? But he didn't do the correct choice, and LCD might have been able to kind of scramble and take this life bar.
Spots,
Chip,
opening
yeah.
LCD up.
Will this be archived? Yeah, I'll be archiving it and also uploading it to YouTube later. So you can pick your favorite spot to watch it.
Not much you could do there. After you block the scarabs, you're sort of stuck. Jump all the way in. Yeah, Sand Explosion. Instinct activation available, but he didn't block it, so he just goes for tick throw. Alright.
It's this grab that I don't like.
Tick throw.
I don't like. Yeah, he grabs him and he pummels him 3 times, but take the damage here.
Yeah, resets him instead of just taking the damage on that. Sand Explosion almost killed him. Didn't block the instant air dash 8.
All right.
Alright.
LCD fights back.
Taking that life bar, pushing Conra into the
Hold
corner.
him. Make sure you wait out that
Oh,
instinct.
it's
Don't allow
Kills the
him.
rest of the
Moto.
instinct is
There's
smart.
4 to his name.
Yeah, there is more. It was added on later on.
It's Moto.
Crusher after nice anti-air throw. Alright, jumps to the
Nice.
side, rock.
That's kind of hard to defend against.
Another mix-up.
Hit him with the
Oh,
nail.
he's gonna get him this
There it
time
was.
though.
Jump out. Yeah, Shadow.
No, that doesn't work.
Hold that.
And he goes for the recapture after the burst, gets him away.
So I actually think Gargo or
Jump out.
so Conra is throw invincible for like the active frames of this throw. It's something that they added as like a feature somewhere during season 3 because he was getting some bugs were happening while he was throwing during the active frame. So I said, I will just make him throw invincible during the active frame so he can't be thrown. I think that's what actually saved Conra here.
Yeah, Shadow.
Yeah.
Hold that.
I think he was
And he
grabbable.
goes for the recapture after
He
the
was
burst,
active
gets him
there.
away.
That's kind of a funny interaction.
LCD trying to
Oh.
figure it out. Gets in with the crusher. He's
found
down
him.
a lot of life.
Found
though.
him.
Maybe
Yeah.
throw him down and get the summon. No,
Do
he
something
doesn't
into a
want
meaty or
No,
something that
doesn't
does more
throw.
damage or something that lets you spawn a minion, but don't just set him down here. Yeah, there's the damage. Way better.
Well, he's out of the
The
pressure
minion's
zone
out,
now.
Yeah, using that
and
jump
now he's in trouble.
the minions. He got him and he hit Gargos, but he's not dead. Sand Explosion out of him. Conrad's
Oh,
hitting
get him.
too
Okay.
Close to have the dead zone on the command throw.
Oh, that was a harder to break combo. I like it.
He's gonna have an
He's
issue.
dead, right?
He's dead, I think.
Yeah, he's super
Oh,
dead.
is he really?
Well,
Is he really?
he would have
Oh,
been if he
how
did
do
the
I-
right damage. And why is
Damage
people?
ender. Oh, dunked
Man.
on the Shadow Tornado.
What is with the?
That was great.
Why don't people just do damage ender, dude?
That was a smart move. Man, I didn't think
Just
Gargos
kill
was
the
gonna
character.
damage
That's
there.
the goal of the
I
fight
caught
is to
off
kill.
guard. I was flabbergasted.
I'm surprised he didn't just do damage ender. He didn't wall splat ender.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know, that
damage
was
ender
what
would
I
have
was
actually killed. Or it would have been pretty close. Alright, gets the puddle out.
More people should be doing damage under way more often. They overvalue the setups. Their setups are not tight enough. There's only a few people or like a few characters who get really easy setups after their enders. But people need to be doing damage under way more often. Okay, he's super dead.
Actually pretty good damage.
That's the wrong combo. He doesn't do damage under. He could have killed him.
Oh man.
He did the wrong combo and didn't do the highest damage under. And now he's dead. He's giving up all this damage. Okay, heavy doubles. I like the choice actually. This heavy auto double is not, he's not expecting this to go through necessarily. But why you do this heavy auto double here is because you do something tricky ahead of time here. He does a medium linker into medium manual. He's expecting this to generate a lockout, right? And he's thinking, if it generates a lockout, I'm doing a heavy auto double so I can get the most damage I can. Right? This is a preemptive guess that you're going to get locked out. And I think more people should be doing this because worst case scenario is you get broken. Best case scenario is the guy gets locked out, and there's still a third scenario where you see that the guy didn't lock out, and then you can also still play the counterbreaker game here. So this is a pretty decent choice to go to maximize your damage, especially when you're down life like this. It's a good strategy, I think.
No break, heavy doubles finally. Oh, he looked for the recap. I imagine LCD tried to do medium portal punch, not standing medium punch, and yeah, he just got to miss it through. Sweet.
All right, more reversals from Conrad. Punched him out of sand. Okay, reversal's good.
Oh, the second hit of the jumping heavy punch.
Neutral jump, but no.
Floats over.
You should just do a medium cycle crusher, right? The air one. Just go kathunk, right? Eye to eye, just right in the face. He even had a second chance here, and he jumps the jump over. Okay. I guess that's just as good as a cycle crusher in that situation. But cycle crusher does a lot of damage. You kind of want to be starting with it. No light breaker on the cycle crusher, right? This is almost always a light, right? This is light cycle crusher, and also if he does portal punch, it's also light. So not a bad idea to just press light there.
Oh, no, it was like he reacted to the lockout with the break or with the counter breaker. That's always a bad feeling.
Medium cycle crusher.
Yeah, he had to go with the crusher there. Armor
no.
Jumps out, man. He's losing so much life, even though he's absorbing everything. He lost a lot.
Yeah, I mean you still do take the damage, and it's unscaled if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's super high because each hit is individual. It's not a combo. All right, stun skill's gonna run out. I think he got him. Yeah.
That's such a weird choice, right? I think he expects the minion to hit him, but the minion was nowhere near saving him. Remember, the minion does not attack on his first reputation, right? This fat minion, he runs forward. He has to run forward, run back, and then he can start attacking. He will never attack on his first pass.
I think he got him.
So he has to run back there. Even though he ran all the way up to Conrad there, he has to run back. Now he can attack on this pass. And I guess he was on the ground, so he didn't attack. But he turned around and immediately attacked.
Medium punch doubles broken. Man, the big guy runs into the scare over the top, takes a lot of damage because of it. You don't want that little guy to get knocked down too many times. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
Medium punch goes under
Is LCD going to steal this game?
Great breaker. That was going to go for big damage if he didn't break that right there.
Oh, man, he got stung. He slowed down. The curse is really... Man, it actually made the tick throw even better.
Yeah, he is going to steal it.
That game as well.
That's crazy. He came back from quite a big life deficit.
And they come down to just minuscule decisions from your boy.
Yeah,
your boy Moto.
It's the little things, man. They all add up over and over in these matches. Especially a character like Argos who, like, he's sort of momentum heavy and his damage is not usually super high, but he can make the comeback happen.
Yeah, Storm, it's a bummer that, well, not a bummer that you made top 8, but it's a unfortunate kind of situation where, very, very rarely does a competitor not want to make top 8 so that they can do something else. And it's a bummer because, especially because I think you and Sejam would have been a great commentating pair. I was really looking forward to seeing how you guys interacted together. And I know Sejam was too, so it's kind of a unfortunate situation. Oh no, we lost sound. Alright. The rest of this is without sound. We got the sound from the other video game in the background. Oh, get him. Okay. Recapture. Lightbreaker. Nice, I like that. It's a risk-free attempt to catch jump and also kind of a blocking attack. Oh, he guessed jump. I don't blame him for the read there. LCD makes it hurt though. Don't set it down. Ugh. Alright, try to reset. And in this situation, I really don't understand what you're doing, right? He does command grab into set down. This is 0 damage. You basically turned a guaranteed damage situation into 0 damage, but +4. And then you command grabbed again. So like you risked getting hit, or like if he holds up, he hits you, right? But why did you add risk for the same reward? Like you just basically made it harder for yourself to earn damage. And now he does something, like he should have done that first, right? Oh, that hurts a lot. Here comes Stabby. He's gonna whirl. Wow, did the Stabby still hit him? That sucks. This is... I guess that's not projectile invincible, hey? So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I thought it was projectile invincible for a second. Alright, LCD takes it. Looks like they're on break here. So this is why the audio is muted, because they're playing the sounds or the music in between matches. Alright.
He is down big. He does have this
working out for him. I know that I've seen that in a while.
I don't know.
Wow. The preview video kept lying to me.
Probably in a deficit.
All right.
But we're getting into this thing, and my man's just called a power line.
Hashtag power line.
Hashtag power line.
Fierce break on the tremors, good.
Break on the
Wow, why Devil? You're a crazy person, you know that? Also, you notice how this happens with Jago? Notice how when Jago air breaks, the character gets sent full screen away? This is a bug, I think it's a bug, with Jago, Omen, and Shadow Jago. All the characters that share that body type. Every other character, when they do an air break, they get sent and they land about here, like about 1 character distance away. But Jago sends them far away. And this sucks because Jago has to break air characters like Gargos and stuff. Zoners that he wants to catch. And if he has to break them in the air, it actually sucks because it sends him basically right to where he is at the worst part on the screen. Shadow Jago's okay with it, I guess, because he's an okay zoner. Or he's a good zoner. But he doesn't mind being full screen, but Jago has it the worst out of the 3 because this air breaker sends him to a spot where he's not happy. So that's a bummer. I guess I told them about it a while ago while they were still patching it, but I guess it was too hard to fix or something. But yeah, knowing this about Jago is important.
And we get the early break on the recap there, but now he's in it and he locked out. That's gonna hurt.
A power line and then an auto barrage, and my man's is almost dead.
Opener ender. DP's coming.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go. This is Flips' time.
Low profiles forward.
Yeah, he low profiles overhead. Jago's overhead is really high hitbox. You can't really... There's a lot of moves that this loses to. It like hits up here, the hitbox is here. So any move that high crushes, like for example, Maya tumble kick. And there's a couple other moves where this will just whiff over their heads. So I think you kind of have to pick smarter medias here with Jago. You have to pick stand medium kick and other stuff like that.
Don't know that I've seen that in a while.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. He rolled under forward roundhouse. Okay. Thought that was for projectiles, but we wanted something new.
So Ultra Arcade, Devil May Care does take the first round, and right now, Flips is just trying to catch his bearings, play a little bit of neutral, not so much.
Nice tech there. No DP there. Okay, shadow counter works. And Devil likes to break immediately, so I'm not surprised he broke that. I'm actually surprised he didn't guess ahead of time.
Oh, and Devil catches him trying to jump out. This is not a good look right now.
he is down big. He
That's
does
a hard
have
combo to
this
break.
instinct, nothing
Medium, tremor, not broken. Well, I guess it's on the manual after.
Go to wind kick, man.
Punish.
Oh, wow. Comes out of the roll with an invincible reversal.
He could have
says,
punished.
Hold that.
He could have punished the roll.
And
Opener
up
ender is
roll
crazy.
with an invincible reversal says, hold that.
I like the open ender a lot.
Gameplay on
This is actually pretty option selectable, especially if you have no meter. You can just do it because you won't get a shadow move on block, right? You can just do this. Every time you do this move, you just also input ultra, and especially if you have no meter, you're fine. But some characters can even do it even with meter. You just have to have the right timing. But there's no reason in those situations to just not always do it.
So that was really, really clean play on Devil's part. And I like Flips just kind of taking a moment here because he kind of got mauled. And think about what it was that you got hit by, everything, and figure out how to maybe reduce that number by maybe like 2 or 3.
Reduce the openers. We're taking the DP. I like it.
All right, it worked that time. It said punish, so I think he didn't do roll. He must have done like tremor or something. Or sorry, that thing, vortex.
And it's an interesting adaptation because we saw that Devil tried to bait DP a lot of times in the last match. And
Oh, and this is a very very
it,
powerful
but,
punish.
Devil's
This got to be
already
like
on it
65?
and blocks the DP max damage punish.
58, okay. A little less than I thought.
Oh, that is definitely not
That's
safe.
punishable.
Shadow Fireball to make it so.
Remember, Vortex is 6. You can punish with Vortex.
It uses
Devil. Pretty sure Vortex is 6. You can always punish this with with light Vortex. Where is it? Special, Spin Fist, Vortex. Oh, it's 7. I thought it was 6. Why did I think it was 6? Did it used to be 6? I thought it used to be 6. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Not safe. Uses the Shadow Fireball to make it so.
Very necessary. Devil with the great defense will not allow him to get any health back.
Oh, wow. That anti-air, though. And yeah, you're... that's
But you should still be trying to punish with jab there, I think. You should be swinging with a button.
First few hits of that special, so...
But yeah, a lot of characters have fast shadows or fast special moves that reach far enough because you're a little scared that Shadow Fireball pushes you away funny. But some characters have no...
this is not... Okay, so Flips leaves it alone.
Yeah, some characters don't have to worry about that. Oh wow, wake up command grab. But I like that because he's trying to walk back and block something, right?
Okay.
Why does he do this? He does that because he sees walk back.
Oh wow, wake up.
Was it shoot toss? Yes.
That's the name, but goodness gracious. He's dead. He's super dead. 100% dead.
Honolulu, what are we watching?
So we saw a taunt in the...
Alright, Devil. We don't got time for that.
Yes.
Wow. He anti-aired him. And Jump Fierce is not an easy move to hit. That anti-air is not bad, right?
Well, when he talks it in the future, he should make sure to not mention anything about
meter ender.
the quality of his jump-ins because he has eaten an anti-air
0 on block.
on nearly every single one of those.
Alright, throw is good. This is where you get TJ, okay.
Oh,
Nice punish.
I see you, Flips.
Get a little crispy out
Unfortunate.
He had that. He had that.
He had the right idea, but TJ tried to tech early. If you're going to use this to try and bait throws,
Oh,
you have to do this really fast because this is... He's expecting throw earlier, right?
Crispy out here.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So it's a bummer that he wasn't quite ready there. He had the right read, but the wrong timing on the read.
Oh, wow. That was not an overhead. Flips just stopped blocking.
Oh, that's
for some
tricky.
reason.
He's got the DP. Okay.
I would've
actually like to
backdashed.
have seen him do
But okay.
something that maybe gives
GP
him
is still a
some
lot of
life.
damage,
He
that's
has
all
not
good.
landed a single
Wow, really?
fireball in instinct.
What an interaction that was.
That maybe gives him some life.
Why did he do Wake Up Tremor here? That's an interesting decision. But
He
also,
has not landed a
the double jump is an interesting decision.
single fireball in instinct yet.
Okay, here we go. This
It's going to be the moment. There we go.
Here we go. Got him about 10% back.
That is unfortunate. Wow. Devil pops instinct, but still gets hit by the
Yeah, that's
overhead.
unfortunate
Not
for
sure
Devil
about
there.
that one.
Excuse me.
It looked like he tried to power line and got hit on the by the heavy.
Yeah, Devil
Here we go.
Devil popped Grenade in here and didn't,
That is unfortunate.
you know, kind of just got hit.
Devil pops instinct, but still gets hit by the overhead. Not sure about that one.
But yeah, he immediately does the Grenade stuff fast overheads, Zep potential command grab.
Gracious. Like
Yeah.
I said, that, folks,
So, you know,
how you use
he used
TJ
the rest of
almost
the instinct.
anything.
When TJ has instinct, you might as well just not even try to fight back. Get your defense up.
When TJ is going nuts in instinct, you kind of have to shadow counter. You can't block it. It's too
Okay,
fast.
DP is good, yes.
Very good instinct canceling to DP.
Please punish him with Crouch Fierce. Okay, well, Crouch Fierce is a much higher damage
Very
punish
good
for Jago.
instinct canceling to DP.
If you have like tons of time to think about it, Crouch Fierce is way better than Forward Roundhouse or Stand Fierce or Stand Roundhouse. It's like a good 3% more damage. So Crouch Fierce into Shadow Laser Sword is the obvious punish here.
Like the bait.
But okay.
All right, good punish there. Get some health.
Or you should do Crouch Fierce into Shadow Fireball
can't
if you're
really
going
go
to
Fireball
do the health
because
regen.
TJ's
But
roll
start with Crouch Fierce no
completely
matter what.
invalidates that.
Wow, empty jump
Wow.
DP.
Jump, heavy DP.
Oh,
Very nice shadow counter bang.
Unnecessary shadow counter, and he's holding. And no, he wanted the reset. I like the back dash.
Oh, shoot toss.
Light Breaker. No, he's dead, right? He has meter.
Dead.
Wow.
Doesn't even need it.
He put that right into instinct. I'm looking at your ultra.
Yeah, that was a clean 3-0 by UA Devil May Care. Probably the best TJ in the business right now. I don't think there's anyone who's even close right now.
Not one soul.
And we saw why.
Oh, Ultra Arcade.
Ultra Arcade.
Ultra Arcade, baby. I see you. I see you.
Oh.
All right, we have Rotendo. I think this is Deadly Kansas, right? The full core player.
Sometimes that's just how it goes. His wake was happening. Fulgor does.
Come on. Come on, Twitch. Don't lie to me. All right. All right. You know, I'm just going to let it go. There we go.
Invincible reversibles. But
Couldn't get it right.
is something that
Yeah, it is Deadly Kansas
has
versus
to think
Rotendo.
about. But for right now, he might want to think about not catching Ice Lens with his face. That is all.
Oh, immediate guest break from Rotendo. This is going to hurt a lot. Hurts, and he gets the spin speed up. Wow.
Wake up, Liquid Eyes into throw, get some full screen. Fulgor is pretty strong full screen, but wow, he did that right.
Also, I wanted to say, right? No, check out what happens when he does this thing here, right?
Think about not catching Ice Lens with his face.
So he does this thing, right? He gets the Loco Punish. He does the Fierce Triple, which really buffs the spin speed. And then he does an Ender. Now, a lot of players would teleport here, right? And teleport immediately stops your spin speed from getting any faster. So it would cut all the advantage out of that triple auto double. So what you should do here is what Deadly Kansas did, is pressure, or he tried to bait a reversal in this case and lost. That's okay. He gets thrown, but because he didn't spend his spin speed, he's all that time, like from when he stopped the combo to now, is this much pips, right? So he's gonna go full screen. Anyway, he's gonna jump. Now he finally spends the laser and he spends his pip speed, but he gained a pip by his patience, right? So he tried to bait a DP, was wrong, but the overall benefit of him not teleporting or spending a laser or fireball was that he gained a pip, right? And obviously pips with Fulgor are beneficial, so any situation you can to keep your spin speed up, get that pip, you know, keep fighting.
Fulgor is pretty strong full screen, but wow.
I see so many Fulgor players. Oh, what a drop. Okay, baits the thing. I see lots of another immediate guest break from Rotendo.
Yeah, and oh goodness gracious. Reset boy.
Man, if I was Deadly Kansas, I would probably. I mean, he's the reset king, I think, but which is a really fun way to play. But I think you should be really careful about this. You know, green life bar. Rotendo has already guest broken 3 times, so he should really be thinking about that for future combos.
Goodness gracious. Reset boys.
That was a disrespectful reset.
Yeah, got him with a jump.
Punish.
Buys
I
the
like
fourth
that.
immediate guest break from Rotendo.
Yeah.
So this should be warning flags, like red
Just
flags,
goes
and
to the
Kansas'
other
head
side,
all
says,
over
I
the
don't
place.
think you can block this, and
He's gonna lose the first
kinda
life bar,
reeled
but
back in his seat.
because of Rotendo's penchant for guest breaking, he's in real risk of losing a lot of life here really quickly.
I'm looking
Does he
for
get him?
shots there.
No.
Yeah.
So this is
We're talking about damaging characters. Glacius is one.
Oh, what a
Oh,
DP.
and that would have been an opportunity to see it because
Wow, he wakes up button into Shadow Shoulder. That must have been an input mistake. I think he just wanted a Shadow Shoulder.
Kansas believes he's playing Street Fighter 5, wakes up his
All right.
jab, and
I think Deadly Kansas is not anywhere close to out of this. I mean, the life bars are pretty close, but also I think
I think that was faster than
this
Nick.
this corner plus.
I think there's
All right,
someone
he got himself out of the corner, but he's still in a lot of danger here.
All right, and this is not
Don't
a
get hit.
fantastic
Don't guest break.
but
Oh
now
no.
it is because goodness gracious, that overhead reset again.
Well, we got Yeah, good block, but the load.
Please, you can just kill him. Just
All
kill
right,
him.
that's
Oh
number
man.
4. At a certain point, Kansas is going to have to just
Please
start
kill him.
either
Just kill him this
matching
time.
DP
Please
in
kill
the
him.
block strings, or he is going to have to watch his head because he ate a lot of
The resets are cool there, but he could have killed them with less risk.
Oh yeah. Those resets.
You have to adapt to what your opponent is giving you. Like his game plan is probably to do resets, because that's how he practices and that's his style of Fulgore. But if your opponent locks out, resets are not where you need to be spending your mental energy.
The first hit scales 200%, and Fulgore's overhead is a hard punch, so that hurts. It does a lot of upfront damage, and he already had potential damage built up, so this is not something you want to be eating. Wow, I think he did that too early.
Yeah.
Also, I think Valorac's, or sorry, Kansas is a very good player. He needs more practice on the big stage, but I think he's pretty sound.
Goes for it again. I'm not gonna lie, I would have got hit.
Yeah.
I would have broke it.
I would have went for it.
I would have definitely broke it. I like it. Uses the liquidize to get away. That was a good punish.
Nice punish. And yeah, okay, guess break from Rotendo is necessary there.
Caught that though.
All right, so after a very close first
Even
game,
better DP from Kansas.
Deadly Kansas has turned it up, and he is kind of taking it to Rotendo right now.
There we go.
That
Rotendo-
felt like
Another
the
guess
best
break.
Yeah, he doesn't need to start.
Your options there are counter break, or no resets. Okay, counter break is the correct choice here. And he's gonna build all the pip speed. He gets another medium triple here. So this isn't the combo I list on my guide, but this is the combo that does the most pip build. It's about 5% less than his best combo. So he gives up a lot of damage for this pip speed. But okay.
Oh, goodness.
He should do fierce, or it has to be heavy kick triple. It can't be heavy punch. So heavy kick triple, heavy kick triple. Now he gets a medium punch triple here too. So he's only doing the double. He gets another hit there. You can see he's still locked out, even halfway through the ender here. So he had a bit more time, and he would have built more pip speed. So I think if Kansas ends up watching this, do the better combo and you get more pips. Oh, I tried to wake up sweep. That must have been a DP. Yeah. Nice punish. That's good.
Wow. And we don't like combos. Combos are for...
Yeah, he tried a manual, I guess.
Children.
Tried to like half bait
I'm a grown
guess
man.
break into half something
I only
else.
deal
I
in
don't
the
know.
purest of raw hits to close out 2 life
That was pretty
bars.
convincing.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see that? Did you see Kansas?
Was that a taunt at the end?
Kansas looked over at us and
Oh, we
winked.
got the real life taunt.
He looked at us and winked.
No going to me.
Right.
Medium punch. Not a terrible react here. You can't just
Alright,
tap
game
the
3.
button and counter break and expect that they're going to bait because they were waiting to see what you did.
Exactly. Especially if they want auto doubles every time. They're trying to see the auto double, and they want it. They're going to go for it.
And I think an adaptation I would really like to see Rotendo make is Kansas is using a lot of teleport in neutral without fireballs to cover it. Instead of Rotendo trying to jump away and get out of the situation, he really should be...
No, cancel that for Nintendo. That was a big chance, I think.
Yeah, raw teleport
All right.
is never
9% trade for about
safe.
4% on the fireball. It's pretty good.
I'm not mad at that liquid.
Very nice reset by Rotendo.
No break from Kansas. I'm
Doing
surprised
well right
actually.
Now, so the trick is just, can he not get hit? And if he does get hit, can he avoid getting reset to death?
That's right. That's been the problem the whole time. The resets in the counter.
Oh dear.
That was good.
You know what? I actually kind of like that decision from Deadly Kansas. He had instinct, so even
Right idea, slightly late.
blocked it, he's plus in your face. Hold this mix up.
Yeah. Wasn't a bad choice.
Yeah, there we go. There's
There we go.
Rotendo challenging the
Punish
teleport.
Do
Yeah,
it again.
Storm was
Oh,
saying it
doesn't do
earlier.
Again and just eats the grab. Oh, this is unfortunate. He has no idea where he is.
Yeah, it's wow. It was still a punish.
Hit him with the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, and punish to get the pip as well. That's really good.
All right, we know that the very nice jump there. We have seen Deadly Kansas get hit.
Oh,
by a
that was
bunch
kind
of-
of. I thought that
by a bunch
was
of those
fairly easy to
jabs,
block.
so glad to see that
Maybe
he's
it's just
finally
armchair quarterbacking
out
there.
with him a bit more now.
He's not going for the vortex. He has the opportunity here to hit that teleport out.
Please get him.
Please use the shadow. Use your meter.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, I don't want. I
So
want to keep that.
I'm not sure if he keeps his
Oh,
meter.
Oh no, I don't want. I
So
want to keep
Why does he not spend it there for shadow counter, right?
he was buffering for a deep gosh.
I'm not sure why. Does he think the hail's gonna hit him?
Oh, please use the shadow. Use your meter. Oh gosh.
Oh no, I don't want. I want
He must have thought the hail was gonna hit him, but he's projectile invincible the whole time, so there's no chance hail hits him.
to keep that.
He was buffering for a DP there, but decided
Oh,
not to go for
high
it.
then low.
But does manage to get out of the throw. That's very good.
I mean, I wanted him to keep the meter, but
Man, Kansas just does full screen teleport right to the backside here. This is scary.
Keep the
I mean, he gets hit and he, okay, he didn't really get out of it.
All right, this is
He could have taken a lot of damage there. Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, that's
Punish.
so unfortunate.
Wow, he dropped the punish.
Punish and loses off a throw.
Okay.
Wow.
Deadly.
Nintendo
Kansas got away with a
on
lot
the
there.
board, returns the favor
And he didn't get away with enough to win the game, but I think he probably loses
Yeah.
faster there.
The young one, Masiaga, up there coaching.
More
Deadly
often than
Kansas.
not, he kind of got a little fortunate to
that's
survive as long
Masiaga.
as he did.
He might be a little bit more difficult to recognize because his hair is only slightly less lustrous than it was back in Season 1 when we knew him best.
Whoa, a raid from Vicious. How's it going,
Oh,
Jeremy?
really? Okay. Oh, that's right. You came in Season 2. And
You
Kansas
missed the
would've
third
got
strike
you by
analysis.
that
I spent the last 2 hours analyzing your third strike matches.
Nintendo just misplaced it. Oh, he's going to land on that fireball, yeah.
It's tough to try to play the jump game with Glacius because the jump is so floaty. You're not really avoiding too much. Fulgor can make his way in with the blade dash and pop down there and be right on top of you.
So as a Glacius player, what changes would you like?
Oh.
Oh dear. Aside from the
Storm with the Oh Dear Classic.
caught by them all.
Medium, medium. I missed the pip speed again. So he must not know that the combo is possible.
When I play this matchup, I let
Oh no, please finish the combo.
Vortex so I can get him in front of me. I don't want to play the range game with Fulgor.
And again, no shadow counter, right?
Start the Vortex
I'm not sure
so
why.
I can get him in front of me. I don't want to
You should be pressing the buttons even if you're getting hit.
zoning is much more difficult to deal with Glacius.
If you might not be sure if you're going to get punished or if you're going to be able to block, but you should be pressing the
And now I'm not saying
buttons
that's
either
the
way.
right way to do it, but I have a lot more success if I let you close and we can
Yeah, and another full screen teleport from
And
Kansas.
another thing is
You can
what
see that
Nintendo
Rotendo
really
is like
got
holding up
capitalized
sometimes,
on his openings.
right? He's like
he
trying
had
to
meter,
prevent against it happening
Kansas
sometimes. Oh,
whipped a
And he's
shadow
frustrated
in
and he's
front of
guest
him.
breaking
He had
early.
metered shadow counter, didn't decide to use it.
wow,
Overhead
reset on a
balls.
counter breaker combo.
Watch your icy head.
That's a vengeful reset right there.
I mean, I don't even think we've really seen him get above 40, right?
He hasn't. Kansas has been very accurate in his breaking, so most of Rotendo's combos he's either ended them early himself or,
Cool.
Kansas has ended them for him.
Yeah. Ended it for him. I like that.
Yeah, he's tried to guest break immediately after the throw every time. Rotendo hasn't picked up on it. Here he locks out because he tried to guess light or something, right, for throw or faster manual. But yeah, Rotendo needs to be extending this. He needs,
Wake up DP? Nope. Besides the block,
sweep into thing is not enough damage
Goes for
here.
it.
Grabbed out of his own setup.
All right, he's gonna get the
So,
hail out.
This is doable,
Wow.
folks, and that is
First
a
of all-
fantastic start.
All right.
Glacius hits like a grown man. So
I have a ton to say about
he
that,
can just get
but
one good
we'll just move on.
touch, Maybe make Kansas make one more mistake.
It worked out for him. That was an interesting place to take your last stand.
I mean, yeah, Kansas could have reacted to the shadow
Make
hail,
him do it.
but you got to make him do it.
That was pretty ballsy counter breaker, to be sure.
Well, Kansas played a good game there. Rotendo, he did to come up to me right before this, and he said, "Man, I've been working. I haven't been playing."
Yes, I feel like Kansas played the game that he wanted to play. That was
Didn't get changed.
that was the matchup that he wanted, and it went according
All right,
to his
let's
plan.
move on to the next match,
Nintendo
sure.
had an idea of kind of how he wanted things to work out, but end of the day,
Oh
you
no,
have
it's
to
not showing me the
execute,
thing.
and you have to execute
I'm just gonna have to guess.
perfect. I would have.
I guess
gone.
pretty wrong. Back up. More. All right, good enough.
Season 2.
Man, why do we have to watch the
Masako
stage?
seriously bodied
The
Glacius.
stage is a cool design, but it's so red I can't
Does
see
actually
anything.
have to respect that
I'm almost
DP.
tempted to not watch this because I can't see anything.
And now we're gonna kind of get a chance to see. All right, how does Ved
Wow,
play?
he got locked out after the.
And now we're gonna kind of get a
I mean, this is fierce for sure, right?
chance to see.
Locked out.
All right, how does Ved play?
I feel like the threat of being parried on reaction because you see the liquid eyes before the DP is so scary.
And again, I'm thinking, if I'm Element here, the opponent, I did a hold auto double on them, and they didn't even break the right strength. So if I'm Element, I'm thinking to myself, okay, either this person is really nervous, and it's like his first tournament match on stream or something, in which case he's better than he's better than that, and he'll improve over the course of the game, or he's a beginner player, and I should just not reset him. I should just do long combos and force him to expose his bad breaking. So when he does this, he lands a hit and he does one chance into Ender. I mean, sure, he wants Wrath back, but you're gonna get Wrath back when you kill him, because he's gonna lock out and then you kill him, right? You don't have to worry about your Wrath right now.
So scary.
Okay, but he tries the tech where you can bait reversals. You do a meaty and then there's a timing for when you press the buttons that cancels on the counter if it whiffs, but not on hit. He tried it here and messed it up.
I hate playing this match. I've seen a Hisako try to meaty me, and I go.
Where's the lovely face cam?
So many times.
Let me tell you something, Vicious. The only reason I have 51 viewers right now is because I'm not showing my face cam. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that?
Ved.
Because
we just
I have my
saw
viewers'
Element
best interest in
take
mind
it
right
to
now.
him a little bit. I do believe we are working on a perfect.
wow.
Again, Element, don't reset, bud. Just kill him.
That
There's
is
no
a
need to
very
reset a
Element
person who hasn't shown they can break your
reset.
combos.
Not too many Hisakos use that one. Don't DP. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Next time you hit him, do a long combo. Long combo
Oh
right now.
dear. Are we gonna see it? Are we
Okay,
gonna
that's
see
good.
it?
Long
We
combo
all
doesn't
know.
matter. You're broken.
Gone.
this is out of hand.
I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. I will try. Very nice use of hail. That was.
Oh,
very
no,
good
big
check
time
on
drop.
that Shadow command grab.
Yeah, and for sure that was coming. This is one of those frustration drops where it turns into a reset, and I think most people's instant reaction to this reset is to do the Shadow Command grab trick.
Oh.
So I think a lot of players would have jumped there,
Dude, if he had gotten a
but
perfect, I
you know,
would
even
have
if he didn't
gone
jump or
nuts.
did jump and got punished somehow,
Perfect except you.
not like it's gonna matter too
Someone
much.
else might do it. Very nice.
That was a good
anti-air
anti-air
by
from
Element, and very solid closeout by him. I think we saw Element play again exactly the game that he wanted to play.
My manly Canadian face,
Dead.
the face that you
kinda
said
tough.
you went to Keats and was like, "Hey, I want to talk to Info. Where is he?" And he's like, "He's the ultra Canadian looking guy over there," and you immediately found me. Yeah, we don't need to worry about the face cam, I think.
Because Hisako is Hisako. She's a reset monster. But I think so far all of Element's resets have been grounded. They've been designed to catch.
Oh,
someone
punish.
sitting there
Long
blocking.
combo,
So,
please.
I think I'd like to kind of see
Yes.
Zed maybe just
Longer even, right?
mash DP. Don't even go for a breaker in some of these combos. Just mash DP and just make them think about it. You know.
Yeah, because he can't.
I mean, it was 32% and a lot of meter, but it could have been 40%, or maybe not 40, but 35, 36.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to worry about this lockout. Yeah, long combo, fierce, shadow.
Getting locked out against Hisako is very, very bad.
Okay, he chooses not to spend the shadow.
Hits very hard.
This isn't gonna work.
He did not have to spin that ball.
Again, I don't like the
Pretty sure it
reset.
does less hits
If you're
very-
gonna reset a player that you don't think is going to combo break you, I would not do it by wasting shadow meter, right? I would take a reset here that involves tick throw or regular overhead or something. I wouldn't spend shadow meter here because this shadow meter can be used for your lockout punishes,
very hard.
right?
What do we got? He did not have to spin that ball.
He did not. I'm pretty sure it does less damage actually than raw DP.
All right, and Ved, yeah,
Got
see
him
Ved
started
drops
now,
as
and
well.
Hisako just
like
has
the
to hold
empty
that.
jump.
Oh, he threw him out of the corner.
I think damage conversion in KI is such an important part of the game. It's so important to be able to capitalize on your lockouts. It's like what really separates the best players from even just like very good players. It's so important because in KI the damage is so fluid based on breakers and it's a very scrambly game, so you get lots of hits in neutral. So if you make your hits count for 5 to 6% more on average than your opponent, it's just such an advantage, right?
Didn't have to throw him out that point, but I did like that empty jump.
And one thing I've really noticed actually
I do like it though. Ved
is that
showing
base.
signs of life. This
One
is
of
probably gonna
the
close out
reasons
the bar,
base is so
but,
much better than he
like,
used to be.
obviously, you know,
And
this
he's
is-
was
game
also
is
very
not
good back
anywhere
then, too.
outside of his reach. That is super unsafe.
Um,
He liquidizes under it. He's
But
like,
base has
"Fuck,
become much better at optimizing damage in his combos. Like it's night and day compared to what he used
Oh,
to do.
now we got the style combo.
Fierce, break fierce, please. Those are obviously going to be
reset
fierces.
there.
Oh, that was a reset attempt?
Yeah,
Okay.
reset. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, base is
Command
much better
grab,
at
grab, that is
extending his combo for damage.
Oh,
Oh,
goes
no.
for the probably unnecessary counter breaker there, but Element has a ton of life to play with, so he
I don't
can
think
kind
he
of
really cares right now.
go for that. Fierce punch.
Yeah, Ved is. I think Ved is probably just more nervous than anything here.
But again, Ved played a lot better that match. The first fight was very clearly all Element. This time we did see some moments where Element.
Was I at Combo
you know, he
Breaker?
had a
I
shot
was at
actually
Combo
think
Breaker
that
last year,
moment
yes,
where he hit the
2017.
empty and threw Element. I feel like if he had thrown him into the corner, that might have been a completely different game.
That could have been a health game. He got the start, but that combo blow.
I went and
that potential health-
talked to a lot of the community there
Oh, he
at KO
locks
Combo
out
Breaker.
again, and that is super unfortunate.
I hung out
He
with
just
Keats and
used a heavy
Sejam a lot,
offense. No reason to
and
do so.
definitely got to talk to.
I'm not gonna do anything about it.
I talked to a mentee. I talked to Latalis. I saw them both there.
I think the biggest thing though is honestly Ved has been guessing wrong on.
I'm not sure what
nearly
looks
all of
very
his combos.
Canadian even means, by the way.
You can't do that against Sasako if she's extending her combos because she
Maybe one of you guys can fill me in on that.
Yeah, Element is not the type of player to shorten the combo for fear of you breaking. He's going to go for gold.
And Ved goes for gold there too with Shadow in. That's unfortunate.
Wow.
Called out one too many hails and ate a Naginata in the face for his trouble.
Long combo, please. No, I don't like the reset. This reset's no good because it's a throw, so 12%, very little white life. Could have been a lot more white life in the regular combo. And all you do is bump your KV to 60. It said 60 there. Why bump your KV to 60 when you had, you know, a combo going, like, and the guy can't break you, right? I mean, it's going to lead to more damage anyway, but it could have led to way more damage and way less risk.
That's all I can say to the people who are wondering how do you fight Hisako. You jump that, don't push a button. Every Hisako's
Base broke every auto double I did. It threw me way off, says Storm. Wasn't expecting that. I think I actually probably agree with you. I watched the match live, but I don't remember how it really went. But Base has been...
and goes for another counter breaker.
Base has not broken a whole lot, at least in the sets that I've watched of him.
Feeling himself a little bit on that one because
So,
we saw two counter breakers.
yeah, Base likes to let combos rock on him and also likes to do long combos on his opponent. And I think his offensive style is a lot stronger than it used to be. A lot more like...
smooth stylings of Elements Hisako further on.
his style is a lot more safe, and it's a lot more capable of killing you when you make a mistake. He has to open you up fewer times, and his neutral is better than it used to be. So it basically, you know, it amounts to him just being that much better everywhere on the screen.
Hisako doesn't too much care about your invincible reversal.
She doesn't have to care. Doesn't have to care.
So
she has generally when you're knocked down.
All right, moving on.
So mixed.
He's been talking a lot about KI.
I remember this match.
He's gotten the chance to play it so much.
This is a long match, actually, right?
Thinking about it and like, yeah, I really want to get home so that I can practice this game and really go hard for it.
So Sonic Dolphin here on the left, or on the player 2 side, and I think this is Young Tate, right? He either got top 8 or 9th place last year at Combo Breaker. He did really well. And it's interesting that he picks Arbiter, does Sonic Dolphin. But as it turns out, this match might be pretty tough for Mariah. I'm not entirely sure why, or sorry, not why. I wasn't entirely sure of that before. Maybe it's a well-known thing among Maya and Arbiter players that this match is tough. I'm not sure.
Flip out. I like that decision. Arbiter is and wakes up. So the properties of Arbiter's overshield.
Yeah, as long as he has his overshield on, right, he can ignore the projectile hit stun.
But no hit stun, so he can just kind of walk through anything you throw at him. And it's also real health.
Real health, real health. He essentially has more health than anybody in the game.
He has more health than anyone else in the game if he decides to just spend his meter that way. But something that's going to make the fight very tough for Sonic is if Young Tate continues to manage to dodge these neutral command grabs, that's going to really take away
I like the shadow counter attempt. A lot of people will press buttons after this. You know, you're kind of at this weird range where you can't, Arbiter can't easily challenge because his buttons are so slow. So, you know, shadow countering here is good because Maya might just press a button.
Really take away a lot of options from Arbiter because he doesn't have really any good lows. He gets a sweep into like a miniature juggle, but that's not really going to end the fight.
Oh no, Maya lost her other dagger. He's probably not getting it back.
And the guns and such to really open you up. So if Young Tate can continue to react in the way that he's done 3 for 3 now.
Man, these overheads. So we're talking. People have been talking about why Arbiter is not really that great of a character. I think he struggles in some things, but he has that overhead. We want to talk about beastly normals in this game. That overhead is amazing. Something like +7 or +8 on block, like some just an absurd number.
That is very true. So yeah. So yeah, for anyone who's looking
Does Arbiter have a 5-frame normal? Yeah, stand light kick.
That are remaining in Arbiter's carbine.
Every character has a 5-frame normal.
Once he's out, he is donezo. He gets no additional bullets.
No more bullets. He's not reloading the clip like Halo.
That would be so
cool.
That would be so sick if you could.
Sonic, this is a drop-proof combo. He can do another link here after the stand medium punch, or sorry, stand medium kick. It's like plus a bunch on hit, right? He can do like a a sort of a Street Fighter combo with a bunch of normal links. He drops it, but then the grenade blows up and it still saves him.
That would be so
So then he
sick.
just does overhead. And he counter hits. This overhead is not incredibly fast, but it's fast enough that the block stun from the grenade didn't save my hair.
If you could. Oh, another overhead. So I like that, you know.
You know
Yep.
what would have been cool is if like they did how MKX has variations.
Oh.
If Arbiter had like different gun.
Oh, he tried to throw, right? Is that what happened here?
MKX has variations.
Yeah, so he tried to throw. This move is invincible. We actually just looked this up. I was talking to a friend, and this move, this self-detonating grenade, starts up in 13. We looked at the frame data for it, right? Where are we at here? Arbiter. By the way, Arbiter +4 on his combo breaker. Pretty cool. Except his normals are a lot slower, so, you know, this number isn't as scary as it looks. Self-detonating grenade. 13 frame startup, but invincible only 1 to 9. So there's like a Glacius-style gap here where he can get hit or thrown. And that's what happened there, right? So between the active frame and when the invincibility runs out, he gets hit.
Had like different gun
Check that out again.
you know
Yep.
what,
Ooh, another overhead. So I like that, you know.
you know
Yep.
what would have been cool is if like,
Whatever, so
they
he
did,
gets knocked down here, wakes up with grenade, but gets thrown right before it becomes active.
That would be so cool.
I want the one with the fuel rod. I want the rocket launcher. I want the Covenant rocket launcher. That's my variation.
That is cheap.
Very nice bait on the reversal there. And young Tate is off to a very good start in the second round.
Very good. I like that.
Nice confirm, actually.
Trying to throw those buttons to keep him at bay. Didn't quite
Oh,
work out.
wake up jump. I didn't even know he could parry in the air, actually, before watching the set.
Gives him a constantly
Maybe I knew it at one point,
recharged
but I'd
shield,
forgotten.
so a lot of extra health. And then, additionally, he gets access to a parry. And it is like a third strike parry. If he does it, you are about to eat a confirm. Finally catches
It's a
young
common
Tate
reset,
command
but it still
grab.
looks cool every time I see it.
And now we're playing Arbiter's game.
1, 2, lockdown.
He's got good damage. He doesn't
Oh,
have a
he's gonna put it.
continues it.
I would save the
Got 3
grenades.
bullets, overhead
He's getting
boys.
shadow DP. Yes, sir.
Saving the bullets was the right choice.
3 bullets left. Put in block stun.
All right, here comes the unblockable, but he's gonna just wake up with shadow.
So right now, all Sonic wants is
Oh, see,
not let her get.
I was just about to say, right? So she has the unblockable charged.
Block stun.
Oh, he doesn't have it. Why did that not happen?
Another unblock.
So right now, all Sonic wants is to not let her get that third charge.
Man, I thought he was gonna get
Gets
it.
Then he's gonna need to have that overshield.
Maybe Sonic Dolphin
Not
thought
let
it
her get
was
that third.
gonna be overhead. Cause take a look at what happens here, right?
3 bullets
Let's watch this again.
left. Put in block stun.
Oh, it's because he hit her, and so the grenade, the thing like was a hit, not a block. Interesting.
Once he gets these daggers back, we'll have another unblock.
But I bet you Sonic Dolphin thought that she had the unblockable charged, because I don't think he would have done this
Right
otherwise.
now, all
He wants to activate Overshield so he can absorb the unblockable. So he can't really easily do it in neutral because he just gets like punished some other way probably. So what he tries to do is lunge into Overshield, right?
Sonic wants.
Watch it. He's jumping back and here's the lunge. Wham! And he gets stuffed anyway.
Third charge, and if she gets it,
And there it
then
is
she's gonna
again.
Need to have that overshield.
So I think he
And now
probably
this is
thought
a
he
good
had
position for Sonic
unblockable
Dolphin,
charged.
because again, that overshield will ignore those projectiles.
Could have been the game if he stayed grounded.
And he is now out of bullets, but he gets the mid-screen confirmed. Very nice patience by Sonic Dolphin. I like his play there.
I like his play there.
And you have to think to yourself, right? Every time Arbiter does this,
Projectiles.
every time Arbiter does
And he is now
this into
out of
Overshield,
bullets,
this is 8.
but he
This is like 8.3% of his health or something. I've computed this, or I forget now, but somewhere around 8 to 9%. So this is 8 to 9% free health for Arbiter every time he does this, right? So how many times is he going to do this during a match? 4, maybe 5? So he gets an extra 30%. He gets like a third life bar. That's 30%. So, you know, if you're sitting on 2 meters as Arbiter, you're basically costing yourself life if you think about it that way, right?
gets the mid-screen confirmed. Very nice patience by Sonic Dolphin. I like his play.
Yeah, Arby's parry is really, really good. I was actually pretty surprised to think about how good it really was. Again, take a look at frame data, right? This is something that you're not going to find in the in-game frame data because in-game frame data doesn't measure parries, but we measured it. Parry in Instinct. 18 frames, dude. 18 frames is a jab. How fast is Jago's jab? Crouch jab, I don't know. 5-2-7. What is that? 7-14. So standing light punch is 16, right? We're talking like on the order of total frames of a jab is the total frames of Arbiter's parry, right? So if you're thinking about low risk options that can blow up a lot of stuff, why not just guess parry and neutral a bunch? People aren't going to be whiff punishing your jab. They're not going to be whiff punishing this.
A moment ago. If she throws the unblockable, I'm pretty sure even with full overshield, it eats it all.
Does it?
I think it does.
Okay, I've never seen the interaction. I really want to see it now.
Pretty sure.
I really want to see it now.
I want to see it too, because I haven't seen this matchup in a long time, but I really think it does, and I think that's why Tate is
trying to get that
so
all
much.
four. Understood. Ooh, and that's a quick
big drop.
knockout, but Tate does not manage to confirm it. That is
Sonic Dolphin
unfortunate.
doesn't lock out all that often. His guess breaking is pretty good.
Ooh, and yeah,
So, you know, you kind of have to be careful about
not great.
capitalizing on your opportunities when he
And
does
just
lock
wakes
out.
up with it, gives himself some extra health. That reversal doesn't do any damage, but it does back people off.
Yeah, a good way to avoid the bombs from Arbiter is to grab them. And when you're Maya and you have an air grab, pretty good tool.
That works.
Pretty good tool.
And this
More
is a
health.
frame trap. He has to hold that. Does not block it correctly. And something that I really do like about Sonic's play right now is
I'm not sure would have fired those grenades or those bullets there. It feels like he needs those
Tate
bullets
is
later.
consistently crouch block.
And there's probably only like 3%
So
damage.
Sonic's like, okay, you want to crouch block? That's fine. I've got like at least 2 different kinds of overheads, and one of them is actually pretty darn good.
Very good. I mean, well, that's one of the things that makes it difficult.
All right, nice break.
You're built as a 2D
Arbiter still has all this overshield, right? This is this.
block low first.
Did he spend? He did spend the unblockable and just went right through it, right?
Player, you're built to
Look at
block
that, no
low
problem.
So how many pips was that? Because his overshield definitely just sucked
ate
it up.
it?
Yeah, it ate it.
first. Oh, okay. Hey?
Was that a fully
How
charged
much do you
dagger?
have left?
And here we go.
He
And
used up the
yeah,
entire
I even
overshield
forgot
for
about this,
Arbiter to
right?
make it
His
through.
instinct, he's gonna gain
Well,
at
essentially,
least
I was
one
still-
more. So what? He's gonna spend 4 meters, let's say 4, over the course of a match on his health bar. So that's 32%. And he's gonna spend 2 instinct pops, so that's at least 2 more full life bars, right? So we're talking like up to about 50% total. And if you ever take this instinct, or if you ever take this health bar off during instinct, he gains another one. So, you know, Arbiter probably has like 2.75 life bars if
It
he
ain't-
uses his meter proactively.
I mean, I was wrong.
He didn't get a
But I
combo
was
off of
right.
it. That's the part you care about.
I was wrong, but I was right.
But the part that Dolphin cares about right now is just getting this last little bit of life. Finally uses a low, but again, Young Tate has been crouch blocking a lot,
Oh.
so
Caught though. Roll in with the. What is that?
I feel like a lot of
So remember,
Dolphin's
Arbiter
openings
uses
have
instinct,
actually
right?
been from, you know, 3/4 screen, just dash in with a slash. I think you're moving forward right now, kind of thing.
And he pops another one. So take a look at this, dude.
And I really do.
I think you're actually
So Arbiter has 0 instinct right now, right?
been
But
from
he has full overshield. He gets hit during his overshield, right? And he builds instinct. So this counts as real life towards your instinct.
3/4 screen, just dash in with a slash. I think you're moving
And
forward.
then he reacts or guest breaks to this, right? So he builds, you know, he's up to like a quarter or a third of his instinct bar.
Forward right now, kind of.
And then immediately does the overshield again. So he's going to take this much more. He's going to get to like, you know, 70 or, you know, 3/4 of his instinct before he loses his health bar. And he started with no instinct and he was like just here.
Just takes movements. And I really do use that word reacting. I really think he's reacting.
So if you think like Arbiter is like bad, like you might be
Tate's
right.
a very, very strong
But
player,
also,
and
It's
like,
not
this
that
fight
cut and
is
dry, right?
close. It's been going on now for almost 50 seconds, and
He's
it
gonna have to
is
use damage
almost
ender here.
completely
Look at this. I guess he could have done the other ender. Maybe it would have shaved off a small bit of instinct here. But this, what other character can build this much instinct?
Yeah, this is a
And that instinct lets him try parry for free, and gets him a
Dolphin
bunch
does
of health
have
back.
access to a grenade now, so I imagine we'll be seeing that very shortly.
Oh no!
Oh, he walked out of range. Oh, I
the
tried target combo.
doesn't reach on the second hit. That's so unfortunate.
That is not what you want. He's down to 4 bullets.
Very nice,
Nice
anti-air
anti-air.
again, and that is misses the juggle. That could have been a combo. So something that you guys at home are seeing
Minus,
is Arbiter's
yeah.
buttons are
Only the light version is -3. The rest of these
Something that you
rushes are punishable.
guys at home
They're -6.
we're seeing
So that's
is
actually
Arbiter's
punish.
buttons are not the fastest in the world, but dang it if they don't go far. So he's really just harassing Tate and kind of
This is gonna hurt.
Arbiter doesn't do super high damage. So
Saves the meter for a shadow counter. I think I agree.
But, next touch.
Just pops instinct.
Next touch.
That's
Tate's
super
probably
meaty.
Dead. And
Oh no, that's
he has gotten a lot of instinct.
Man, what a frustrating spot to be put in
Understand,
right there.
folks, he has gotten a lot of instinct. Understand, folks, that is his second instinct.
I'm not entirely
He
sure.
is
Yeah,
instinct.
and they're right about this. This is his second instinct already, and you know it's very likely he would have gotten a third instinct if he had continued to play this way. And this situation sure is tough, right?
He has
With this
gotten
much
a
life left,
lot
what are you
of
supposed to do to avoid this? You can hold up and take the grenade. You're gonna
Understand,
die.
folks, that is his second instinct, and he is,
Yikes.
what, 90% of his second health bar? That is some Jago-type nonsense.
that's old school.
I
Jago
call
type
shenanigans.
nonsense.
That is ridiculous.
Wow.
That is saying something, though, about the way that Sonic Dolphin is managing his health. If he's managing inning,
I don't think he switches here, right? He just needs some time to think about it. Yeah.
because it just feels like he's clearly getting hits. He's
Yeah,
just
he's not playing bad. I just feel
But yeah, the way you beat Arbiter as Maya is to
he needs to be more aggressive, like he's doing right now.
try and make sure that he cannot. Remember, Arbiter's weaknesses are anti-air.
But that's the other
His
thing, though,
anti-airs
with
are
Sonic
slow,
Dolphin, a lot
but
of
not
his-
bad once they're
A
out.
lot of his overshield
The
pops
trick
have
is to
not
make
been-
sure that you can maul him
not
from the
been
air,
defensively.
stay above
He
his
will
head
target
in
combo and
awkward
cancel
situations,
into it.
try and force him to scramble his
Just
way
like
out.
that. And
Oh.
now you have to hold this mix up. Counter breaker, and
Counterbreaker's
that
okay.
is actually going to hurt folks.
This hurts-
Arbiter not super highly
Yeah,
damaging.
this is
but
like probably under
Counterbreaker,
50.
I'm guessing 50-something percent.
Yeah. So you can take it. You can take the occasional counterbreaker from Arbiter,
I thought he landed a little bit early.
which makes sense, right? I don't think Arbiter's damage can be that high because he has so much health. It's not really fair
Point right now. I'm loving it.
for him to have
You
2.5
see
life
Tate
bars
just
but
trying
do
to get
big boy
that-
damage
trying
too.
to get that dark dagger to get one more charge so that he can use it. But now Sonic's like, hey, I've got my overshield. I'm good.
Characters are completely
Oh.
useless.
I'm chilling.
This is completely useless. He needs them for combos.
Yeah, this is it's a tough matchup for Arbiter. It's something that my players will tell you, but because Arbiter is such an uncommon character, it's not a fight that you see very often.
Yeah,
And,
break from Sonic Dolphin pretty obvious,
I
I
feel
think
like
there.
Tate is kind of really feeling the weight of that
Nice
right now.
shadow,
It's
yes.
just- I'm not entirely sure what all his options are in all of these situations.
The mix. It's alive. It's
Oh,
alive.
he tried something a little extra tricky there.
Come on, Tate. Is he
That throw
safe?
at only
It's
2%
alive. It's
because it
alive.
ate the rest of the overshield, right?
Alive.
So he only did 2% of his real life bar.
Has got the corner. The
So he can
combo's
end
going.
this. Very
He's waking up
simple.
instinct
It
every
does
time
get
here, though.
damage.
Yeah, parry.
He can wake up. He barely
Like
wakes up.
100%.
So he can
Combo's
end
going.
this.
He wants to save. He wants to gain this extra health back to do more damage. So like, there's no reason he wouldn't wake up
It does
instinct
get
here.
damage.
He
Parry.
didn't wake up. He buried. Oh! The parry game. Oh,
Man,
boy.
corner to corner
And
carry,
that's-
pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. I thought he was gonna get that recap.
But you know what? Dolphin had overshield, so he doesn't much care about his own grenade. So long as he has that, he can ignore that projectile just the same as any other. All right, finally gets the fully charged. You know he wants to kill him without having to use it.
Yeah,
That's really what he
you know
wants right
doesn't
now.
want to, but I would say he needs to do this. Nice anti-air, but you can't combo because he still has overshield. This is terrible.
Overshield's pretty good, and yeah, that
Man, what a
definitely
win
does
for
not
Sonic
work.
Dolphin there.
Wow.
Got him to spend the
Nice anti-air,
unblockable
but you can't combo
before he
because
killed him.
Still has overshield. This is terrible.
Like, this is fine, right? He got baited,
Overshield.
but with unblockable for
Feels
no
pretty
reason.
Good, and yeah, that definitely does not.
I mean, he's going to lose the health bar probably, right? Or maybe not even.
I didn't think I
Wow,
was
nice
crazy,
break.
but
You're not crazy
we
at
have
all.
definitely confirmed it. Fully charged dagger means absolutely nothing to Arbiter. when
That was a
he
good
has
block on overhead. I would have probably
He
gotten
does
clipped there.
not care.
And I really
Oh,
like
okay.
the way that Young
didn't even need it.
tried to play for the most part, but that is
These far-ranging,
I
solidly
love the
abusive
Arbiter when
normals,
he
right?
has overshield.
He does not
Remember, these are all plus. That stand fierce is +4 on block.
And it's
These normals-
absolutely
these normals are nothing to
Arbiter when
sneeze
he
at.
has overshield.
He does not care.
Like +4, right? Like you're locked down here. You can't jump out. You can try, but you're just gonna get tagged by like another preemptive fierce. Here he tries some random shadow, but he just gets tagged.
I really like the way that Young Tate tried to play for the most part, but that is a clean 3-0 from Sonic Dolphin 117.
Yeah, definitely good. Well played to Sonic.
Hey, why?
It was cool.
Why did you do this, my man?
I am a huge fan of the way that set played. Like,
That was great.
I don't want anyone to miss.
I mean, I think if Young Tate was looking for ways to improve there, probably would be
again, he was
extending
making
combos a bit
a
longer
lot
and
of
trying to
good
not
decisions
relinquish
on
control
offense
once he
and
gets
defense.
close.
He just couldn't
Like,
get
the
enough
weaknesses from
damage,
Arbiter are pretty
and
pronounced above his
Overshield
head.
clearly too strong in
So
that.
you really kind of have to force him to deal with that situation as much as possible.
So for like the past 2 weeks now.
All right. Apex versus Rios, which I've never watched Young Rios play, but Apex obviously well-known player.
I couldn't stand it, but he's very smooth now, and he plays a more grounded game. I don't know if he's going to against this guy.
Apex, one of the
Young Rios, I've run into him before.
players who takes advantage of the rash glitch, where he can do light linker into stuff. Sorry, light auto double into manuals.
Kind of lets you know, because I assume that we're still in the winter side of this bracket.
Again, I think it's another bug that James Goddard has said he would look into.
And bad times does
So
not confirm the
it would be interesting to
lockout.
see if they end up fixing that. I think it would be good for the game if they could, but you know.
And gets thrown into the corner, and this is a problem. But Omen
like to see a
says,
regular order shield.
I don't
Well, that was a
have
good punish.
problems because I've got 3 bars in shadow form. Gets himself out of the corner.
Heavy linker,
And
no.
right now, he's kind of in a good position.
He's doing a really good job.
Oh, what did he try there? He didn't try Shadow
And
Boot.
right now, he's kind of in a good position.
He's doing a really good
Did he
job.
try Shadow Ram
I
Horns?
don't know what he woke up with. He woke up with Ram.
Ram's head.
Just wake up with Shadow Boot, man. You got instinct.
He had instinct.
It definitely would have hit from there because Shadow Boot hitbox is approximately half the size of the screen.
Yeah, Shadow Boot's really big, but remember, if Omen has meter, he never has to block it.
So yeah, that was that's an awkward angle for Omen.
So
to
like,
try to
you know, you can't, you know, a lot of characters will stand in front of Rash and then block Shadow Boot, and then just have to take the instinct pop. But Omen can just Shadow form away, right? So he never basically has to take it, and then he'll spend a Shadow. He'll trade Shadows with the Rash, which is obviously way in Omen's favor, and then he'll get a punish on the recovery of Boot.
anti-air with
Yeah, that's. You don't use
Counter break.
heavy order shield for a defensive tool. That's
Yeah.
no, way too slow.
Better than waking up a Shadow round?
Arc is
Absolutely.
odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to hit.
I
So
think
for
Shadow
anyone who
Boot
did not
size
know,
got
Rash
nerfed
is a battle
like way back
classic
when,
NES
but it was
game
not
and
like
can
a
eat
substantial nerf. It's still a
projectiles
gigantic move.
for me.
Yeah, and you can see the
NES
glitch here, right?
games, and he can eat
Rash does
projectiles.
light auto double. There, you just saw it, and then fierce manual, because light auto double is extremely plus, as probably someone typoed something in the script file. So, yeah, it makes him much more difficult to break, obviously. But if and or when the bug gets fixed, until then we can try and watch for light auto doubles a bit more often,
Consume them for me.
because they're going to be way more,
When I say he
way
gets a
better
lot of
value.
meter off that, he gets a ridiculous amount of meter.
So I feel like this
Fancy
fight right
juggler
now
combo.
is about to go really south.
That's cool.
Because I saw it. This is Rash and Instinct is extremely strong.
Missed the
Very
shadow
difficult to
counter.
break, has some dirty reset setups.
Order shield, no good. Wow, he did
Very
down
difficult to
tongue
break,
and
has
called
some
bike,
dirty reset
and order shield hit him, and then the bike got him. That's not.
And
Order shield
Ah.
doesn't matter. It
That's
hits.
kind of tough.
Bikes smacks, gets off the ground. Come on, man. What do you do? What do you do?
So I feel like maybe Rash is a pretty good character. Is that what we're seeing right now?
Bottom 5, man.
I think they should
Bottom
fix.
five,
I mean,
you heard it here
in a perfect world, they should
No,
fix
he's ridiculous.
Rash auto double. They should fix the
fraudulent.
combo breaker advantage stuff for Wolf and the other
Bottom
characters.
5 character, super whack.
I mean,
So I
think those are the two
actually
most important
dislike
things.
Rios's play.
if they
Just,
fix those two, I'd be
I
happy.
feel like damage capitalization is probably the biggest gap that I saw there. Is
Yeah.
when you get those early.
I think the game
lockouts,
is.
you've got to.
I mean, maybe you would nerf Eagle
It's
slightly,
already not a good
like
thing.
very small things, like well,
And
you know,
Rash
like
is Rash,
easy to do
right?
things
You
like
can't
changing
block
the recovery
forever.
on his birds. But
He's going to open you.
I
up,
mean, I don't know.
so
Maybe you don't
need
even
to
do
get
that.
your damage where you can, and try and get out of the corner because Rash is extremely oppressive in the corner as we're seeing right now. I think Rios has been on it for,
I like that. I like that. See, another lockout. He could have got a lot more out of that.
and just like that, he is back in the corner.
Oh,
goodness
fierce.
gracious, heavy kick.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a taunt. Taste the rainbow.
That's hard to defend.
Okay. Yeah.
That tongue
Apex
pressure is hard to
And
defend
a little bit of a taunt. Taste the
because there's a gap between the air tongue and the normal, but it's so fast that you can't really easily react to it.
rainbow.
Okay. Yeah. Apex saw. He was like, okay, he's not ready. I'm going down.
All right,
Punish?
so this
It
right
wasn't a
here
punish.
is the
You can't actually
Apex
punish that
that
move, but
some
you can
of
take
guys
a turn
might be
back.
a little bit more familiar with.
Yes.
He is more than capable of playing solid, but if he doesn't think it's required, you begin to see
Yeah.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans, I'll take it. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the taunts, I actually don't dislike the idea that, yeah, I can sit at the other
Oh,
end
man,
of the
brutal.
screen and taunt you because I have more than 100%.
I think he kind of
lead.
just knows that
What
this
are
is
you
over and he
gonna
doesn't
do
really care what he does here.
I don't think this is the time
That
to
sweep's
be
only
trying to
-4.
play the
Pretty good,
taunt
bud.
game, teabag with him when you're down there.
And gets a little bit of
No
meter,
anti-air again because
that's
he's scared,
relevant
right?
to most
Eventually you
games
have to take a
once
stand and try and
allows
anti or
that
something.
kind of frame
You can't just let him
trap,
jump.
DP through frame traps.
Sometimes you'll get hit, but at least try.
Can't shout it down
You should
that
pick an
time.
option and then anti-air
Like we
it.
said, this character is
Live with your decision if you're right or
good.
wrong.
And
This is hurting my soul watching Omen get dismantled like
so
this
what do
by
you think
himself.
that Rio should do to kind of change?
Situation to make like, you can't keep up with him in damage, so you have to keep control of the neutral. And
Understood.
that's a great way to take it. Just his jump is where he wants to throw.
Oof.
If you steal those jumpers from him, it limits his options.
Wow, that overhead was
He has
pretty meaty.
tool after tool, but the more you can take, the better.
Very nice throw tech, but again we see young Rios in the corner.
And again, you should reversal or something like slide out now. Slide out, slide out. Oh
He
no.
had the time to get out of the corner there. He just spooked.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen a heavy slide. Just get out of this
Get out.
situation. And yeah, right now this is looking pretty tough. We've got Apex over here.
You should try to shadow form or something now, right?
Big boot.
Yeah.
And doing this kind of
You gotta be
nonsense
mashing
without
shadow
the
form here.
overhead. Good luck with that.
Yeah, your meter's no good if you're dead, so you gotta shadow form. There you go. Now you get some pressure, but he gave it up immediately. It was it's such a weak pressure chance, right? Jab into weight nothing. Or you tried to do jab into strong. You need something stronger there though.
This is
All right.
pretty clean right now.
Yeah.
Rios is trying to fight back, but again, we saw Apex lock out extremely
Fierce.
early.
I would have tried the fierce
Rios
there.
didn't get anything out of it, and that's a punish. Or not. Oh, that's not. That's
Yeah,
not.
it's not punishable.
But that might.
I thought he had meter to
just
shadow counter, but he didn't.
Magic pixel, and that.
That was a tough run.
fight.
Rash can kind of do this to you, right? He can kind of just run over you if you're not really like prepared about very specific options.
It hurt so bad because I just saw myself get his
It's not easy to deal with this character. He's really good.
and everything.
All right.
He kills you for you playing the game.
And
wild.
against Hisako, it's actually especially potent. We've got
Yeah, this is Storm in the background. He's
It's really dangerous against Hisako. But
I can't easily find. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. I can't easily find a spot picture of. Yeah, but he's in the background
cannot get
commentating this set.
None of her linkers are kicks.
None of her linkers are.
So what do we got here? This is Element's color, so it must be Element.
My goodness.
It's
This is
very,
Element
very
versus
tough
Illusion,
once-
alright.
Once he gets applied, and that Pyro Bomb that you just saw Cinder stick on, that makes him extremely plus once he blows it up. So you're gonna see a lot of that in neutral, and then once it's applied,
I love the bait
he'll
of that
come in
parry.
and get that opening. Once it's
The parry
applied,
bait's good, and I think this guest break might have been a throw tech. I mean, it's partly frustration break, but it's probably also partly throw tech.
I love the bait.
That's why I never use lights when I come down from a jumping attack, because I don't want people guest breaking me with the throw tech.
come in and get that opening. So that is the first punch burnout, and
Got it.
Also, guest breaking, whether they're trying to throw tech or whether they're doing a different strength, is very common after a jump in, I feel. Like, jump in into immediate guest break is very common. So I'll very often use heavies because I want the most damage should my opponent lock out. And I think that's a good strategy to go with if you land a lot of jump in attacks, or if you play a character that has good air approaches, like say a Cinder or a Rash. Try using heavy auto doubles more often earlier after your jump in combos.
I was trying to see, does he know that? And it's like,
he does. He tried to throw.
Alright,
tech
he's
there,
one
but
hit away
the
from
fight
getting
was
big
trying
time
to
clocked
avoid.
here.
And this is
He has
going
to
be
guess for the
dashed
life.
out on
Oh,
his
wow, what a
light
good
kick.
guess.
I love the breaker there.
he needed that.
Says, no, sir, you get no free
That was a
hit
good
on me."
shadow.
And this is a full Wrath Hisako.
No break.
This
No
could
break.
be
Okay.
magical.
Illusion playing it out.
Just goes for damage, gets a cool 35%.
He's trying a safe jump
This
here.
could be magical.
I like that.
But just
Element's
goes for
trying a
damage,
safe jump
gets a
setup.
cool 35%.
Trying to break.
That's what that
a
was.
safe jump. Tried to bait out a DP from.
This is
Exile.
plus.
That was
That's
a
very
good
plus,
decision.
actually.
No meter to go through it. That's very unfortunate.
Shadow Trailblazers +4 on block, I think.
Try
I should just be looking, right? This is why I have the frame data done, so I can just look. Don't have to boot up the game, don't have to guess. Just look. Shadow Trailblazer, +4 on block. That's pretty good. So yeah, definitely situations where you can put your opponent in bad plus frames. Like there. Yeah, and Hisako is able to crouch under that.
That's very unfortunate.
It used to be worse actually. When these characters launched, they launched back to back in season 2. Cinder or Hisako first, then Cinder. So they were kind of like mostly untested when they came out, like as untested as possible. And Hisako had a very low hurt box and ducked under all of Cinder's third degree combos. They raised her hitbox a little bit while she was ducking, so you can hit her most of the time now, but there are still situations where she can duck stuff.
DP's through it, and that should be not the round.
No, not the round. He doesn't do much damage without a burnout.
Should have built a little bit more potential damage there. He's just trying to catch.
Oh, that was a good anti-air.
Just trying to catch.
And he's gonna build meter. I would have done meter, right? Why not?
As he saw it, hold this fire flash.
I mean, he has almost full meter, but might as well get all the way to full, or do burnout, one of the two.
Into the record because I believe he thought that Illusion would block it. He could have gotten a recap off of it. That would have been the start of.
That's a good reaction there. I'm surprised Illusion didn't challenge after that block direct out, but you know, was a little scared of something. Yeah, you can't deal with it.
Get out of here.
Definitely, Cinder's DP kind of goes under her. It goes in this arc, like out to here, right? So as long as you're capable of attacking the character right above his head like this, like with a downwards dive kick or with a you know, this axe kick type move, you can make this whiff pretty easily.
So he does have to just hold it, stop DPing. Get out of here.
That was great. Now see, that's something I didn't know you could do. Pretty sure you did.
I did.
Yeah. See, I didn't.
I might have suggested the element that medium tiger knee air on reels.
I like the try. That was actually a pretty fast light or heavy trailblazer, so it's pretty easy to miss that. So it was pretty close.
Match is not going. Yeah, he can. And this is an instant combo. Is he going to? He just cashes it out. Says, "I'm close enough to beating you. I don't have to go for anything fancy."
All right.
Caught him on the jump.
Can you take this light bar without spending instinct? You can.
Element does take the round now. Understand, folks, this is Hisako. She melts life bars in instinct. So this is not over. Or I feel like he saw it coming, but just barely missed the punish. But now he's in there.
All right, big time punish. Shadow, yes, perfect.
This is going to hurt. And
wall splat.
Cinder players.
Yeah, so they're saying that they wanted to try and. He didn't want to do damage under because he didn't want to give him instinct, because you don't want to give the ability for your opponent to pop instinct on the wake up, especially if you need this much life, right? You want to try and save them, you know, finish the combo so right about here, right? But even wall splat was enough, right?
Oh, he does give him instinct.
I think even then I still would have done damage under, right? I like damage under there.
I hate to see that kind of thing happen, and Illusion makes a bad call on that descent and just eats the firebomb for it.
Okay. I'm not upset at how Illusion's played that, but what I need to see is him come up with some kind of game plan to stop these neutral jumps.
Down heavy is a good start, but Illusion is a fairly disrespectful player, so when he misses some start.
Maybe Storm knows. Can you punish this with this is -3, right? Can you punish this with light command grab, or is it too far away? Because this would be a pretty sick way to punish that.
Fairly disrespectful player, so
I'm sure there are some ranges where it's too far away, but what about like that close?
You kind of got to be ready for you flipped me out.
And anti-air didn't work there, right?
You kind of got to be ready.
He was ready. Did he get close fierce? Yeah, he got close fierce there. He didn't even get down fierce. He pressed the wrong button.
I'm not gonna block.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Right now, it's looking.
What song is this? This is Colony 6 from Xenoblade Chronicles. Assuming that you're talking about this one. The one before it was this. I'm not sure. One of those two. Colony 6, good song though.
All Illusion again, and this is probably going to be an arm burnout.
Yep, that's an arm burnout. It's the corner game. Oh, he just backs off.
Oh, he sticks.
I like that a lot.
Yep, that's an arm burnout.
I like this a lot. There's a lot of corner jumping going on in this game.
A limb. That is very unfortunate. Trevor
Man,
will have to
he
try
could
and
have.
recap.
I guess he
Manages to break the juggle.
he didn't have meter, so.
What's the mix? Wow, just hits.
And this is the element special, right?
Trevor
Element
will
does
have
this
to try and
all the
recap.
time.
He manages to break the juggle.
Sorry, I thought he did this after the combo breaker. Element loves to do loves to combo break you and then do. Sorry, he likes to be combo broken and then do this. Oh, sorry, I had it right the first time. He likes to break and then take his turn back
Wow,
or
just
like
hits hit with the overhead.
do Shadow Rekka because it's in range.
Again, I
The
feel
problem
like
is that it's kind of slow. It doesn't stop. It's not fast enough to catch jumps. So you can actually jump out of the way of Shadow thing and then punish him. There are other options too, like just using a very invincible reversal
in his own head right now. I think
on reaction to the
Trevor's
super
playstyle
flash.
is kind of
But if you don't have one of those
frustrating.
reversals, you can
Not
still
DPing
punish him.
when Element is expecting him to DP for the
Wow,
most
wake up!
part. He's
Wake
not
up, jump
DPing
light.
when
This must have been on
Element is
Ryozan,
expecting
but even
him
then,
to
why?
DP for the most part. Like there again, Element was blocking because hey, I flipped you out and you DP'd me. I guess I'll
Yeah,
block
this is
you.
a true
There
block string,
again,
hey?
Element was
This was
blocking
found out recently, or at least I didn't know about this before, and I've never seen anyone do it until like maybe a month or two ago.
because hey, I
Far Stand Fierce has a ton of block stand, so it's enough block stand to keep you blocking for
flipped
this
you out
Shadow
and
Clap.
DP'd me. I guess I'll block
So you can turn any Far Standing Fierce into plus 14 on block.
this time and
Element holds up in plus 14.
I guess I'll block this time. and
What a risky play.
Exoptic Illusion just
I'm not
grabs
entirely sure what he thought he was going to beat, except
This is
exactly
a good
jump
start.
forward.
Hisako
but-
extremely strong on Oki.
It's a pretty weird thing for Illusion to have done, too.
Wow, I like that from Illusions. Just throws the jab, reacts to
And
the jump.
again, he does it on Wake Up.
He is making Shadow Air on Ryozan look like one of the greatest moves in the game.
Yeah, I'm super not sure why he's
He
choosing to
was
do that,
trying
even
to
though
bait
it worked
the
twice.
wake up.
Those are the types of things that get you killed. See, there's the break. This is what I'm talking
So
about.
he was trying to bait the wake up.
He breaks. Waboom. This is what he's doing. He wants this turn back. It's in range to hit here. But if you're not in the corner, maybe even if you are in the corner, you can jump this.
Oh, he hits
But
him, but he cancels a
certainly
little bit too
mid-screen you
early.
can.
That's unfortunate. He lost out on damage there. And Trevor finally decides to break. Illusion
Is he gonna
finally
keep
decides
this
to break.
juggle
Yes, he
going?
is.
Yes, he is.
But,
Nice.
All right, guess
very
breaks a
nice
medium
break
flash.
from-
Flash kick.
That's
Oh.
very unfortunate.
Good punish here from
Yes, he is.
Illusion. Actually, it could have been better.
Very nice break from.
The better punish here is jab, 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 Shadow Fission, because then it's ultra immediately. He doesn't have to give him the chance to break. But this is second best punish. Because that's the punish you normally want to do. So, you know.
That's very unfortunate.
Let me ask you this: is this a bad matchup for Hisako, or
It's 5-5.
it's 5-5?
But it does require that you have a read on what your opponent wants to do at any given moment. And right now, Element just doesn't have that read.
Does not have that. Right now, he's just lost in the sauce. He can't figure it out.
When he's pushing buttons, you know, Illusion is waking up with.
I like this clap pressure from Cinder. I think it's cool, where you can do like fake clap
Illusion is
into throw,
waking up
or you
with
can do
DP, and when he's not pushing buttons,
the full sequence into
waking
like
up with throw.
you know,
And I can tell you from experience,
claps
that's
of various plus frames. Wow,
frustrating
counter breaker.
experience, such a frustrating experience, in fact, that you might just get ticked off.
Only level
and try
3.
and break the next thing that you see. And shout outs to Illusion for
Punish.
recognizing
That sucks that he
and
tried.
the
He had the right
next thing
idea
you
here,
see.
but too slow.
And shout outs to Illusion for recognizing that and
Oh, you had to fire the flame. Fan
that's
the flames
a
to do
level
that.
3 burnout,
Now he has
so
to
it
back
lasts
up.
a very long time, and eventually Element just says,
Man, he's gonna get
I can't.
smoked.
One chance.
And Shadow is the worst choice here, or is the bad choice
It's
from
a level 3
Illusion.
burnout, so it lasts a
Remember when I said earlier that you don't want to spend Shadow unless you have a reason to? Regular damage ender is by far the better choice here. I don't think Shadow ender does that much damage actually for Cinder. What you really want is you would only use Shadow if you were guaranteed to juggle. But if you're not guaranteed to juggle, don't ever use it.
very long time, and eventually Element just says,
So here, regular damage ender, much better choice.
I can't.
Not only does it save the Shadow, it might have killed the regular one. And even if it doesn't kill, you'd much rather have the Shadow than not.
Into bomb. Oh my goodness.
This is looking pretty rough.
This is looking very, very rough.
But the real earlier mistake was Hisako anti-airing with Crouch Fierce when she had the burnout on her hands. I think the better choice, he had already wasted like 5 seconds of the burnout, right? Your better choice there is to dash under as your anti-air, or just block and take a throw or something. Taking the throw there is so much better
I know
than
where
fanning
you're
the
at.
flames
I've
and
been
dying.
there Where you're like, I can't make
So that was the earlier mistake that he made.
He does the opposite of what I think, and then once you get that far into your head, it's so hard to come out.
Wow, that wasn't confirmed. That wasn't a confirm. He just did it.
This is that moment.
So I think
Holding
that
up.
right there was actually what Element has been wanting for a lot of these, where we see him poke and with counter breaker. He's trying to option select it so that the
Oh, that's right. That's what Storm said. Yeah, Storm is right here. He's trying to do. He's trying to do the tech where, yeah, he counters the reversal.
You just got to see something good happen for yourself.
Yeah, so he just accidentally got shadow move, I
think
guess.
that right there was actually what Element has been wanting for a lot of these, where we see him poke and with counter breaker. He's trying to option select it so that the parry doesn't come out on whiff, but he's just not getting it. And every time he's done it, Illusion has punished him for it. And like we were saying, it's just a frustrating experience. Yeah.
Oh, you see what happened there? Take a look at ye old shadow meter.
Saying, it's just a frustrating.
Waboom, it's Gonzo. He did rake up Shadow Rekka for no reason.
Yeah. Oh dear. Wow. Knocks him down and just trailblazes.
But you can tell his decision making is kind of shot.
To recap,
Yeah. He's super frustrated.
3-0 from Exoptic Illusion.
He was on tilt for the last like game and a half,
That
so
one was
decision making
tough to
not
say.
on point there, unfortunately for Element.
That was pain.
That was.
Yeah, that's not a
PTPs
Oh,
a
Thompson
lot.
versus Deadly Kansas. This is the
And I
first
think
time we've
that
seen Thompson
that
on
is
stream.
what Element was trying to catch
And
up
I think
on, because,
a
you
Jago
asked me
Fulgore is a
about
fun
this,
match to
well,
watch.
Illusion likes to DP, so you need to be ready to shut that down somehow. But the
A lot
options that you
easier
choose
said
to
than
shut it down,
Parry is 0
you
frames, yes.
Again, you have to play the player. Like
Or
Hisato,
rather, the very first
ridiculous
frame you
character,
press
not
the
at all
buttons,
fair,
the parry can
but
catch
one
something.
thing that you have to do is you have to respect your
So
opponent's
it starts up in
everything
one
that
frame.
you do has to be in relation to what other people are capable of doing. And that's something that you're going to see in this fight as well. Jago and Fulgore is an extremely even fight between.
There is no shadow parry. I said Shadow Rekka. If I said Shadow parry, I made a mistake. Sorry.
MNT, Thompson, and Deadly
I meant
Kansas,
Shadow
maybe
Rekka.
Deadly Kansas. But you know, these two characters have very nice pip cancel. Yeah.
Oh,
That was a really nice pip
oh, please get him.
I like the
Fierce,
idea.
fierce,
That's a good
fierce.
sign.
Yes, build that pip speed, and he throws the fireball
Really
immediately,
nice
right?
pip cancel. I like the
He builds all this pip
answer.
speed. Look at it go. Man, it's really obvious when you watch this, hey? Maybe you guys can't see this. Man, I wish they didn't change this from blue to purple. It's so hard to see. And also, my stream is not... I'm going to try and follow this pip gain. Take a look at this, right?
That was a really nice pip
So
cancel.
I'm going to try and follow the pip speed. Take a look at how much energy he's building here,
I like the anti-air there. That's a good sign.
right? And he throws the fireball. Now take a look at how much it is.
Right, is he gonna start the vortex?
He did the blade dash to cancel it back out. But he loses like 50% of his speed by throwing that fireball. It's pretty crazy.
Something he didn't do against Vincent. He wasn't
Oh,
trying to
Max.
fireball.
And I love the punish. This is the crouch fierce. Watch how chunky this normal is.
Oh,
Kaboom! This is a big fat normal. You should be using it a lot as Jago.
oh, Max.
Highest damage normal in the game.
That makes me excited.
That isn't a Tusk Sword normal.
What a break.
He
He only
finally
saw
breaks
2
it.
laser swords. And was like, I know
Goodness
this.
gracious. So Kansas.
That was a
tries to
reaction
walk
break.
forward.
I'll give him credit for reaction breaking that.
Very
I like that.
What a reaction from
Yeah.
Thompson.
I love the delay.
And that is why he is the best Jago in the business.
Meter ender, of course, with after building some instinct.
He is having fun. He's smiling and laughing. Kansas has a little smirk, but that looks like the salty smirk to me.
Yeah, look at the way Thompson's playing.
Oh no, drop.
Disrespect.
Okay.
That reset was super American, but did get the damage from it anyway.
Wow, he challenged with blade dash
Reset
out of
was
plus
super
frames.
American, but did get
I love medium laser sword. It's like a super amazing special move, right? +1 on block. Doesn't give you a chance to shadow counter it. Like on reaction. Like say heavy laser sword will give your opponent a chance to shadow counter, right? So medium laser swords, it usually almost always reaches from like even like very close to the tip of crouch medium punch. It's just a really strong special move that like keeps Jago fully in control. And what does Fulgore do?
anyway.
Challenges with blade dash. And counter breaker.
Counterbreaker. He's not going to be able to kill, but does get good damage.
Yeah, and again, it would be nice to see Deadly Kansas know that that combo could be a little slightly better.
Like 6 damage there. You gotta catch this one.
And
An
that's gonna be
instinct,
punished.
an instinct
Not
win
gonna be
kick
able to
is a much
kill,
better
but
move, right?
does get good damage.
Jago gets +2 advantage to block. So medium win kick, that might have been heavy. No, that was medium, I think. Medium win kick is only -4, so pretty good.
Growing, but I would've liked 6 damage.
Maybe against Fulgore, still always punishable with the fierce DP, but still.
See, that's how you
In general, quite a bit improved move.
I agree, 100%. I believe
Oh,
that,
nice backdash.
Jago, especially was in his instinct,
And nice medium
whatever
break.
resources
Medium was
is
pretty much the
required.
only thing that was going to reach
I
there.
believe that
He cannot link fierce manuals after double fireball. And he's out of range of lights, so
Jago, especially
medium,
with
very
his
good guess.
instincts, whatever resources it's required to kill him, to get him into that second life bar, send it.
Get it done. Do not let him get that hook.
So
Jago just looking to kind of survive here a little bit.
He's in instinct, so he can throw as many of these fireballs
And
as
don't
he
challenge.
wants.
And this is something that Storm mentioned earlier in this last set that Deadly Kansas played against Rotendo, right? Because Deadly Kansas was doing a lot of teleports that weren't covered by fireballs. And you can just check that. You can just mash jab. There's no mix up here. He has to throw a fireball, right? So like that. Here, there's nothing here. Just mash jab. Right? And he just does. You can even see one of the jabs came out the wrong way, right? Watch Thompson. He presses crouch light kick. One of them comes out this way. He still recovers in time to counter hit. Right?
And this is good. This is something that we didn't see in the last match.
So against a player who does that a lot,
he just teleported raw, and Thompson was like having
against a player who does that a lot, it's really important to know when and when you can't, when and when you cannot challenge that move.
Still something, you know, it's damage, and it says you don't have that option.
2 meters for Jago. He's ready. Oh man,
Begin to start combo. That's one of the ways Thompson loves to start
he's
the
dead.
combo. Tap, tap, wind kick.
That was an opener ender, was it? It looked opener ender to me actually, was it?
They will begin to start combo. That's one of the ways Thompson loves to start the combo.
Yeah, this was opener ender. He could have broken that.
Wind kick. He's in there.
He's in there, and just like that, MNT Thompson takes this to a 1-0 match.
I don't know. Whenever I see a shadow ender, I just reflexively just mash the heavy buttons. If it's opener ender, it works. If not, then
The problem here
you know.
is he's not getting very many clean hits on Thompson.
No. You're not really going to get the chance. I mean, what I was going to say a minute ago, is this is going to be very difficult. Because how many times in tournament has he played vegan? You know?
I don't know that I've ever seen.
Wait, who are you talking about? Sorry, just reading back chat. Oh, Vlad. Yeah, okay. We're not gonna talk about him.
On a stream match anyway against
Thompson
Thompson.
versus
Heavy linker. Ah, the right idea, but a little slow.
Oh,
he's dealt with that in the highest of pressure.
that is true.
So this, it's gonna.
And notice that Deadly Kansas does not pop instinct here after the flip out. Right. It's actually because flip out it's hard to pop reversal after you land from a flip out. There's something weird about the buffer, right? You can do reversal special moves pretty easily, but it's really hard to pop instinct.
He's dealt with
So he blocks something and then reversals.
that in the highest of pressure.
That is true.
So this, it's gonna force you to have to pull something out of the bag.
And
Special.
Oh my
he's
goodness.
very good actually at winning that matchup first. He does extremely well against Snaky Skull Bar.
Nullifies a lot of that vortex.
All right, he popped instinct just in case he did teleport, and he did. Then he teleported after. Like Deadly Kansas has to stop this.
He does extremely well.
Like I say, I think he's a good player.
Nullifies a lot of
I think he has a lot of potential, but this is not what he should be trying against the person who has frozen the screen and has total control. You know how, I don't know if you guys play poker, right? But like in poker, there are situations where people take control of the betting lead, right? So like you can, if you have position, you can take control of the betting lead with a continuation bet. If you raise pre-flop, you can take control of the bet after the flop comes out by, c-betting even out of position. Instinct pop in this game is you taking control of the table. You're saying, I'm in control of the screen right now. This is my pot. If you want to come in here, you have to do something risky or, take a lot of control. And you're going to get picked off if you keep doing kind of silly stuff like this.
One thing that I do like.
Your opponent has control over the screen. You have to give him the control.
Again, Deadly Kansas
Or else you
is
get
like
15%
teleporting
damage.
neutral. Holy goodness. Well,
Oh my goodness.
Or else you just give it the life bar,
doing
right?
that again, but I don't have anti-airs though. I can DP it when you scream and you freeze the screen, but feel free to jump in on me all day, Tom.
That wasn't a combo. I think that can combo.
Oh, that's crazy.
TP? Okay. Walk under. That was kind of cool. He walked under slightly here, trying to block cross up, and then the cross up didn't hit, and he hit crouch like.
Yeah, player have anti-airs, man.
Oh, what a bait! Shadow, yes.
There's about 4.
Oh, he's dead, right? No, not quite dead.
Man,
One
Thompson
hit for Ultra,
Damage right
making,
now.
and Thompson, you better be looking to hit confirm anything into Ultra now.
He
Right.
really needed that. Okay, there you go. Save your instinct. He could have got the wheels to turn in a little bit better there, but he's got the pips that he can spend free right now.
The next hit better be Ultra, Thompson. I'm telling you.
get whatever little bit
You
of
better be
damage
looking to hit
he can,
confirm
but guys
everything.
in that range, we can't really. Oh dear, I think he's dead.
Oh, no.
See, I don't like the fireball, right?
Get whatever little bit of damage he can, but now he's
Why throw fireball here? Why not do wind kick, like light wind kick, right? If his plan was to do a minus on block special move
in that range.
and then cancel into shadow anyway, then why not pick one that leads to ultra, so that you can cancel into shadow anyway and be, or just choose to be only -4, and then hit confirm into ultra if it works, right? The shadow's a weird choice. The fireball's a weird choice to me. It's the wrong special move for the wrong situation.
Oh, no.
All right, Magic Pixel.
It's not going to cost him here. I don't
Gave him that, like,
think.
The most incredible. Oh, that was the wrong option.
That was the wrong option. That's right.
Gave him that, like,
The most incredible.
Yeah, you cannot. At this situation, you cannot give your opponent any opportunity to guarantee contact with your body, and neutral jumping is the purest way to do that.
Oh, that was the wrong option.
Why? Why?
So there were a couple of things that Deadly Kansas could do in that situation.
And that was not one of them.
Not one of them.
Not one.
Not even in the top 10
I
list.
think that was the -1 option.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
basically.
But yeah,
would've lost
that fireball
anything
thing
except Thompson
again. It comes
broke
back to
that
like,
on Wake Up.
KI is a scrambly game, right?
And when you're playing,
You're not always going to make the right
wheel of
choice.
life, the wheel of Wake Up life.
All you can really hope for is
Don't
to
go
make
for the option
the
that
correct
loses
choice
to
most of the
everything
time,
except
and
for,
then increase the
like,
percentage you
one
make the correct choice.
hopeful,
But
I've got a Magic Pixel. Maybe
know,
he won't put out a DP on me.
there are times when
Right?
certain confirms are better than others,
I like
and
Deadly Kansas'
especially in
play.
situations where your
actually
opponent's in
really
danger,
enjoyed watching it,
you should be
but,
really fishing for
that was
ultra.
probably not the decision, and I
Like,
don't
you should
dislike
almost
this
put
character
fireball
so
out of
much.
your
I'm actually
out of your mindset entirely
Got
in that situation,
pretty destroyed.
because fireball on block is not going to help you, right? You might as well pick a safer move on block that also leads to ultra on hit.
right now, and now we've got the Immortal Swordsman.
Oh,
He does
dear.
switch to Tux.
My lord, and that's how we're starting.
So one of the
Yeah, so I know Storm is going to talk about this, but
Cycled right now, and now we've got the Immortal
Thompson very good at checking dashes with buttons,
oh dear.
Oh my lord, and
so that's
how
a
we're
pretty
So
startling
one of the things
realization
about
for Deadly
Thompson's
Kansas that
play
he's about to
I really
lose this
like,
game.
in addition to just being a very clean player, is he's the best player I have ever played at checking his Sakos forward dash. If you can check his Sakos forward dash,
All right, I don't
you can
dislike the
sure
counter
check
breaker at all, actually.
sure dash.
I dislike it even less because he didn't get punished.
I like to use that fireball because it ignores the deflect.
I don't really like Kansas going in. I actually liked him harassing with buttons.
Yeah, and that's a known safe jump for
I
Jago,
don't
right? You
really
can't
like
DP
Kansas
this.
going in. I actually liked him harassing with buttons.
Don't try.
That range that's outside of any of Jago's tools.
He wanted to establish the corner, and I do agree with you. It wasn't necessary.
Oh, big DP. And even better DP there, because obviously Deadly Kansas is thinking he's safe from the DP because in Instinct you can cancel into the thingy. But man, Thompson was super ready for that.
You know, I'm trying to talk about the things he's doing
I'm
right. and
sorry,
he
but
gets
when I see magic happen, I cannot contain
Man,
myself.
a late break and a
Those
shadow
DPs
move from
were
Thompson.
magical. This
And
is
Thompson's
what
getting
I-
better at this too. Thompson used to be a one-chance king, right? Thompson used to really not like to do a lot of long combos. But I think he's really improving on that. Like, take a look at this, right? This character, his opponent early breaks, 47%, and he
Shimmy's
still gets all the
just a
pressure.
good measure.
just raw throw it out there, huh? All right.
And wow, that is.
He's gonna
no,
get him.
That's not a good sign that.
I'm not sure I agree with this
backed
early
off
cancel
his own
stuff.
instinct pop like that.
You want the high damage shadow move because you need to make a
Basically
comeback, right?
afraid
Don't do that.
Thompson's going to just-
I think he gave up.
gonna be that, folks. This is. I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, you can't block anything. Wind kick into shadow
apologize,
fireball,
Kansas, but I just don't see this
or
one.
just that. Yeah.
So that
I
is.
don't apologize, Kansas. That man dismantled. I'm sorry.
That is Thompson. But,
Yeah. What was I gonna say about this? Oh yeah.
Just
If you need to make a comeback, right?
and
Don't
wow,
do
that
this
is-
and then
I feel like
cancel your
that's not a
highest
good
damage
sign
move
that,
into a linker that
Deadly
does no
Kansas
damage.
backed off on his
Right.
own instinct pop like that.
Like you got 24%, but that shadow move by itself was gonna do like 18 or whatever, 16 to 18%. So let it do its damage, even if it costs you your instinct, because you know it's just what you needed to do in that situation to get that damage.
Afraid that Thompson's going to just. And that is.
Yeah, and then he.
gonna
There's
be
basically
that,
no way to come back from this.
is-
Jago is just
I'm gonna call it.
any wind
watching
kick,
this live, I
any
apologize,
normal,
Kansas,
you're
but
dead.
I just don't see this one. So that
I
is
don't-
that Kansas was eating.
Thompson's a good player. I like watching
he
him
was
play.
trying to force his way in.
He didn't have
One or something like that because he has a fairly wide horizontal hitbox.
I'm going to
But at the
CEO
same
as
time, Jago
Infilamenti.
is not gimped whether you
Says
burn
MNT.
his hands or his feet, so he's,
That
either
would be
way,
pretty
he's gonna
funny.
have options. And
And if he is burnout, he has the mobility.
Sorry guys, I haven't been reading chat. I hope everything's alright over
yeah,
there.
so Shadow Jago is one of the fastest characters in the
So
game.
Taizo,
Walks
fellow
speed
Canadian.
Is, I think, tied with.
Have we seen
tied
Seth
for
Gecko
either
play? I think
first
he's
or
already played, right?
second. Extremely quick character, and his dashes are also quick.
This blue color for center is pretty good.
Tries to DP and just eats a meaty vision.
Yeah, we got some input mistakes here from our friend Seth Gecko.
We got lucky that DP didn't come out because Taizo was definitely blocking.
Oh yeah, he was gonna get punished.
Oh, big time punish. Obviously he's mashing, right? In this situation, you don't challenge. He's mashing like for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that this man is wanting to be a wild card.
That's hard to block,
Going for it.
but
I'm not mad.
yeah,
I don't
input's
think
not coming
Seth
out for him,
Gecko cares
unfortunately.
all that much.
No.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I would have
If
shadowed.
anything told that story, it was those two jabs we just saw.
Yeah,
But,
these decisions don't really matter, unfortunately. There's a good shadow. One chance into damage. Notice how he doesn't spend shadow meter. The correct choice.
So you win some, you lose some. You're
How
a
did I
glass
get
half
my
full
name?
kinda guy, so
How did I get Infilament?
That is correct, sir.
I like the jab check there.
I used to go
So, I mean,
by
this is not out of the realm of
Infiltrator.
possibility yet,
That was a name I came for myself when I was like 15 or 16,
and he probably should
and I had changed it to
stop a little
Infilament
bit
later
with DP
because I thought Infiltrator sounded kind of
feels
dumb.
to me like he's, one, it appears he has some setups to beat the DP, and two, he's blocked a lot of them at this point, or he stood at ranges where it just is not a factor.
Taizo's being real
Infilament actually kind of came from my poker background.
trying to pounce.
And, yeah,
I would,
there's that range again.
There was a phrase right around the turn of internet poker where somebody would call a bad player.
That was
Well, you still call people a donk now, right? But you would call them a donkament. I heard people calling bad players donkament all the time, so I changed my name to Infilament.
And wow, he's got Valorax, winner of last year's Combo Breaker, up here coaching him on how
It also
to
has the
body
benefit
this
of being
man
sort of
even
a
further.
double
I
double
don't
name,
know that that's especially
because like
necessary.
filament by itself is like, you know,
He probably told him
a
to
bright light.
stand next to him and block.
So that's kinda cool.
So DP and make sure you do max damage punish.
Oh man,
Ooh, not watching his toes and gets hit.
that is a
But
wild.
I didn't think about that light thing until way later. I started it because of donkament.
5%
It's like 3/4 screen, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Alright, so
He's got
Gecko
him
has a hit, but says,
There you go. That's more than you ever wanted to know
bump
about my
this
username.
burnout that's nearly done. I'm gonna do DP Ender. And if he gets touched again, it's yeah, 60%. Slide.
What? Of all the slides I've seen,
I feel like
that was
Slide
just-
probably would have hit at that range.
I mean, might have, but he threw a short. That was a light slide. I don't know why you would do a light slide.
I wouldn't.
Gecko, I'm so sorry, man. I'm not trying to do this.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of coming down to, again, what we saw in the other Cinder matchup, where Gecko is maybe a little bit too thirsty for the hit, maybe a little bit too...
And again, I think against players that you're not too concerned about, if you're fighting and you're like, well, okay, I'm going to beat this guy. I wouldn't do short combos into resets or whatever. I would just do high damage fierce auto doubles. They're not going to break you all the time. Right, so he's not going to break these. Nah, he does a style combo there, but
That was an interesting combo.
definitely, and there he should have tried to burn the legs. But yeah, he's checked out of this match.
Oh man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That is 2-0 to SID Taizo. And he is having the time of his life right now as Valorax coaches him some more and says, you lost too much life in that fight. I'm going to need you to clean that up.
What are you doing, man? He touched you.
And Gecko goes right back into it. I feel like I would like to see him maybe pause a bit and think about, okay, what are the situations that are leading to me getting all this damage on me? Because it's been fairly consistent.
Well, that was cool.
It's a good start. Backs off. I really want to see him just toss heavy
Yeah,
fireballs.
and if you want to talk about like mistakes that a beginner player would make here, backing off is one of them. This is exactly the situation you want, right? Your opponent has no meter, has no instinct, and you have the corner, right? It doesn't almost even matter what character you have. Most characters should stand here in pressure. Stand out of throw range if you're scared of being thrown into the corner, but don't give up your screen. You have this entire screen anytime you want. You could back up if you're scared after pressure, back up then. But don't back up now. You just let him out of the corner for free. Now what's going to happen? He's going to get out of the corner, right? Throw some bombs. He's just going to walk him down now, right? Why is he holding back here? Don't hold back. Take your advantage in the corner. The corner is very powerful in fighting games. You fight for it. When you get it, don't give it up. That was a good DP, though. I'll give him credit for that. That was good. He must have known. All right. Seth Gecko showing me something. That's hard to block. But fortunately, no damage. All right. Tried to do that same break again, but it was a little slow that time. See, look, Taizo doesn't back up, right? Right. If he does not, he could easily jump back and throw a fireball here, but why? His opponent's burned out and he's in trouble. Stick in there. Don't do shadow. Waste of a shadow meter, in my opinion.
He's definitely just letting Seth Gecko hang himself right now.
I mean, he got the meter back, but I think there was a better combo to do there.
He's not using the mix when he does get a knockdown.
He's not sliding under those power bombs.
Although, if you are going to use shadow, then at least the corner is the right spot to use it, where you get your follow-up juggle. Yeah, that's super plus. This is +5. You are stuck McGee right there. You can't do anything.
Tried to press something right there.
I would have broken him immediately.
Oh no.
I would have.
Yeah, you can tell Taizo is like just kind of.
Right, and we see him using his hands.
There, he finally blocked that. That's opener right there.
Unfortunately, he did have an opener in this. That was.
He was trying. I'm sure he was trying to do shadow fireball here, and it just came out as a mash, right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did have an opener.
DP, yeah, for sure. Everybody in the world knew the jump was coming. Okay.
I thought he was going to counter him again. I would have.
Well, he's got so much life that he's kind of.
All right, he tried to block again there. It looked like he just kind of like let up on the. He's gonna just DP again, yeah.
That is going to work.
That is wild.
That worked.
And that's what happens when you have a flash kick.
Guess for your life. Oh, you didn't even get the lockout chance back. All right, nice job to Taizo.
Fun fact, though, I don't think that was the light. I don't think that was his invincible. Okay. So
I have no idea if the guy that lost there is going to ever watch this, but if you do, I think the biggest strategic thing I can tell you is to just not give up your corner advantage when you get it. All right, moving on.
You just need to let that other guy have his.
Who's this? What's going on here? Night Slash versus Young Tate. This is a match that has been historically terrible for Aghanos, but I don't think it's that bad anymore. Now that he got the flick and a bit of Maya's damage is gone.
This is not that fight.
No, it is not. I'm pretty sure earlier I watched LCD play against the
Night Slash?
Aghanos. No, it wasn't Night.
Yeah, you have to be really quick with those flick reactions, but if you're able to do that, you can keep Maya at bay a little bit. And if you can lock her away from the dagger like this.
So yeah, Aghanos, for anyone who might be unfamiliar with the character, he is an armor character.
So he locked Maya away from the dagger. So now she's not getting that dagger back until he does this a bunch.
He has hits of armor when he has chunks at the bottom, rocks at the bottom of that UI on the right side of the screen. And Maya's dagger's pretty good at stripping those from really far away.
I like the reaction from Tate. Tried to catch him real quick, putting that chunk on, but in season 3.
No shadow counter there from Tate. That was unfortunate. Those are the opportunities you need to do to get these chips or these chunks off Aghanos, right?
He really needed that, especially.
You can't always get them away from just playing neutral.
And now this is Aghanos' time to play.
If he ever does cancel though, you have to be like super ready.
He's going to wind up putting a wall behind him. He wants the stage to be no larger than it is right now.
Yeah, if he put a wall behind
no shadow DP. I think I'm surprised he didn't. It looked like he could see that he was attacking.
This is going to be unfortunate. That is
Guess?
into death.
Yeah. And I like that he extends it. It's smart, right? It's smart that he extends it because do you think he's going to break the later part of the combo? No, he's going to break here. This is his only chance to break. So you get broken, then okay, you were getting broken no matter what you did.
Into down.
But if you're not broken, get the more pips, right?
Oh,
He
does.
didn't have to extend that. He's going for chunks. He knew he was
So
gonna
it's
lock
super
out.
smart.
He went for it.
So that is all 4 chunks. I expect to see him spin these very quickly.
Yeah.
Even gives himself
He
a
doesn't
little
want to
bit
be
of.
this slow.
Oh dear.
And he did it to his
Oh, he accidentally backdashed. That happens a lot with
Gone,
Aghanos.
but now he's got that.
You're trying to block, and you're like, the funny thing is that the way this hit stun works, like actually it accepts inputs, but you don't get any action. So he backdashes here partly because of the way that the chunk hit stun affected his inputs.
And he did it to himself. He
And
stayed
that's
slow.
all the chunks gone, but now he's got that.
Man, that was
Peacemaker.
Hold that.
Oh.
And yeah, Night Slash is playing this matchup very good right now. I like his patience. He's, again, we were saying that a lot of people are dying today because they're trying to force their way in.
Yeah.
Young Tate, even with no chunks, is not trying to force his way in. I would like to see him put Maya through a wall the next time she has the temerity to jump.
He tries to jump in and he has 2 bars. That should never be a thing that.
all right. 1 hit of the wall done. Now 2.
Now he's in the mix.
One more
He has
wall.
no chunks.
He's going to
Yeah,
make that wall.
and this is where you don't back up. Don't back up, dude.
Okay. Now he's in the mix.
more
He has
wall.
no chunks.
This is your chance. This is where you take this life bar and you make your comeback, right? I know you're kind of scared of like a Shadow Ruin or a something, but with no chunks, this is your only opportunity.
He's going to pick that wall up in 2 seconds. Nope, he doesn't.
All right, he's back in. Stay in now.
He loses it.
I'm not sure where you're going,
This
man.
is not a tail. That's
Right?
bad.
Wow.
Throw into recap.
Wait,
That,
that's not an open ender?
it cashed out, so it was not.
No, it's not opener ender, right?
So this is
That's the
not
opener.
a
This
tail,
is the
that's
linker.
Wow.
So yeah.
Throw into recap.
Wait,
That,
that's not an open ender?
it cashed out, so it was not. So I assume that means the roll hit 3 times. Maybe. It didn't look like it, but what do I know? Oh dear, that
Oh.
confirmed though. Very,
Oh.
very strong play by him.
Yeah, I feel young Tate. I mean, he felt a little lost in the neutral, but
Tate has to get something going before.
it was tough because he gave up his opportunity for pressure.
Cannot let
Like,
that character in a matchup where
There's really very little opportunity you have to pressure Aghanos with 0 chunks. So when you get it,
There we
man,
go.
you have to make
Put
that character
back
really
in
bleed.
And go through those chunks when he
There we
can.
go. This is what we're talking
Well, he
about.
has clearly
Until
got,
he gets meter, you can do that.
That's shout out.
Yeah, he clearly just though had a line, direct line to you because
There's a
my
throw,
man
I like
just
it.
hit him with 5 back heavies in a row, and he's gonna add a 6th to the list.
Well, if
Good
you
throw,
remember
yeah.
I said, a second ago, that's what,
Can't do it anymore.
That's what LCD did to.
Well, he did it anyway.
And look at that guy right there beside Young Tate.
Oh, that's a good
That
guess break.
is extremely true. That is, it's LCD.
I think that's what he just told him.
And
Back
I
heavy.
Again,
already, it's
so you jumped
LCD.
here and you got flicked, right? No damage. Take a look at my health bar, right? Here's the health bar.
I think that's what he did.
Okay, so this is your punishment for jumping. Remember, if Aghanos misses that, he loses his chunks. So, you know, sometimes you'll get even comboed, right? But still, you have to force Aghanos to be like constantly focusing on the air. You can't just let him spam stomp and like back medium punch or whatever that slap is. You can't let him do that. Otherwise, he gets too much control over the ground.
I
You have to make him
already
scared
like
of the
this
air
matchup.
a bit more.
Like you said, though, Aghanos does have meters, so back heavy.
No shadow counter there. I think maybe with 2 chunks, it's not possible. With one chunk, definitely.
He needed before he got all his speed.
At some
That was a
point,
good block.
he's got to anti-air that. Wow, just walks forward, says, I am Aghanos. And if he manages to strip his chunk, the other,
Oh.
wow, flicks away the
But again, you
dagger.
can't be don't be deterred by that. It looks intimidating, but you shouldn't be scared.
When I fight Aghanos,
Oh,
and
no.
I see that he's throwing buttons, and I whiff punish him with a
And
shot.
I wouldn't. He can kill him without having to spend the wall, right?
What I think is probably bad about this, when I fight Aghanos,
Yeah, he can kill him. Even just the regular ender here, just the pulverized ender he doesn't have to do anything.
and I
He
see
spends the wall,
him
unfortunately.
throwing buttons, and I whiff punish him with a shadow to rip the chunks. Her shadow is
Her
very
shadows
slow.
are not good for stripping chunks.
Yeah.
And there's the anti-air that we
Yeah.
wanted to see.
Goodness.
So it's possible to punish. Yeah,
Oh,
Storm says in
dear,
chat,
he almost
just wait for it because he punishes it for harder than that. But I still think you can't be scared. Because look at the damage, right? This is the punish that he took. And you know he's Aghanos wasted a shadow meter. So
needs to be on him and to don't give him anything like that space. No reason to give him that kind of space.
Well, he wanted to get his dagger.
yeah, it's correct to spend there to strip the chunks because now this is his chance. Get in there, yes.
He had the chunk because You know?
He can't swing with that club. It's too
Back
slow.
off.
Don't back off. Yes.
Oh, man.
Take this life bar right now.
Doing a good job here.
Perfect.
I like it.
Nice
And
slash.
One more mix-up.
Right choice.
Oh, I would have. Oh, I really wanted him to
Great.
throw him again.
That's exactly
Yeah,
the strategy
I
you need.
would've liked it, but I do
And you still have it.
understand
Don't back away.
helicopter is-
Yes,
Helicopter
exactly.
hurts.
Stay in there.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
And
Wow, that was a really good
another
punish.
Very nice anti-air.
That's okay.
I want the people at home to understand. My
Yeah, 16%. He spent a shadow meter. He gained a chunk. Okay. But you forced him to do something very difficult, which forced the focus off of the ground. Okay. That's really important to keep in mind.
jump forward is extremely fast. That is
No fighting game player in history has had perfect control over the air and the ground at the same time. So you can't be deterred by your punishes unless the punish kills you.
That
Wow.
was still active.
That was active as hell.
That was,
You learn something new every day, don't you?
and this is Young Tate's time right now. He
Again, this is exactly what he wants. No chunks. Aghanos has meter, but still no chunks.
Oh, doesn't quite get to confirm. He's got him in the corner though. This is what he wants.
This is where you can do scary stuff.
He's only got one of them, right?
Oh, he's got both. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. There's a good jump.
Very nice jump.
You can win the round here. Yes.
You've got to make it work. You just have to. You can't let him get up for free.
Perfect.
There we go. Gets the juggle.
And that is
Shadow
gonna be a
cash out. No.
Oh,
he dropped it.
No, that's a very bad
It's one
drop.
combo to win
So
here.
sad, you're dead.
Oh no. That's ultra.
DED
Yeah.
dead.
He gave him
That could have been ultra immediately.
He gave him a
Get up for free.
You know, this he took a lot of life here. It was unfortunate that he did this bad jump.
Oh,
he dropped.
It was a frustration jump because he, you know, with Aghanos having instinct here, you kind of can't get the jump up.
no, that's a very bad drop. I'm so sad. You're dead.
Oh no.
And yeah, you can definitely ultra here, but also sometimes the input gets crossed up and maybe he was scared of that and didn't want to try it.
DED dead.
He gave him a chance. He gave him a chance to break the light, and he guessed. I'm assuming medium.
Opener into Ultra does save lives, folks. That was an
Yeah.
extremely dangerous situation.
How much
there
more
for
do we got to
Nice
go
Slash.
here?
But to his
Alright, so
credit,
only
he
to
chose the right
3:25
option and
or so.
now up 2-0 over Young Tate.
So another 20
Can't
minutes.
say too much about somebody's play if they win.
These are good matches, though. I'm enjoying it.
I like the.
But it is
adjustment
pretty
that
late,
Tate
so I
made
wanna
in
let
that
you guys
last
go.
game. Of course, Larry told him to use back heavy punch, and he was a lot more aggressive. Used the grabs on his way on nice on his wake up. It helped
That's a
him
lot
out,
of chunks to deal with
But
right now.
honestly, to overcome the hump, I don't know what he needs to do.
You can just see it in his face. He doesn't either. He's frustrated right now. I think a big thing he
All right.
has to anti-air. Aghanos has been getting a lot of oop deer, a lot of jump-ins, and you know you can't let him get up. I know you don't want to eat the copper,
Yeah.
but you know you can't just let
He's
him
trying to use a fierce that
Yeah, it's like he's
that's
going
great for
the
breaking the armor, but don't use the
grab,
four hitter when he has
grab,
meter, right? Just
and
use stand
then
roundhouse.
back. And I
Sweep,
think after
something
couple
like
rounds,
that.
Maybe go for a medium.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely not back heavy when you don't. He doesn't have meter. Oh,
Oh.
that's unfortunate. Didn't hit fast enough.
Oh, and just
Oh,
the
goodness.
onslaught,
It just
but
chipped him
hip
out.
Damage from Nice Slash with that.
That was an
Shadow Rune.
extremely confident move.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if you could just DP this, actually.
Oh, and just
I bet you could shadow DP here. Because I don't think he's invincible past the hit.
Oh, goodness
onslaught, but
gracious.
hip damage from Nice
Yeah,
Slash.
I'm interested in trying that out, actually. I bet you shadow DP wins there.
AI again is not a high chip game, but
Right.
he knew it would work.
I would not expect that.
Yeah, and I would take that. It's perfect, yeah. He's in there.
Get the opening.
And that's kind of
Don't throw him out of the corner. That's a bummer. Probably one of those input mistakes. Okay, he's still in there.
Chunks off, and that's not the situation that you want to be in because
Yeah, this is tough now.
you know,
Okay, there you go. Back in there. No chunks. Instinct would help him.
Gonna see a medium. Okay.
there we go. I like it, and that's something different. That would have beaten Shadow Counter as well. Oh dear!
Oh.
Wow! Hold this Peacemaker.
Man, unfortunately, they wasn't able to confirm that lockout. That's pretty quick confirm needed there.
The combo quickly. He wants the chunks.
All that work to get those
There you go.
chunks off, and he got him right back. What? Nice shot.
He's got both daggers. He's got the unblockable charge.
Very
No
doable,
chip,
and
yeah.
This one he's got to hold because Night Slash did not have chunks there.
This
Good
is great.
position for
Great spot,
Young
yeah.
Tate, And he is not blocking
I
that.
think Nice Slash thought he was gonna.
I agree with the short combo to cash that out there. But now you have one.
This is the second time he's
Don't jump.
hit him with that setup, I believe.
This is the same situation as last time. Don't jump. Just walk him down.
Chunks, what are you gonna do? Goodness
Ooh.
gracious!
Three actions, baby.
Don't ever try that.
Yeah, that was much needed for Nice Slash.
Uh-oh, both daggers
You
gone.
guys can't see it, but I just gave a solemn nod of respect And Night
Is there any way you can get
directed
chip here?
that
He
reaction.
needs chip. He
Yeah,
needs
Maya
that
recovers
last bit. There you
extremely
go.
quickly from her
Call it.
back.
Yes. Why was he not blocking?
This is unfortunate. Yeah.
And he can still win. Don't give
Chunk,
up.
what can Tate do? He has to get this. This is for his permanent life now.
Oh, it was a good try. But a better punish, actually.
And I've got to say, I know Night Slash.
It's actually, Mantis recovers really quickly. This is not an easy punish.
What can Tate do? He has to get this. This is for his permanent life now.
I mean, certainly something you can do, but I mean,
I've got to say,
it's certainly droppable.
I know Night Slash, but I am now a fan of Night Slash. That was.
I've been telling people for the longest that guy is a great Ogre.
Yeah, I like Night Slash
And
quite a bit. His play always impresses
Wow,
me when I
he's
see
trying
it.
to walk.
Man, this preview video on the scrub bar always lies to me. All right, here we go. Thompson, Aphex. Okay, nice.
Tongue has not been used once, folks. Aphex.
So,
Not gonna work.
I expect we will see.
so yeah, they're talking about why Thompson is good against this, against kind of wild out playstyles because he's so solid on the ground and very quick with DP reactions. So
a bit more controlled.
you can see here that fireball primes Aphex, right? This fireball is like, okay, you're gonna throw fireballs. I'm gonna use tongue to swallow it, but every time that you're wrong, the tongue will come in and it'll make Jago block, and then you'll be able to punish, right? Air tongue that doesn't come from the air is -6.
We see it already. Tongue has not been used once, folks.
So
Aphex.
that would have been -6.
Gosh dang it, Aphex.
Actually, I guess that was the air one. Whoa.
Gosh dang it, Aphex. Are you serious right now? I wanted Thompson to DP him so bad.
I know,
The
right?
instant I said no tongue.
Oh no, that happens a lot to Thompson in this tournament. Maybe something wrong with this controller, but he always tries to do something, and he always gets DP instead of fireball there.
There we go. One.
That's one. That's
Oh, that was a really good whiff punish. There's the rash bug. Again, Apex is really useful. Or makes wow, he just walked up.
Walk up on him.
He's dead.
And Apex wisely has none of it.
Yeah, I would shadow boot 100% of the time.
So the funny thing is,
What's even worse is that Thompson spent instinct. I think you should never spend
he's
instinct
trying
here.
to walk up on him.
There is no value to spending instinct. You're always getting clipped.
Apex
And as soon as this happens, Thompson is like lost.
wisely has none of that. So the funny thing is, regular DP would have worked there.
So this is game one for Apex. I think that's a crucial mistake.
No bueno.
Yeah. Shut it down.
All right, so right now we see
Wow, you can still block that.
Apex taking it to MNT Thompson.
Yeah, this is kind of wild. This
Oh,
control
no.
play gets the counter breaker.
I like that counter breaker.
Mr.
I am a
Thompson
fan.
Weird combo, but wow, big DP. Certainly not an optimal combo. And there's that. Man, Thompson
I feel
feels really out of sorts in that.
Thompson is kind of renowned for his very, very clean play, and this has not been particularly.
That was a good break. I like that.
Not at all.
I really want
Catches the backdash. I think Apex likes to backdash a lot. If he ever watches this, you might want to kind of be a little more careful about your backdashes. I think it's pretty easy to call them out.
I want to see Thompson play. Like, this is Thompson's double right now, so he's got a little bit more life to play with.
Oh, I missed the meaty.
Up.
And that's certainly the lost round, I think, right?
We have a match.
You saw Thompson try to meaty him. That shouldn't have worked, but
Guest break to sorry extend, but
right, it
the
wasn't meaty at
deficit's
all.
too big.
That was not me.
Even though that was a good DP.
you know, Apex recognized it. He said, "I feel like you're not very clean right now. I don't think your meaty time."
He said it was a controller issue. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't dislike it.
It's a bummer because you're kind of responsible for your own controller. So when it happens to you in a tournament, you feel really bad about it.
So I'm very
Because you know
curious to see,
you
like,
should
what
have known
kind
about
of
it ahead of time. But
Thompson gonna-
man, that sucks.
Wow, sit down, get AA, start the game.
He tried.
Oh, he tried.
He
the
tried.
DP, he got crossed up.
So that was a situation where a light DP probably would have hit.
Yeah,
See this fake?
So
This
that
is
was
the
a
fake.
situation where a light DP probably would have hit.
Fake. Thompson does fake fireball dash. He's trying to get him to bait the tongue, right? The tongue is supposed to come in to swallow the fireball that would have come out. But if he reacts to the startup and then tries to tongue the fireball, he just goes straight into Jago's face, right? And Jago comes in, dashes and blocks, and then DPs. Oops.
yeah. That hits a little behind.
And Rash being Rash.
Man,
cannot
what
be
a good button this is, hey? Forward roundhouse.
That hits a little
Or send roundhouse. Look at the range on this thing. And that wasn't even the tip.
And Rash
And
being
only
Rash
-2,
cannot be
like, geez,
zoned
that's
by
really good.
Jago.
Medium break turned into a medium normal there. Punish, yeah.
Nice punish there. Got a little too wild with the reset, and now it's gonna hurt.
Thompson extends.
So that's not have to do that. Yeah, that's the first really good sequence.
Oh wow, wake up jump from Apex.
Immediately, Apex kind of fights his way out, but pushes buttons on plus frames. Not your turn, sir.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that play from Thompson there. I think the Shadow Fireball is not a good use of the meter.
Immediately, Apex kind of fights his way out. But
if you're gonna try and do this, if you're trying to confirm with something, at least confirm with the shadow move that leads to a combo. Like this does nothing really. It's a small bit of damage, but that meter is more valuable somewhere else. Let's them set up this meaty, but it's reactable. So like, and you can't even fake this. You can't backdash. You'll still get clipped by the ram. So it's like.
Frame trap. I like the reaction there. Went straight to the projectile. He's gonna hurt.
Apex definitely likes that tech.
He's got instinct, so he's okay to cancel into that. Oh dear!
Wow.
Oh
that's sick. I like that. It's really smart game knowledge from Thompson. Let's watch that again. This is cool.
And he's got instinct, so he's okay to cancel into that. Oh.
TDPs. I guess it's because the light kick hit, right? The light kick hit him instead of just him doing shadow. I guess he didn't have shadow meter, so yeah, this is smart. And he's inside the bite because he's canceled during the invincibility frames. Jago heavy DP is invincible to one hit after it's active. So that means he can cancel and still be invincible. So he's fully invincible the entire time here.
Oh dear!
Blocks and then stalls AF to shadow. That's really cool.
How did that work? Wow. Wow.
DP. Right, oh man, Thompson wasn't ready for that one.
That's the kind of play I want to see from you.
Wow, finally got opened up. Man, he's going to cost him the life bar. But, you know, the instinct ran out, so he got the instinct meter back for the kill combo.
We see SYN, is that Syndicate?
Nice.
All right. Syndicate, if I'm not mistaken.
So we see Syndicate Apex still in the life lead and has slight meter advantage, and yeah, Rash's button's too good for...
Drop combo. But the meaty was working.
Oh,
man. Apex is going to backdash, 100%. Yes. I know, man. This guy is he's a backdash monster, especially in situations where he's lost a scramble. I think it's particularly pronounced because he lost the scramble. That's a DP he probably feels he didn't deserve. This scramble situation where he earns this throw, okay, that like compounds the scramble, and then he got counter hit here, and this shouldn't have happened. So like both players are thinking, wow, this is kind of wilding out here. We're both scrambling. Apex immediately backdashes.
I think he wants a fireball confirm, but yeah, I kind of feel like if you've missed your confirm a lot of times.
Man, that fierce manual after the light auto double is pretty crazy.
You might want to go for
shadow.
Something a little
okay.
Bit simpler, something that you feel confident.
Oh man, he tried the same tech, but he tried to bait it.
Go for something a little bit simpler, something that you.
He tried to bait something that was fireball release, so he did the projectile move, but then he goes up, he does a slow overhead. It's not a good choice if he's trying to bait a fast reversal like this.
Feel confident in being able to hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's eating a lot of damage.
Register for CEO and then analyze my own matches. I mean, I know exactly what my matches look like.
All right.
They're not worthy of analysis.
Overhead.
Oh, good guest break. No, I don't like the dash. Wow, I like the guest break though. Man, I don't like the dash forward thing here. Right, guest break. What is he trying to beat? I don't understand. Jump back or tongue or something. These are all options that are on the table for Rash, and none of them. I don't understand what this is for here.
Medium for his life, that's not.
But he gets away with it twice.
All right, Thompson can do this.
3 times though. That was a really good block on the cross up.
That's a good start. Another
punish. Man, if he had used shadow, it would have been enough. Shadow, laser sword.
That's death. Not death.
Laser sword.
I want to counter break so bad there.
Yeah, Storm wanted counter break, and I guess that's true. I wasn't even thinking about counter break, probably because I was thinking about why he didn't shadow. But you know, tit for tat, right? Like, because Jago got away with 2 guest breaks for his life bar, so Rash had his chance.
No shadow counter.
Really? Sorry, let's watch this again.
Oh, I want to counter break so bad there. Rash, what's he gonna do? He doesn't no shadow counter.
So they're surprised at no shadow counter. I think Thompson was probably like super nervous about whether it was 4 or 5 hits, but I mean, and Rash is negative here. It's -2. So I don't know what Thompson was thinking, because like, if you don't shadow counter, that means you're trying to like wrestle control back after -2, right? But he sat there and did nothing. He didn't reversal. He didn't tech. He didn't press a button. Was he just like upset about something else that happened earlier? Like maybe he like just super spaced out. I'm not sure.
Are you serious?
Wow.
He gave him the game. He handed him the game on a silver platter.
It hit 4 times. And then he says, I wouldn't even shadow counter it hit 4 times. But you like 100% know that that hits 4 times from that range. Right? There's no guessing. You know that.
This game has to offer. That was an insane mistake.
That one hurts. If this sends him to losers, I assume we're still winner's side. If this makes him have to... Yeah,
maybe the guess was 3 or 4 times, but it wasn't 4 or 5.
We see that DP again.
8.
And again, Thompson is officially on tilt.
Yeah, definitely Thompson's on tilt.
He's just throwing him
And you can't blame him.
That one does work.
Notice that he stuffed backdash there again from
Thompson
Aphex.
isn't gonna do, even when maybe not playing at 100%.
Man, Aphex, buddy, you got to cool it with them backdashes.
You are now dead.
Oh, yeah.
Stop being
That's a
locked
help
out.
gauge. Okay.
Oh.
We got a game, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
I'm not sure why he didn't do DP ender, but you know.
He's reborn. He's ready to play now.
And you know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, Thompson's
Shadow
play,
boot
but
coming.
Let's give it up for Aphex right now.
100%.
You know, we've
And
been
there's
talking
actually
a
an
lot
easy way to
about,
bait
you
this
know,
as your Jago,
Thompson's
right?
play, but let's
You just stand point blank, and then when he does shadow boot, you DP through it. You have to be point blank though. If you're further back, you get traded with the shadow boot. You get beat strictly by the shadow boot because of the priority system. But point blank, the priority system doesn't come into play because the hitboxes don't trade. Shadow boot is way out here, and if you stand close enough as Jago, your DP is like inside shadow boot's hitbox. So you actually just beat it straight up because you're still invincible and he's not.
give it up for Aphex right now. He is playing extremely well. He's playing very clean. He's not giving him things that are really breakable. He's punishing all of
Nice check. I like the check here. You have to check this. You're minus a bunch here. Check it. A cancel would have been better, but the check is still fine.
Aphex doing work.
He's switching it up here and there. Like, just that random
Man,
light he threw out
that
right
tech's
now.
pretty good.
Right.
But it means you should be probably, unless it's fixed eventually,
And it
you
caught.
should be watching for light auto levels more, right?
The help gauge.
Wow.
Into the fireball.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened
I
there.
can really feel.
All right, I like that Aphex is not backdash there. Take this pressure, it's fine. There you go, you're up.
And
Thompson is a lot.
Aphex
It's not really that
just
scary,
blocks it out.
actually.
I really like the defense there. Thompson tried a few different things.
Like, Thompson might hit you sometimes, but it's not the scariest pressure such that you need to super panic backdash every time.
Oh dear. So I feel like
Throw?
Aphex has backed
I would have gotten
every
hit
time
too.
after that.
And I wouldn't have broken, I would have been in the right mindset. -1, right? Jago used to be plus on this move, but it's a -1 now. You either have to DP or you have to backdash, or you know, you can't really press a button there.
I mean, it'd be a good choice, but you're wrong.
All right,
I feel like light. Well, light
not a
actually-
not a bad non-break,
This
but
is a
bad
problem
punish.
for Thompson because
Throw is good.
Rash is one of the most dangerous
Why?
characters. This is a problem for Thompson because
Throw is unscaled, right? Throw is always unscaled after wall splat. You don't have to wait for the combo to end to get your max damage. So you just always throw.
Rash is one of the most
There's no
dangerous
mix up there
characters in the
for
corner.
no reason to try and get higher damage if you let it return to neutral or
DPs, I
anything like that.
It's a good trade for Thompson though.
Good trade for Thompson, but
And that should be fine.
that should be it.
Wow, he even got a chance to walk up because of how far away the fireballs hit him.
And that should be fine.
That should be it.
Walked up a bit and then still pressed
Thompson
fierce.
gets one on the board, folks, but like we said, this we too is your
Masiago,
That's
showing
Masiago.
us something about the controller, so maybe that's where we're getting those fireballs, those DP inputs on
Oh,
fireball.
that overhead. Scary.
So folks, if your controller
DP?
is not
Yes,
100%,
Thompson. All right,
don't
way to go.
play on it, just switch it out.
Ask somebody for a
I
controller.
played KI World Cup on someone else's stick because mine was acting shady.
All right, he's gonna get punished. Yeah, the bike always comes in.
That's a counter hit by a
This is a
Basal.
combo.
This is unfortunate because now Thompson has to hold this mix up.
Wow, a little out of
Gets
range
out
for
of
that
it.
lead.
Nice block.
Like
Punish
to keep
DP.
safe,
Yes, there's
he
nothing you can
keeps it in
save.
the corner.
Nothing you can do to save yourself there.
Thompson,
Good patience by Thompson.
he is. Oh wow, run up jab.
Oh, he tried to DP and he missed it. He got stand jab there. You see that?
He is. Oh wow, run up
Either got throw or stand jab. He was trying to DP here.
jab.
I think we lost track of our DP counter. What are we at, man?
I believe we're at 6.
6?
Yeah, 6 or
Okay,
7.
okay.
I think. I'm sure the chat is telling me how stupid I am, and Calvin can't.
There you go, Thompson.
I'm sure
Fireball,
the chat
fireball,
is
bait
telling me
the
how
tongue.
Stupid I am, and Calvin can't
Boom.
count.
He was so ready because of the double fireball, right?
Six.
Six?
Yeah, six
Okay,
or seven.
okay.
I think.
1, 2,
I'm sure the chat is
1,
telling me
2,
how
right? And he's like, okay. He's mad that he had to block 2 of those. So internally, he's like, all right, I'm getting in next time. I'm going to tongue this fireball, or I'm going to do something. And Thompson's like, all right, I got you right where I want you.
stupid I am, and
Well,
Calvin
boom.
can't count.
But he primed him and backdash. And
Oh.
clearly
Shadow
Thompson
Fireball,
having
he
controller
definitely
problems.
is what he
Yeah.
wanted there.
Yeah, something's going on.
I do like that he is chasing down Apex's backdashes. Apex has been refusing to sit
Oh.
still and wake up pretty
He could
consistently.
just block. He's done forward roundhouse so many times that Apex could be getting free shadow counters off of that.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm not sure why he tried
That's
it.
actually something that he could just
Maybe
add to the
just
matchup and
his
take
controller
it.
just really must be on the fritz here.
I actually really like what Apex did there. Thompson used all his meters.
Yeah,
and
that's
said,
super
okay,
meaty.
use
You
all
can't
your
you
meters.
can't
Apex
contest
did
this.
there. Thompson
He's plus here, I think.
used all his meters, so he said, okay,
Also shadow,
you
but
wanna
yeah,
use all
he's
your meters?
certainly not minus.
Hold this shadow ram and my plus rings. Have fun with that. Very nice DP.
Wow, the light DP, as you said, getting behind a little bit.
Nice break.
Nice break on the battle axe.
Another nice DP and another
Alright,
punish
so
on the
that right there is
backdash.
why we were talking before the set started about why Apex would have to play
Any
both
situation
breaks
where a
on the
scramble
battle
occurs,
axe.
right? He's able to stay solid if a scramble didn't occur ahead of time. He's able to think to himself, okay, I'm in the right frame of mind, I can block. But if a scramble occurs, his instinct on his hand, he probably doesn't even realize it, is just to mash double back, right?
Getting behind a little bit.
Scramble,
Nice break
combo
on the battle
breaker,
axe.
another good DP, and that's a scramble situation because he feels like he didn't deserve to get DP'd there because of the bike, right? So he's kind of a little out of sorts in his head, and his hand just defaults to it.
All right.
There's nothing he can do
that
to stop
right there
it.
is why we were talking before the set started about why Apex would have to play more considered and more careful because tongue is -6, I believe. If he's coming in at that kind of an angle, and guess what? DP hits on frame 3.
Guessing should be a small percentage of gameplay. Anything but is mostly bad. Depending on what guesses what situations, but still. I mean, I don't know, dude. Guessing is like the core. Smart, intelligent guessing is the core of every fighting game. This is no exception. Every time you press a button in footsies, you're guessing. Every time you try to throw someone, you're guessing. There are guesses that are weighted in your favor, and there are guesses that you predict will be right, but they're guesses. There can be risk-heavy gameplay, there can be non-risk heavy gameplay, but you cannot get out of guessing. Just not chancing.
Might
Not a
not
chance.
want to do it right in front of Thompson.
Yeah, just relax on that.
He's getting accidental DPs. I don't think you want to try him in the situation where he's actually.
Reads are different than guessing? What does that mean? A read is a guess. A read is a prediction that your thing will be correct some percentage of the time. Probably a high percentage if you think it's a read. But sometimes your reads are wrong. Does that mean that you suck? Or does that mean you just guessed wrong? They're synonyms for the same term. Right?
Really wanting those? Come on. It hurts. It hurts. And they're right back in it. I thought we were going to get a little bit more of a break when we got 2-2.
And Thompson is trying to
I love
reverse
it,
what we
Thompson.
hear.
Break when we
You're good.
It hurts.
When your controller works, you're even better,
They're
right?
right back in it. I thought we were going to get a little bit more
Look at
of a
this
break
again.
when we
Fireball.
got 2-2.
Fireball.
And Thompson
Dash cancel fireball. This is the bait. What did he do?
is
Well, boom. He's expecting this to eat the fireball,
trying
and then
to-
it was
to
smoked him.
reverse hold here.
But he was super ready for that again.
Here.
So much damage.
Ah, again.
So unfortunate.
Man, you can really feel Thompson's pain here.
I can tell. I've never seen him play like that.
Heavy linker not broken.
But gets the touch
He
again,
tried to
and
guess the
Apex
manual
finds
after.
out, and like
The
I said,
worst manual to guess in the game is the heavy linker manual.
But gets the touch
But,
again,
I don't know,
and
he was
Apex
on tilt
finds
from
out,
not
and like
breaking
we
it, I
said,
guess.
Thompson is one of those players who's very rarely
Ah,
gets
just
an
do DP, bud.
damage gap to blocks
Why not
out,
do
and like
DP
we
under
said,
here?
Thompson is one of those players who's very
I mean,
rarely misses an opportunity for
yeah, I mean, he's trying to bait something, but
damage gap.
just do DP.
He tried to bait a shadow boot right there. I like the idea, but he is in a bad spot right now.
You
Still
need to
down
watch
three.
your headband, Jago. There.
Think about this, right? If he was planning to bait Shadow anyway, then just do damage ender and walk up and bait Shadow. If you're wrong, this all would have happened, except he would have been down to like here. I don't think it would have killed him, but it would have been down to like here, right? And now any stray normal hits, like a jab or something, or will kill him. But now he has to work so much more, and Rash is so much more scary in the corner because he knows that a counter poke can't kill him.
There is a rainbow toad out there, decking fools.
I like that juggle that
That's a
Apex
cool
does, where
combo.
he lets the bike hit together.
That
and
is going to
rise
be a
up.
deep.
Yeah, the DP hits, and the DP would have killed, right?
Like the
But
attempt
the
from
combo
Apex, I'm
choice
not gonna lie.
is
I'm
going to
a
cost
huge fan
Thompson a
that
bit of
pick.
life.
I'm surprised that he got hit out of it.
Oh, the bike saved his life.
All right.
Oh, wow.
He was so close. Thompson, ooh, Thompson could have got more help out of that. Oh, no, it's instinct right now.
Yeah.
All right, look at this. I like this. The use of the buttons by both
So,
players.
Apex really, if he wants to win this, he's going to need to
That's a good
shout.
reaction. I like that.
He's going to want to
Even
shout
better
down
guest
those
break.
kinds of button strings.
I would DP here.
Thompson's
Worked.
playing super buttonsy right now.
What happened there?
Really, if he wants to win this, he's going to need to shout. Nice reaction. He's going to want to shadow counter those kinds of button strings.
So he's -1 here, and what does Rash try to do? He tries to throw. So he holds up, but he can't punish. And then what
Thompson's
happens?
playing super
Oh,
buttonsy
red. Okay.
right now.
I like the sequence.
Apex is just letting
I think
him do
Thompson's
it.
lucky to
Nice
escape,
break on
but
the light
I like the
linker.
sequence.
Okay.
All right, you took 40% of the life bar, which is really, really good for that pixel.
Resources. He's got a good amount of health. The reset.
And there's the light auto double. I think you really have to watch for it against Apex in particular, right?
Reset.
He really likes that light auto double. It's reactable if you're really watching.
That was a heavy linker after a light auto double. Okay, Rash.
Oh, you didn't know he could do that?
I forgot for.
Yeah.
I had forgotten.
Here's a kicker.
He did it again.
He's not supposed
Yeah, it's not a linker, it's a manual, but yeah, Storm just
Well, you better accept
got his
it,
words
folks,
crossed up a
'cause
bit.
All the balance changes are done.
He
That
knew what
is
he meant
it
there.
is.
We all know what he meant.
with it, guys.
And
And
while we
just
were
like that,
talking,
Apex took
Apex
the
took the lead.
Again, you can see Thompson trying to bait the
Thompson
tongue.
is endeavoring to regain it, and there we go. It's now tied.
Wow. What a character trait.
And Thompson just neutral jumps after that.
No backdash is coming here because it's in the corner.
And he
And
does
that's
not.
game.
That is
Or
game.
did he backdash?
After that.
It didn't say counter hit. I guess he tried something. Maybe he tried to hold up here.
Jumps after that.
I don't think it was a backdash.
Rash has to hold this.
But yeah, the meaty is too free for Thompson here.
So M&T Thompson coming back from an
Man, I feel if
0-2
if
deficit.
if Apex was just a bit more solid on his blocking, Thompson gave him tons of opportunities to win that game.
Has to hurt. You know he smelled blood and it was like, this is mine. And I think he did it to himself. Once he gave up the first game, when he let Thompson get 2-2, he was playing, he started reverting back.
Yeah,
think that's the end,
as
right?
the set went on, you saw him kind of back off a bit from
Yeah,
that
that's
really
the end for the
solid
Pools
style,
block.
and, you know, that stuff is pretty punishable. And
Oh, yeah.
Thompson, you know, one of the things about the
Yeah, it's
very
a bummer
best
for
players,
Apex because I
even when they're
feel
not
he
on,
definitely
they're
had
still
plenty of
really,
opportunities to
really
win that,
good.
but
So you can't just
Thompson
give them opportunities
kind
to
of
punish you. And so
held
once they
on
get
mentally
there,
a bit
Apex
tighter
he definitely was
and
giving
held himself
Thompson a few
to,
more
you know, better
punishes
decisions in the
probably
scramble.
wanted to. But
Which
like we
is
said,
often
folks,
what
that
you
was
do in
the
KI
last
if you want to
match
win,
of Killer
is be
Instinct
better in the
Pools,
scramble.
but don't
Better
sweat
decision
it.
making in the
You
scramble,
will
very important.
see some very, very, very good top 24 action tomorrow. Please be sure to tune into that. I believe that is on Team Spooky Stream. Guys, these brackets are ridiculous.
Top 24 is going to be some of the most exciting KI I've ever.
All right, guys.